like that. Woo!
What's good, everybody? Welcome to the Pull Up Show. My name is BJ Matthews, aka B. Just before we get started, follow us on the YouTube page, the Pull Up Basketball Podcast. Like, share, subscribe. All of our YouTube videos. Hit that like button as y'all enter in. Wipe your feet before you enter this house. Share, subscribe as well. If you guys also want to show your love to the Pull Up Basketball Podcast, you can do so by going to our Cash App, which is $BJ Matthews. You know what I'm saying? Drop your love to the Cash App. Also, our super stickers and super comments are available. If you guys have a comment you guys want to write in the comment section, y'all are free. For me to get my attention, y'all can hit that super chat button. You hit that, have a comment, I'll automatically get it right away, and I'll read it out to the audience and make sure that, the comment and question gets answered. So we are back, with another late night show. This was not planned, but so much has done happened, and so much still about to get crazy in the next couple of days, in the next 48 hours to be precise, that we had to get into it, man. But before we, do that, let me say salute to my people first. Let me salute to my pull-up family. Shout out to my man, Thomas Town, to my man, my guy, get your shine on. He said, pull up pull up a mofo chair. I'm here to surprise my cousin BJ like a G-string. Man, that dude crazy, man. My man crazy. What's good, Mrs. Flores? Salute to you. Says salute BJ, Rick, and Hope. Rick's not here tonight, but I don't know if he's listening. He's probably chilling at the house or, sleep or whatever. But Hope is definitely here. Shout out to my man, Jonelle Santana. Appreciate you, man, watching the Steve Kerr video. Definitely appreciate the kind words, man. I got a chance to read your comments, so definitely appreciate that, brother. You know what I'm saying? Let me see who else is up in here. My man, Joshua Smith, what's good? BJ, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Like Mrs. Hope said, hit that like button as y'all enter, man. Y'all really love your boy. Hit that like button as y'all enter, man, so we get the notifications out there. People can come to this live. Let's get this be the most watched live tonight, because we got a lot of great stuff to talk about. I'm going to break it down for y'all, man. I've been doing a lot of research, man, over the last, 24 hours, regarding this. So I'm going to make sure I give y'all the quality show, and then we're going to let people in, and we're going to be up out of here. We're not going to be here too long, but it's going to be definitely a great show. Camden Knight, appreciate you coming in. Salute. Yes, sir. All right, man, let's get into it, man. Free agency has kicked off, right? Free agency has kicked off, in the offseason. As y'all can see, the thumbnail said it's a different time. And it has a picture of, James Harden, Bradley Beal, and Kyrie Irving. We're gonna get into why that is in a little bit, but we gotta get into the show, man. The NBA season has, in my opinion, 3 different areas we could say are the most important when it comes to free agency. You got the offseason, like right now, where teams are getting, they have the wherewithal to go to a specific player and actually ask for their services for next season, depending on if their contract is up. You have also the All-Star break, right around that time where free agency, ends right before the end of the second part of the season, right before the start of the second part of the season, right? That's another time where, players, can be moved. And yeah, those are the two. So I'm sorry, two instances. Those are the most 2 things when it comes to basically free agency, the middle of the season and also the end of the season around this time in the off season, right? So it's very critical, very, I'm saying it could be, pretty stressful for teams. You got teams right now who are going to be up for like 2, 3 in the morning because, they have all this, they have to figure out with their roster going into next season. But nonetheless, that comes with the job. According to reports, there have been 2 teams that's been very heavy in the free agency right now, and that's the Phoenix Suns and the Los Angeles Clippers. Now, there's other teams who's had signings, Harrison Barnes of the Sacramento Kings just signed a 3-year, I think a $50 million deal to re-sign with the Sacramento Kings. Andre Drummond signed a deal to stay with the Chicago Bulls. So those are some of the players that decided to stay with their respective teams. But I want to talk about the big dogs. I want to talk about the big boys. Before we do that, let's talk about the team. And I had a chance to talk about this particular situation. Like I said, I told you I've been particularly sick the last couple of days. So I've not been able to, do any videos for y'all, man, up until this morning where I talked about the Clippers situation. If y'all not seen that, go and check my video after this live. I broke down the Clippers free agency situation going on. but we're going to also, retouch that a little bit right now in this live. But I didn't get a chance to talk about the Portland Trailblazers and Damian Lillard. Now, it was reported about 2 days ago that Damian Lillard and Draymond Green had dinner in Portland. Of course, Chris Haynes, I think, reported that, and he said that this was a time for Draymond Green, Damian Lillard to pitch his swing to get Draymond to come to Portland. I guess that's what that whole dinner was about. But no one said anything about the dinner afterwards. Nobody reported like how the dinner went. Here's my thing with reports also. So much we get caught up in just the whole, players, meet for dinner, or players, meet at a public place, or players, go to a person's house, and all of a sudden here comes all these media members saying, oh, what are they going to talk about? It could be a number of things. It could just be them catching up as friends, because a lot of these players they do have friendships outside of basketball. So when everybody wants to just jump on, oh, Draymond met with Damian Lillard for dinner, it could have been simply just dinner. It could have been simply just them, talking it out and just seeing how everybody's doing. Because when you're through the season, you don't have time to really just, go to this player and talk to this player, except when you guys, might play against each other and y'all go out to dinner after the game. But for the most part, the summertime is the downtime for these players, and then anybody back to work. And if you're in the Olympics, you really don't have an off season. So you don't really get a chance to enjoy your time, as a professional basketball player, right? So I say that to say this. Damian Lillard, how I feel about the situation with the Trailblazers is that he has to, in my opinion, make a decision and actually say it for people to actually understand. Because I've been the last 2-3 seasons has been Damian Lillard. Should he leave Portland? Is he going to leave Portland? Is he tired of Portland? Like Damian Lillard, from what Chris Haynes reported, that's the closest reporter to him, said that he doesn't want to stack up a team, but he wants a team that's competitive. Right, he wants a team that's competitive. He don't want to stack his team with superstars like Phoenix did, or what Brooklyn did in the past, or Golden State. He don't want to do that. He want to play with solid players and have at least a shot to win. And if that's the case, Portland is not going to be that shot for Damian Lillard. They just drafted Scoot Henderson, who is supposed to be for the future. They still have Anthony Simons there, who they offloaded all these, players, beforehand, Norman Powell, Robert Covington, Seth Curry, to be able to pay Anthony Simons, so they're not going to get off of him. Damian Lillard's in a position right now where Portland is rebuilding without really saying it out loud. They've tried to get certain pieces around him throughout the last few years, but to be quite honest with you, Damian Lillard has not got any real stars. I mean, the best star he had was in the past was about what? Almost 10 years ago with LaMarcus Aldridge. You know what I'm saying? So as far as Damian Lillard competing for a title and how competitive the West is, that's not going to happen in Portland. That's why I said he needs to go to a team like Miami, where if he wants a shot to win. But then again, I don't know what Damian Lillard really wants, because he's acting like this team's going to be competing for a championship, and they've shown you year after year they cannot get the players that you want because for a couple of reasons. Number one, Portland's not a really attractive city for stars to come, even though you are one of the most respected stars in the league. People don't want to move to Portland for the most part. Number two, you're taking a huge chunk of the salary cap, deservedly so. So you still got Yusuf Nurkic there, you still got Anthony Simons there. You don't have enough. There's not enough room to get like a lot of star talent, because the salary cap for Damian Lillard takes a big chunk, and then you got Yusuf Nurkic making that. I think that's a person they need to get off of, is Yusuf Nurkic, right? So that's why Portland has been struggling to find pieces around Dame. It says right here in this report, Damian Lillard's dream scenario in Portland is to resign Jeremy Grant and sign Draymond Green. That's not going to be enough to compete out west. With all them heavy hitters in the West, you think that's going to be enough to compete with a team like, say, I don't know, the Lakers, who just destroyed the Warriors in the playoffs. The Clippers, when they're fully constructed. Um, hell, even the Kings. You got you got OKC coming up. You got Phoenix. You know what I'm saying right there. You still got um, Denver, of course. You know what I'm saying, the champions. They got so many different teams that Portland will have to go through that they're not prepared for that gauntlet. So at the end of the day, what does Damian Lillard really want? Damian Lillard comes off to me as a cat who is not going to ever jump ship because of his loyalty to his core moral values, which is great. But at the end of the day, I don't think winning really drives Damian Lillard. I don't think it really does. I don't think it keeps him up at night. I don't think it really bothers him when to win. There's players who really like winning, and there's players who cannot live without if they hate losing. Damian Lillard to me doesn't come off as that player that winning keeps him up, losing keeps him up at night. I think he enjoys the simple things in life. I think that he's able to, yes, he trains hard in the off season, he works hard, he plays hard, but once the game is over, it's pretty much him back to his family, his homeboys, his friends, the people in his community, the people that truly matter with him. He just goes with his life. I mean, he even said in the podcast with JJ Redick, if I win a championship, cool. If I don't, then it doesn't define me. So that right there tells you what his mindset is. But I mean, just to close this off, Dame needs to be more transparent and say what he really wants. If he wants out of Portland, just come out and say it. If you want to get specific guys, come out and say it. Because you've been there for 12 seasons and you're not going to be able to get a team at this point to compete out west. It's just not enough time. You have to pretty much take a pay cut, or you have to pretty much, some type of magic will have to happen in that front office. I just don't see that happening. All right. But as y'all come in, hit that like button for y'all boy, hit that like button. Salute to my man, the realist. Salute BJ in the chat. Yes, sir. Appreciate you coming in. Make sure y'all hit the like button as y'all come in. Salute to Kobe Jordan. What's good, man? Top exec. Yes, sir. Let's go into the next situation, man. We got another one right here. The Phoenix Suns. All right. The Phoenix Suns, according to sources, Kyrie Irving met with Phoenix today. Right? Kyrie Irving met with Phoenix today, according to NBA sources. Now, what do we know about the Phoenix Suns? Well, we just know they signed Bradley Beal literally less than a month ago. You know what I'm saying? Because he was, a restricted free agent. And no, he wasn't. Was he restricted? No. He had a no trade clause. So he had pretty much power to go where he wanted to go. Speculation that the reason why he got to, Phoenix, because his agent is the son of the Phoenix Suns owner. So that's why he found his way to Phoenix. So you add Bradley Beal, who's obviously a 25, 30 point per game scorer on Washington. Of course, that won't be him on Phoenix. He'll probably be flirting around 22, 23 points per game with that star power, scoring the basketball. But Bradley Beal's now in Phoenix. Solid scorer, good size. He's a 3-tier scorer. I like Bradley Beal's game. But now you add another transcendent player like, according to reports, possibly Kyrie Irving. Now, when this came out in the news, of course, people were kind of like taken back by it. Like, how could he even entertain the idea of going to Phoenix? Kyrie Irving is, he's a free agent right now. Dallas was a team that he signed at the second part of the season, kind of like Westbrook did with the Clippers. So he has, free withal to go to a different team if he chooses to. Excuse me. It says right here, NBA Twitter will actually report Kyrie Irving meeting with Suns is shameless. So again, like that just pretty much says that, people are not happy with Kyrie Irving going to the meeting with the Suns, and for pretty much good reason. When I look at this situation, there's one person I just look at and I know he's the person that's behind all of it, and that's no other than Kevin Durant. There is no question in my mind that KD is behind this. Now, how I can prove that is because KD, since the Golden State, has found a formula where he feel like he can be successful, and that's basically him getting 2 or 3 different stars on one team. You saw with Brooklyn, where he got Kyrie Irving, which that was a team that could compete, but that wasn't enough. They went and got James Harden, right, which made them a super team. Now, obviously, that didn't work because they never won a championship. They never even got past the second round. So that happened. So you add that, 4 years, they don't win anything. He goes to Phoenix, out of nowhere, after Kyrie leaves to go to Dallas. He goes straight to Phoenix with Devin Booker. He says he wants to come to Phoenix to kind of, be that person that helped Devin Booker grow. Right? He wants to be that next person to help Devin Booker grow as a player. Right? Then that's not enough. You got Devin Booker. Okay, cool. You have a dynamic duo. I didn't think it was a super team anyway, even with Chris Paul, who they ended up trading, because he's 37, 38 years old. He's not the old Chris Paul. So I was like, all right, whatever. Okay. Chris Paul gets moved, get Bradley Beal. Okay, now they're starting to be back to Kevin Durant's old tricks. Let's get all the stars on one team, and then, let's roll the balls out. I still believe Phoenix was not a threat because, again, just looking at the offensive end of the ball, you're not looking at defense. You're not looking at chemistry. You're not looking at continuity. See, a lot of this stuff goes back to super teams. More times than not, do not work. If you put a bunch of just talent on one team and they face a team that's actually been around each other for 2-3 seasons, they've actually developed the team, and they actually still have 1 or 2 stars on that team. That team tends to win. That team tends to win with the chemistry. So I still believe Phoenix was not going to be a threat. And let's just say hypothetically they get Kyrie Irving, which I don't think that will happen. But let's say hypothetically they get Kyrie Irving. That doesn't, to me, a couple problems with that. Number one, they don't have a point guard, a facilitator. You got 4 guys who need the ball in their hands to be effective, who like the ball. So amongst them, what are they going to be averaging? 120 points. It's going to be pretty much. You have 4 guys who is playing against, 5, a whole team and a whole system. I'm choosing the system every time. And then when you don't have a facilitator, then it's not going to work. See, Kevin Durant, this is the problem with him. He thinks that he can do what he did in Golden State. The problem with this is that Golden State had a system already ready for him to play in, where he didn't have to be, this all-world player. The system made things easier for him. Brooklyn didn't have a system unless they had James Harden on the court, because James Harden was a pure point guard. What he's good at is actually getting players involved while scoring the basketball. James Harden has a unique gift to do that. I don't see anybody on this team that can do that, who can get high points and high assists in the same game. Right? Phoenix, he doesn't have that. They don't have that system that they had in Golden State. So that's where Kevin Durant keeps going wrong at. He thinks that building these teams is going to somehow get him, where he needs to go to the promised land. But that, again, shows you this is the only way Kevin Durant feels he can win. I know y'all heard that NBA, that Twitter space that he jumped in, last week, about is he a top 5 player? And it was actually hosted by somebody I actually had a little debate with in the past. That's, low legend of winning. But he did a good job with his points at the end of the day. I mean, dude, why should Kevin Durant be looked at as a top 5 player right now? What I've noticed with the media is they've given Kevin Durant passes that they don't give other players passes for. He can miss as many games as he needs to miss. He can stack his teams as much as he wants to and still not get to the finals, still not get to the conference finals, and still be a top 5 player. It's the weirdest thing I've ever seen. It really is. You can't tell. You can't. You know. Somebody just tell me what makes KD a top 5 player. It's just I look. If we're gonna get on LeBron James for doing this, because that's all I see is happening here. If we're gonna get on LeBron James for stacking his teams, we gotta get on Kevin Durant for stacking his teams. Bro, you're literally taking the competition out the game. That's the whole reason of the new CBA. What they're trying to do is spread the competition around the league. They're not trying to have all the talent on one team. So LeBron James stacks his team. It's no, it's everybody jumps on him. But when KD does it, which is me, in my opinion, a step higher, oh, we gotta let him, give him a pass. Or you hating on KD, bruh. He is choosing to stack the deck on his own, and then and this is the problem I have with Kevin Durant. He does stuff like this, and then he gets upset or he gets offended when somebody calls it out. That's the problem. You can't tell me you're gonna do an action and get offended when somebody calls you out for it. This is blatantly just trying to stack the deck. And yes, Kevin Durant, you are behind this because every time there's a situation like this, you're right in the forefront. Phoenix was not looking like this before until you got there. It was Devin Booker and Chris Paul, which was fine. But then you want to add Bradley Beal to court your best friend Kyrie Irving. And it's to be and you know what's crazy? It's still not gonna win you a championship. So I could see why people were disgusted with Kyrie Irving with the Suns. Now I don't think Kyrie Irving really is looking like, he's a free agent. He has the right to do what he wants to do. But I think Kyrie Irving's the type of person like he's gonna at least hear other people out and other options. I just think it was just a meeting where, just hearing, the representatives out. But I don't think he made any real decisions off of this meeting. That doesn't come off who Kyrie Irving is. He comes off as a person who does things on his time. Right. But y'all keep smashing the like button as y'all enter, and I'm about to let y'all in a minute. Hey, Hope, stop flirting with Bruce. My man Tuning Sports. Shout out to my man Tuning Sports says Kyrie just got this for leverage. I feel like Dallas got to pay him. Yeah, first of all, appreciate you, Tuning Sports. Go follow my man Tuning Sports, man. Cavs fan, great content. Y'all go follow my man Tuning Sports. Also NBA, fan in general. Talks about all the teams in the league. But his comment is correct. I don't think Kyrie Irving is really going to go to Phoenix. I just think he's using it to get the leverage he needs. Right? But let's go into the last one. They'll be done. About the Clippers. Now, this was reported earlier that, well, actually, let me give a shout out to Kawhi Leonard. He has turned 32 years old today. So let's give a shout out to Kawhi Leonard for turning 32 years old. You know what I'm saying? It's like he's recovering from his his operation he had a few weeks ago. He seemed like he's recovering, pretty well. So shout out to him, enjoying his birthday, look like on his little boat or yacht, whatever. Yeah, turned 32 years old today. So all love to Kawhi Leonard. But let's get into it. Last night, the Clippers waived Eric Gordon. And I explained, you know, what's going on with the Clippers, money situation. If y'all have not seen that video, I dropped it earlier this morning. It goes into detail why the Clippers are making the moves they're making and what other moves they're probably going to be doing over the next, couple of days or weeks or whatever may have you. Right. But the Clippers waived Eric Gordon last night. And It says it's a saving of $110 million. I'm not sure how they came up with that number, but this is what the picture says. And according to Andrew Grief, who's a LA Times reporter, he said the Clippers like Gordon's fit, but my understanding of what led them here is that there was an intention to stay more flexible with payroll. Look at that tax bill, and it to also create some pathways to more playing time for younger backcourt players. So there you have it. This all goes back to money and business. The Clippers have an incredibly high luxury tax bill. I don't have time to go through that right now, but based off of their bill, they've been, giving to these other players, man. As y'all can see right here, this is the Clippers roster and who they're paying. And as y'all can see, Eric Gordon was making the third highest behind Kawhi and Paul George. And that's why he was pretty much the first one to leave, because they have to free up cap space because they're just so over the tax because of this new CBA. This new CBA messed up a lot of stuff for players and teams who have like a high luxury tax, like the Clippers and the Warriors. That's why the Warriors got for Jordan Poole, right? And you got Norman Powell, right after Eric Gordon, you got Marcus Morris, Nicholas Batum, and Robert Covington. Look out for those four players, at least two of those four players, to either be moved or traded or shipped, as a free agent, right? Now, now that Eric Gordon got moved, we got to talk about what happened with James Harden, and also he's opted out of his deal with the Sixers. So now it's safe to say they're working on a deal for James Harden. Right now, the two teams that they're looking at right now are the Clippers as one team, but another team they're also looking at is the Miami Heat. Quiet as kept. First thing is, according to them, if they make this move, it's not going to be for Paul George. I know some people are looking at, well, who they're going to give up for, James Harden. They're not giving up Kawhi, and they're not giving up Paul George. I've told y'all, they're not getting off those two, man. They're going to run that back. This is the last year they're going to run it back, depending on what happens. They're not getting off of Kawhi and PG. They're not getting off those two. They proved it when they tried to get Malcolm Brogdon just about a week or two ago. They're trying to, win right now. They're not trying to rebuild. So, depending on what happens with Westbrook and, their point guard situation, they're going to see what's up with James Harden. Now, me personally, I'd rather keep Westbrook if we have a choice. I'd rather keep Westbrook. I think Westbrook fits better with this team because I just think James Harden, I would take Westbrook's effort and his no quit attitude over James Harden. You know what I'm saying? Nonchalant demeanor, too cool for school. Give me 40 points here. Give me 12 points there. Give me 36 points here. Give me 15 points. Like that in the season, he's great. But again, the playoffs is what's going to really determine who's what. You know what I'm saying? Yes, we want to finish as the top 4 seed in the season, but James Harden has proven year after year since Brooklyn that the playoffs he can only reach a certain level. He can only reach a certain level in the playoffs. Now, what might save him in this duo is that he won't be the first or second option. He'll be the third. But even with that, I still, just by his track record, bro, I would rather prefer Westbrook because I know he's going to give it to me every single night. He's not going to be the most efficient shooter, even though he didn't shoot so bad this year in the season. But I know he's going to give me everything. He's going to give me rebound. He's going to give me playmaking. He's going to give me defense. He's going to give me, leadership as the vocal leader, when things get tough. He's going to give me so many great things that I'm not going to look at just, well, he turns the ball over here and there, or, he misses a shot here and there. But I don't know what Westbrook's going to be asking for. Like I said, we have to see what Westbrook, asks for, because it's kind of tough to make any decisions if we don't know what he's going to do because he's a big integral part of the offseason right now. Are they going to end up signing Westbrook? Right. But let's take a quick break, man. We're gonna let people in, man. After this, I'm gonna drop the link in a minute, and y'all can give like a minute break, and we'll let y'all in, man. All right. All right. All right, man. So I just dropped the link for y'all, man. Um, Bubba said I got my badge, but it's not showing. Yeah, we can fix that. Let me when you let me know when you just hit me up on IG, Bubba, and tell me what you did so I know you in there. Just hit me up on IG and show me what you did so we can fix that. Uh, I just dropped the link for y'all if y'all want to come in here. Ooh. Cameron Knight said Kyrie be a good fit for the Clippers. Um, maybe, maybe. I would take. I mean, it's just a. Mm, I just don't know, but Kyrie's, how he feels like day to day. You know, so I like Kyrie. He's a special person. You have to be a certain special person to be around him. But I mean, it's hard. Let's see. Mm, go through some of these comments. The realist says Norman will have to go. Uh, mm, yeah. Um, yeah. Norman, unfortunately, yeah, he probably will have to go. But you know what? I'm cool with it if because we got so much depth that Norman, yeah, it would hurt. But I mean, like I said, and I talked to get my shine on about this earlier. I said we have to get a power forward more than anything. Our main objective is to how we match up with Denver, right? We have to how we match up with Denver. So Bruce said more trolling Alabama. Yeah, man, y'all. I've been getting a lot of trolls lately, man. This Dan Daly person, I don't even know who you are, bro. But you've been constantly commenting, bro. Keep on commenting, please. Please come and keep commenting. Um, you see, let's look at some of these other people. Mm, let's see. Hold on. Josh, what's good, brother?
Was good.
What's happening? What's happening? What's good with you? Ain't seen you in a few weeks.
I was here a couple days ago.
Oh man, I didn't. Did I shout you out?
Yeah, earlier in the show. Yeah, I was here. I think Sunday.
Oh man, I didn't know. I didn't. Man, I didn't even. I might have shouted you out. My fault if I didn't remember. But what you got with this topic, man? What you got?
I'm really I'm kind of interested in the James Harden to the Clippers, but just like you said, you don't really need him to give you 15. I mean 30 points because you got PG and Kawhi to do that.
True, true.
And then I saw something earlier talking about the Clippers could they probably get Harden and Russell on the same team and put Kawhi at the four.
Yeah, I heard something like that too.
So what would you think they have to give up to get him?
You said what we have to give up to get him?
Yeah, 'cause I saw something. I had something on Twitter that I saw, and it's kind of interesting. And Lauren Powell's not in the deal.
I mean, me personally, bro, I don't think it's smart to give up um to get Westbrook and Hart on the same team. I'm gonna tell you why, because it's gonna take away minutes from Terrence Mann. Because I think you just need one of them, and I think what we had last year was fine. I don't think we need to get James Harden because his body it does not hold up for the playoffs, and he's just out of shape. Like time and time again, he just seems like he's out of shape. Now, if you just use him for the offensive side of the ball, rebounding, uh, shooting, scoring, and then playmaking, okay, cool. But I don't know. I just in the playoffs, bro. It's just a bad taste in my mouth with Harden. I'd rather give him Westbrook. I'd rather have Westbrook there, and I know what I'm gonna get. Effort every single night, and he's gonna make it easier for Kawhi and PG to do their jobs because he's gonna do the dirty work.
Do you think Ty Lue could get through to him?
Who you talking about? You talking about to Harden or Westbrook?
Harden.
Oh yeah. I don't. Well, I don't know because Harden, and another thing about him too, he leaves teams, bro. Like he gets coaches fired and he leaves the teams. He gets players like he gets coaches like he got Doc Rivers fired. Um, and I think Ty Lue's on the ice. Then he would possibly get him fired.
Hmm. You want to hear that? You want to hear the trade that they proposed on here on Twitter?
What they got? Let me hear him. Let me hear him.
Marcus Morris, Rocco, Amir Coffey, a second round pick and a first round pick.
I'll take that for Harden.
Yep.
I mean, I would take it only because we gotta get off of Morris, man. We gotta get off of Morris. Now, I would prefer doing Batum over Rocco because I think Rocco has more game left than Batum. I just think that Rocco ain't had the
I was
chance. He ain't had
thinking,
the opportunity.
I was thinking the same thing, and it'd be kind of ironic for him to go back to Philly.
Yeah, I don't. I think Rocco right now is a better player than Batum. So I would get rid of Batum before Rocco, and he's worth less money.
And he's younger.
Yeah. Yeah, he's about 2 years younger.
The only reason I
Camden.
could think of the Clippers doing this because they're trying to keep up with Phoenix. That's my only conclusion.
Mm, I don't think Phoenix is, bro. And I mean, Phoenix, bro. I just don't think they're. I don't think they're all that, man. I really don't. I mean, okay, you had Devin Booker, Chris Paul, and KD at the playoffs, right? You had that. The Clippers had no Paul George. They had Kawhi Leonard, and they had Russell Westbrook. Had Kawhi Leonard not gotten hurt, I believe the Clippers would have pulled that series out. And you had people saying before the series started they had no chance. So the Phoenix Suns and KD just proves again all the time he needs a certain group around him to win. Kawhi Leonard don't need that. Kawhi Leonard will play with anybody and make it work.
Yeah.
Right? Like Peggy 180 said, no defense. They have no people forget it's a two-way game. Like it's both ways. Like you can't just say we're just gonna score all these points and not play no defense. And you damn sure can't do it if you have no system.
They don't have no defensive players over there anyway, so
They have none. Booker is starting to become one. KD, okay, KD's a shot. It's like a rim protector.
he's a help defender. He's a
He's a
defender.
help defender. Yeah, Booker is improving on an all ball defender, but when they face these other teams, bro, who have real offense and real depth, bro, they're gonna struggle. And then what you gonna
I
do when you
still,
under?
I still think the Nuggets still kick their ass.
Yeah, I do too. Mm.
Salute.
What's up, bro?
Salute.
Um,
What's going on?
what's good? What's good? Um, yeah, Denver and the Clippers. I think they have more depth, and I think they'll have better system. And I think Phoenix again, they're just trying to play playground ball. You roll the balls out. Let's see how many points we can score. Who's your point guard? Who's your facilitator? Who is the person getting these guys the ball? And who's your bench, man? Like who? So you gonna roll the balls out and let these guys just be like what 2-on-4, 3-on-4 at a time, or 3-on-5 at a time?
Yeah, that's gonna be a problem. And also too much ISO ball, too much hero ball, too much egos. It's gonna be the desperate housewives at the Valley of the Sun if they get Kyrie. I don't think it's gonna happen. Kyrie ain't going there, man. And also, how's this team gonna guard Michael Porter, Aaron Gordon, Nikola Jokic, and Jamal Murray? How?
Too much
Like
size.
too much size, man. Like think about it. Michael Porter, 6'10". By the way, happy birthday, Michael Porter. He's 25. Just want to throw it out there. Aaron Gordon, 6'8". Jamal Murray, 6'4". Nikola Jokic, 6'11". It's gonna be the Denver Trees versus the Phoenix Mice. Come on, man. Like Denver's too fast. What was it to keep Bruce Brown?
Mm, true. That's a fact.
And don't forget Christian Brown too. Don't forget Christian Brown. He's gonna be an X factor.
Yeah. And who Frank Vogel's their coach. Now, what's ironic is you got a defensive coach, but none of your top guys are defensive players. That's another oxymoron. Hmm. Let me ask y'all this: what y'all think about the Portland situation?
Annoying.
Annoying.
If you this Dean should have left that team a long time ago, man. Like, I don't feel bad for Dame. Like, I hate when people give him excuses when he loses, man. Look, he had an opportunity to leave Portland years ago, man. He's had an opportunity to leave Portland years ago. Okay? If you want a champion, leave, man. Like, you could have gone to Philly, you could have gone to Boston, you could have gone anywhere but instead he wanted to stay, man. I don't feel Dame's a great player, but he wanted to stay in Portland, man. But in my opinion, he's a number 2 on a title team, not number 1. He's a great player.
Yeah.
He's not a number 1. No matter about how many excuses people could give this guy, the fact has been proven. He shoots 41% in the playoffs. He's 22-39 in the playoffs. He shoots 42% in elimination games. He shoots 28% from 3 in elimination games. He's inconsistent in the playoffs. Other than the series against the Rockets in 2014, the Thunder in 2019, and here and there against the Nuggets in 2021, he's been up and down in the playoffs. I'm sorry. He was inconsistent against the Warriors in 2019, we shot 37%. He shot 35% against the Pelicans in 2018. He shot 36% against the Warriors in 2016. He shot 40% against the Nuggets in 2019. What are we talking about? How's he a great playoff performer? He's not, though. People need to look at the facts, man. He's not, though. He shot 41% against the Spurs in 2014, 41% against the Grizzlies in 2014, 17% from 3 in both series. What are we talking about? He's not a great player.
He's with Damian Lillard, and that's all great points you just made. As y'all come in, hit the like button. But what you got with Damian Lillard, like you said, he's a number 2 in a one's body. That year he lost to Golden State, and I think it was 2019. Yeah, 2019 they lost to Golden State when KD was not there. That was his opportunity. No Boogie Cousins. That was his opportunity right there to prove, because the whole discussion was it Steph or Dame, like who was better. So
and Clay played like shit in that series.
Exactly, and and all those games were close, and it was just a simple fact in the fourth quarters. That was the time for Dame to prove, okay, I'm the better. Because I've heard some of my friends that said Dame has not had the help that Steph has had. So
and it's a bunch of excuses. And I'm sorry to interrupt you, man. I'm sorry to interrupt. I'm going to add it out there. Did you know? I'm sorry to interrupt you. Here's a fact, right? The Blazers were up by 17 in Game 2. 8 with 4 minutes to go in Game 2 and lost by 3. Game 3 they were up by 18, lost by 11. Game 4 they were up by 11, 17 in the third quarter, 11 in the fourth quarter and lost by 2 in overtime. And here's a fact, right? The Dame's teammates outscored Curry's teammates 3 out of 4 games in that series. And his teammates averaged 83 points per game. Dame's teammates. Dame had help in that series, right?
He sure did. But let me also say this one thing. I'm gonna go to Bruce right after. If you kind of look at the situation right now, the Blazers don't have enough. First of all, I think Dame wants to stay there because he's comfortable, compensated, and I think he also, like I said, he's not driven by a championship. Like that doesn't drive him. So he's like, okay, well, if I win one, cool. If I don't win one, cool. Like I still got my family. I can still go back, to my, hometown in Oakland and, be around my people. Like that's what drives him. Then that's cool. My only thing is just be transparent so all these trade rumors and stuff can stop, because it's been going on for 2-3 seasons. 2-3 seasons has been the same thing. Is Dame gonna ever leave Portland? Dame gonna leave Portland? Dame, he ain't. I don't think he's gonna leave Portland this time.
He'll never leave. He'll stay. He'll never leave, man. He's not gonna leave. I don't listen to these type of rumors. I just don't listen to this stuff. Like, don't listen to these rumors. He's not going to Miami. The only time he'll leave Portland is in 2K. Gesundheit. The only time he'll leave Portland is in NBA 2K. That's the only time he'll leave Portland in NBA 2K, man.
Yeah. Let's go to what's up, Bruce? What's good, man?
What's up, Bruce?
Hey, how you doing? Good evening, panel. BJ. I hope you guys had a great day.
You do.
Yes, brother.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for the free agency to start.
I mean, we haven't heard anything. I was reading today. I saw that they say Clippers are running for James Harden. That's when I text you BJ. And I was like, wow, James Harden. That's interesting. The Clippers never gonna win if they have James Harden. Um, Dame Lillard, he wants, like I said the other day, he wants publicly to look good. Um, to look good, and behind the scene, he's negotiating his exit. You know, and there's no excuse for Dame Lillard, like the other gentleman was saying. He
Money.
had teammates. He had a team to win. When they were leading the Warriors several games, they were leading and they lost in the second half, third quarter, fourth quarter. Why did they lose? And I think there was one game Curry was struggling for 3 quarters. In the fourth quarter, you know, they beat the
Mhm.
Blazers. So I mean, why did you get all that money? I mean, isn't he getting paid like 60 or 55 something
Yeah, he's getting
million a
paid
year?
comfortably.
Yep.
I mean, that's
hmm
the way he's gonna be, man. And yeah,
And that's the thing, Bruce. I don't mind him staying, but don't keep putting it out here like you're gonna leave when you know deep down you're probably not.
mm,
Like,
Yep.
yeah. I mean, yeah, I think he needs to go to a really prepared to win championship. If he goes to Miami, I don't think they're gonna win.
They'll get up a lot of talent. Vincent, do have to do is like what Robinson, Hero. That'd cut up an arm. You know what I mean, guys? That'd cut up an arm, a leg. Vincent, excuse me, Robinson, Martin, Hero, Jovic, Gem, and Jacques. A lot to get
Yeah,
there.
they're not gonna win.
you don't think he'll win in Miami, Bruce?
No, no,
You know how much depth they'll give up?
it's not. They're not gonna win because that's a lot of money in Miami.
Mhm.
You know,
Big Tone said the
I don't know.
same thing too.
I don't know why would I want them Lillard. He he's cost too much money. Why would I want to mortgage my team for one player? You know, that's happening with Denver. Jokic is gonna get pay a lot of money. I mean,
And Michael Porter.
are they gonna be able to afford Bruce Brown?
Yeah,
I got it.
So
that's you can say you have to play. You have to pay Michael Porter. You have to pay
yeah,
Jamal Murray. You have to pay Aaron Gordon. You have to pay Kentavious Caldwell Pope. Yeah, and Christian Brown.
Well, Bruce Brown was he's as important as any of those other three guys. I would think you have to pay him before even Christian
Michael.
Brown and KCP.
yeah, they're gonna let him go. I think they're gonna let him go
Right. Do
because
you
all
think?
the money is gonna
Right.
go to Jokic. They're gonna have like scrap players, like almost out of the league players.
Right. 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 Probably. Probably. As,
Yeah.
as, and speaking of elite, though, where you think James James Edward Harden Jr., aka James Harden, you think James Edward Harden Jr. is gonna get traded though? Where do you think he's gonna get traded to?
He asked for the trade
Right, right, right. Yeah, yeah, I know
for the
though.
last couple of years. Three players have asked out for the trade: KD, Kyrie, James Harden. How many times they time? It's like every year they're asking for a trade.
They've
Because
asked for 7 trades
they
requests in
quit.
2 seasons. 7 trade requests in two
Oh, I saw
seasons.
that tweet too.
They quit too much. They quit too easy. They quit too easy on their teams.
They quit too easy. Yeah, they're trying to find the easy way.
Yep. I I have a feeling Harden's gonna get traded to the Clippers. I think James Harden's gonna get traded to the Clippers. And don't be surprised if this could be a 3-team trade. Don't be surprised if PG gets traded to the Knicks though. I can see it happening.
That would be totally chaos if that happened. If they do that, I'll really be off the Clippers because
PG,
you're
yeah,
essentially bringing Harden there to pair with Kawhi, that's not going to win nothing. It's
yeah.
not.
I mean, how, right? Because what? Because New York, we need to trade what? R.J. Barrett, more than likely.
Yeah, RJ Barrett. It's
Rowan Alexander Barrett Jr. Yep, that's R.J. Barrett's name. Rowan Alexander Barrett Jr. Yeah.
it's like this. Kamal said the Clippers don't even need Harden. That's why I know like they want. They don't need him. They don't need James. Like they don't
You
need
got
James Harden.
Russ. You got Russ.
Exactly. But even without Russ, if he's not there next season, you got guys on the team that haven't even played. Terrence Mann, who's getting on and off minutes. Bones Highland, who's still trying to prove. Like you still got guys who you ain't even thrown in the fire yet. Why go get James Harden and dismantle your duo with Kawhi and PG? That wouldn't make sense.
All they need is really health. If they can just get healthy, if the Clips just get healthy, they're a legit NBA Finals contender. They have all the anchovies on. They have all the
They need help with
topics on
what
pieces.
team? Who's gonna replace Marcus Morris and Batum?
I forgot about Marcus Morris. Washington almost did it, Bruce.
Yeah. I mean, since last season, they should have gotten rid of Marcus Morris. You're getting better players. But no, I've said this before in 2022, like November. I was like, man, Marcus Morris.
You gotta let you gotta let Marcus Morris go. You gotta let Marcus Morris go. He's a decent player, but he's just inconsistent.
Decent player. That's insulting decent players.
Yeah, Marcus Morris dropped, man. He was good when Kawhi and PG weren't there, but he dropped. I don't know what in the world happened to him.
I don't know. Marcus Morris and Batum have to go. I'm sorry.
Would you? I know this is probably less likely, but would you want to sign? Would you get a Rue Hachimura? I know it's less likely, but anything's possible. You want to get like a Rue Hachimura from the Lakers? Would you want to get him?
Yeah.
I'll take Hachimura.
Right.
Hachimura is like a bench player. I don't think he's a starter for me.
What about Kyle Kuzma?
I'll take Kuzma.
He's better than Marcus Morris, and better defense. So.
And he's younger.
That'll be good.
BJ.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Then the Lakers just released Mo Bamba.
Yep.
Yeah, I saw it.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't want to go inside. He only wants to shoot threes.
Yep, he did that with the Magic. Yep, a lot. And with the Lakers. Yep.
This is Money Monty. My bad, man. How you doing, bro?
He just didn't play on the Lakers.
What's good, man? What you got with these moves, man? With these teams and the free agency, what's something that's catching your eye?
It hasn't really been a trade or anything that caught my eye. Maybe the Porzingis trade, I probably say that caught my eye. I think that's probably a good trade for Boston. I think that betters their team, but it hurts Washington. I don't know what the Wizards are doing. But it hasn't been nothing that caught my eye as of right now. I don't like the Bradley Beal trade or Chris Paul trade, so.
Why not?
I just don't like the fit. I don't like the fit. I thought Bradley Beal was like kind of a loyal guy. I just don't like him playing with. I want to see how they styles gonna match. And then they don't have no bench. I don't know how it's gonna work.
Yeah, they got no bench. Bro.
Good night, Thomas. Good night, man.
Oh,
Stay
man.
safe. Oh, and get well soon, BJ. Get well soon, BJ. Get well, man. Take some medicine, man. Take some medicine, man, and some.
I'm already there. Yeah, I'm already right there with you.
Oh, you sick? I didn't know you were sick.
Oh, and also take some chicken noodle soup, man. Take some chicken noodle soup.
I'm coming off a cold. Yeah, I'm coming off a cold.
You need to Drink some ginger tea.
They'll help. Some ginger ale too.
Ginger ale tea.
Sugar-free ginger ale.
Mm-hmm.
I don't
Shoot.
get James Harden though. I don't get what he's trying to do. I don't understand. Like, who do you want to play for? Like,
You guys are trying to do ASMR tonight, huh?
I think that's the
Yeah.
most. I think that's the most iron about this free agency. Like, who is James Harden? Like, he keeps switching teams. So who do you want to play for?
I heard my. I even heard the Heater in the mix, but I don't think it's gonna happen.
That definitely ain't gonna happen. Miami, he would not last in Miami.
Oh yeah.
They will run him through the ground as if he's not already ran through the ground.
Right. Ooh, how about this? Brook Lopez to the Clippers. How about that move? Did you like that? Brook Lopez to the Clippers?
I don't know. Do we need a center?
He's a stretch five. I mean, Zubaka is a great interior defender, but the problem with the Clip in today's game, do need some sort of stretch five in today's game.
What you think, Bruce?
I mean, if you get Brook Lopez, so you don't want Zubac anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what I think. But
I mean, he can't shoot anywhere, so
I mean, I think Brook Lopez is a starting center.
Which is, yeah.
I mean, he shot 1 3 his whole career and made 1 3.
Who?
Zubac.
Zoo
Oh,
Zoo.
the issue I
against the
have with
Rockets.
Zubac is he gets killed on pick and rolls, man. He gets killed on pick and
A
rolls. He
lot.
cannot
And,
defend the pick and roll.
and he's foul
That,
hardy.
that's why I want.
Very foul hardy a lot.
And
Man,
the Warriors gonna have pick and roll players now, even though Chris Paul is hurt all the
And
time.
they're gonna start CP3. I actually read they're gonna start
I don't think they're
CP3.
gonna start Chris Paul.
we got Kobe Jordan's in the building. What's up, Kobe Jordan?
What's up?
Yo,
You
what's
think
good with it, bro? I'm gonna just come back to me. I'm finishing up something real quick. I'm gonna jump in a second.
Salute.
All right.
You think Dre's gonna come back to Golden State? I don't.
Why you say that?
The money. I don't think they'll give him the money. I don't think they'll give him the money. And I just think that with the whole, and I just think that deep down, I think Draymond wants to show people he's more than just the Splash Brothers. Though, I don't think he's gonna go back to Golden State. I think he wants to show people it's more than just the Splash Brothers. I know he's a good player though, but I don't think he's gonna go back to Golden State. Because tight though, I have a feeling he's going to Sacramento. I have a weird ass feeling.
What you think? Money Monty, what you think?
Who we talking about right now? My fault.
You think Draymond gonna leave Golden State?
You said Dame
No,
Draymond
Draymond.
Green.
or Draymond? Yeah, I think he's just staying Golden State. I think that's his best fit. I think he's gonna see what free agency like because he's never been a free agent, but he's just staying Golden State.
Okay. See what happens.
Dame should leave though. Dame, he the person that needed. Dame need to leave. That's the person that need to leave.
Yeah, I feel that. Tony
Dame
Sports
need to
said
ask
King.
for a trade immediately.
King just resigned Harris. Yeah, he signed him to a 3-year,
Like
$50 million
Dame and
deal.
Philly. I like Dame going to
54.
Philly.
Wait, what?
Kings just made a big mistake. Harrison Barnes they're gonna regret that contract.
3 years, $50 million.
They're gonna regret it because I watched Harrison Barnes against the Warriors. He was the worst uh, player
He very
for the
he not making
Kings
one three, I don't
that
think.
started the
To me,
game.
you doing guess? To me, it
The
was
worst
Kevin
starter.
Herter. To me, it was Kevin Herter in that series.
Nah, Harrison Barnes was the worst.
All right, I'm back, man. Salute, BJ. Salute, fellas. How y'all been, man?
And
you
good.
see, you see the name change. You still knew it was me, though,
Nah,
huh?
because you came in the other day.
Oh yeah, that's right. I did. I had the logo switch. You're
What's
right.
the
You're
name
right.
now? The GM thing?
Top exec, but yeah, bro.
Oh
Man,
man.
this is what's going on, Bruce? How y'all doing, man? But this has
All
been a
right, man. How
crazy
you
off
doing?
season,
You
man.
still making money?
No doubt, man.
Mhm.
But yeah, this has been an interest. Hey, BJ, you know what I pay attention to, bro? Is I not just the deals, but who's doing deals with who. Like what teams are working with who. That's what I'm paying attention to because I want to see how some GMs, like who they actually work with. Because some GMs, it's not more so about the player swap. It is about obviously incentives, who they get back, things like that. But it's about who they do deals with. Like you gonna learn a lot. Like Masai Ujiri, he's the guy I'm paying attention to because I've heard he's one of the hardest guys to work with. So I want to see how he gets off of OG. I want to see how that Pascal Siakam contract works out. I want to see if he gets rid of those guys and who he gives those guys up to. Because again, bro, people have been asking for them for the last year, so last 2 years with OG. But I think Fred, bro, it's a lot of stuff going on, bro. Fred just got 2 years, 83 million with Houston. That to me was shocking. But it's crazy because a lot of people are just focused on like the Suns and like what they're doing. But I'm not really too worried about or concerned about them. I think they're putting themselves in a big hole. I think, to be honest, brother, with the Clippers, because I know that's our team, so I'm gonna start with them. But I think with them being in the last year of their deals, the Kawhi and PG situation, it's pretty much like this is the end of the superstar team, tandem era, I guess you want to call it. And so I think you really got to go all in with them too. And what I mean by that is you really just got to get as much talent as you can and run this last year like a Hail Mary year. You can't try to develop. There's no developing young guys this year. There's none of that. You literally just gotta like literally beef up as much as you can, get the best players you can, and just go all in for this last year, bro. In my opinion, I think getting James Harden. I mean, I personally, that's not how I want to build a team because I don't like building a team with just like building a like a superstar, like a what you call it, a super team. I don't.
Yeah,
They don't have a lot of success, right? So it's a very slight chance that you actually win a championship with a super team. Like only like two teams have done it in this last decade, which was Golden State and LeBron. But um, I think that with this Clippers team, they literally have to go all in with them. Last year, if you can't get James Harden without trading PG, do it. If you can get rid of Marcus Morris' contract, get rid of Norman Powell, I think you can get rid of one of those other guys off the bench, maybe like a Amir Coffey or BJ Boston. Get rid of them, probably throw them in a deal, and then hopefully try to get back some type of stretch four, somebody on an expiring contract. I think you got to do that. But right now, bro, yeah, that's kind of what I see for the Clippers this season. And then Ty Lue, obviously, he's not getting the extension right now, so we'll see what happens with that. But again, bro, this is literally the last year for everyone. PG Kawhi last year, Ty Lue not getting the extension. So yeah, they got to go all in, bro.
hmm
Yep. Man. So you more concerned about the smaller deals, kind of thing, like deals that kind of under the radar.
Yes and no. Like I said, I'm really looking at a lot of teams right now because there's a lot of movement, right? With this new CBA, there's a lot of teams that are suffering from it, contender teams, and then there's a lot of teams at the bottom who are like throwing money because they got money to spend, and then they're trying to be competitive. So you just got to see, like, literally. I mean, every year there's only going to be 5 or 6 teams to me who can actually compete for a championship. Everybody else is trying to get draft picks and build for the future. And then you got obviously the teams that are trying to tank, right? Those are the bottom tier teams. But I'm paying attention to what Toronto's doing because they got pieces that if they give away to the right team, that could literally be the difference maker, right? OG to a certain contender, Pascal to a contender, though that could be an over the top team, over the top deal for them. So I'm looking at them. Weirdly enough, I'm looking at Houston too. I don't know why, but I'm looking at them for their young talent. I want to see if they get rid of some of their young talent, and then who could they go to? I'm paying attention to the Lakers. Everybody wants to go to the Lakers. Of course, the Lakers fans, they think they can get everybody, so I'm paying attention to the Lakers. And then, yeah, bro, I'm just paying attention to everybody. Like weirdly enough, I'm looking at like the Russ deal, us re-signing him. If we try to re-sign Mason Plumlee, I think that's gonna be another, bro. Just to re-sign Mason Plumlee is gonna be like another. That's gonna be another 40-50 million. I'm told, like just for us to in the tax. So like we can't even sign. We got to consider re-signing him.
Mhm.
So we got rid of Eric Gordon, which I knew we were gonna do. I mean, I'm not gonna pay him that. But now we got to really consider getting rid of Nicholas Batum, throwing him into a deal because I think he's getting paid like $10 million or something like that. Rocco, he's like at that $12 million mark, if I'm not mistaken.
These are the deals right here. These are the people making right here.
Okay, so if I'm looking at it right, Nicholas Batum, like these dudes that are making double digits, bro, and they're not really in a rotation like that. I mean, Rocco, he's most likely going to be dealt. Batum with Marcus Morris, I think they'll be dealt with. But here's the key though. BJ. I know you said you're a fan of T-Man, right? He might have to go too. It just depends on what we get back for him.
Marcus Morris and Batum.
Norman Powell, I think Norman Powell is gone 100%. Because his contract matches up with what we
Norman Powell, nice. They need to keep Norman Powell though.
But like I said before, bro, if you got a James Harden on the table, come on, man. They're like I said, they're trying to go all in. They need they looking for.
That's why I don't want him. I don't want James Harden because James Harden to me takes away what we bring. We don't need James Harden to win.
Yeah.
It doesn't really bring. It doesn't take away from what we do because what do we do, bro?
We have depth. We have depth.
He's a playmaking point guard.
Do not need no James Harden.
So in the season, I'm just not so sure about the playoffs. I'm just not sure about the playoffs. That's my only thing with Harden. If you tell me if I have a choice between Westbrook and Harden, that's why we have to see what Westbrook does with what he accepts. I would take him over Harden because I know what I'm gonna get in the playoffs. I don't know what I'm gonna get with Harden.
But see, here's the thing though. You're talking about depth. The Clippers team, they're suffering. They cannot afford to have the amount of depth they had last year, bro. I keep saying that with this CBA, they're not gonna let them have that much depth. I just told you, Mason Plumlee to re-sign him is gonna cost us another $50 million in luxury tax, bro. And he's
if I gotta give up pieces, yes, I'm gonna give up Marcus Morris, Batum. If I'm giving up Norman Powell, I'm not giving up Terrence Mann. It's gonna be one or the other. I'm not giving up both of them.
Can y'all hear me? Or did he go out?
Yeah.
I can hear you now.
Wait, can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Can y'all hear me or no?
We can hear you. We can hear you. I don't think you can hear us.
Hey, BJ, can you
try to get back? Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah, his mic is messed up. Hold on. He's signed up.
Yo.
But if I give up Norman Powell, I'm not giving up Terrence Mann. That's out. I'm not giving up both.
I'm not giving up Norman Powell. Yeah, why give up even one of them? That's not smart.
What y'all think?
I could agree with that because Terrence. I could agree with that. You can't give up Terrence. You gotta trade Batum. If you gotta choose between Mann or Powell, you should trade Powell over I mean, you gotta trade Powell over Man. If you do get hard, you gotta trade Powell over Man because Terrence Mann has a lot of upside. Can hit the corner
Don't
three.
need James Harden, bro.
I'm not saying you should get Harden. I'm not saying you need to get Harden. I'm saying if you did get Harden, I'm saying Powell had to be gone in that trade. I'm saying that you don't need to trade Terrence Mann.
Yeah, my fault, BJ. My mic was running and out.
Philly gonna want no more Powell.
But no, I'm not
No,
saying
you
we're gonna
good.
get James Harden. I'm just saying that if they decide to go get him, at this point you got to see the position that the Clippers are in from a financial standpoint, and also, again, they're looking at the next year to like again. I keep saying it. It's all based. Lawrence Frank has said it. They're trying to build around Kawhi and PG. And to them, this is literally their last shot to really go win because I'm gonna be honest. I don't think they're gonna pay Paul George and Kawhi if they don't stay healthy this season. They're not paying them dudes. They're not. They're not giving them the 4 years, whatever, 160, 140. They're not doing that. So, in my opinion, you have to hit a home run. This is a Hail Mary year for them. If they don't stay healthy, it is what it is. But you have to go all in. And I think, yeah, because again, this is the year, bro. Like everybody's beefing up. We've seen what Suns doing. I'm not really worried about them. Denver, to me, they're only gonna get better. They're only gonna get better. So
and they're going to get better, baby. Michael Porter, Aaron Gordon, KCP, Jamal Murray, Nikola Jokic will get stronger. Christian Brown will get tougher. Yep.
So when you're playing a game where it's like you're literally trying to build around superstars, you have to play the game a different. And this is the pro and con of trying to build. And I hate to say it, but it's sort of like a miniature super team. The Clippers, if they can do the James Harden deal, to me, they have to. That's how they have to build a team. And what's the con of building a super team? Quote unquote, is that you don't have as much depth, right? You have to you compensate for the chemistry because you're focused on trying to morph a team together within one season, and then you're relying on your superstars to really lead you the way, it get you to the promised land. So you're not focused on that 8th, 9th man on a team because we don't have that luxury. We got to win with what we got, and that's why it's so critical that they do stay healthy because. Well, if you're building around Paul George, Kawhi, and let's say James Harden, them 3 should be enough, bro. Those 3 should be enough. If you could put a couple of shooters and a big man around them, bro, that's what you need. They need to just go all in with that. They can't rely on Rocco and Batum. But see, that's what the Clippers are trying to do. There's no way that you can build a team around Kawhi and PG, who at the time when they got traded to this team, were and still are 2 of the best defensive wings in the league and 2 of the best offensive wings in the league. You're not gonna have everything. So now I'm shortening up the lineup, which is good for Ty Lue. I'm all in because I'm adding in another a guard who can facilitate and take the ball off of Paul George's hands, who's a better point guard than Paul George. And then I'm getting rid of some of these contracts so we don't go over the cap. So, bro, listen, if you can't win with Westbrook, Harden, Paul George, and Kawhi, then they were never going to win. You got to make this season a market season and make it about the Clippers trying to win a championship.
James Harden is going to play with Westbrook again? I don't see that happening.
I mean, I'm just saying if it does, it does. I'm just saying that this team, they got to make they can't there's no building or there's no trying to win with young guys. There's none of that. You got to win now or you don't win at all. Simple. So that's how
James Harden is not an upgrade. He's too moody. James Harden is not an upgrade. He's too moody. He's inconsistent. No defense. Right? You know he's gonna be in LA doing crazy things, right? With that baby or whatever his name is. Right? So
you know what I like about that thing? I know you like Norman Powell, but here's the thing, right? When you have I like Norman Powell. I don't know. I was talking to BJ, but I was saying how like with Norman Powell, I know you like him, he's a nice player, but in all honesty, like if PG and Kawhi's on the floor, like they really play the same position. Norman Powell plays the same position as Paul George. He's a shooting guard, right? The difference is if you throw a James Harden in, and again, bro, I'm not saying I like this. I'm just saying that from a business perspective, this is what they got to do. If the front office, they have to make these decisions because they owe Steve Ballmer a championship, bro. He's paid all of this money in tax, and they haven't owed him. They haven't given him nothing. So what I'm saying is that if you can, the idea is you can still have a James Harden on the court with the PG and Kawhi, and it doesn't take away from them. Norman Powell, per se, if you throw him on the court with PG and Kawhi, he's really a second Paul George. He's another guard who can score, but he can't really handle the ball. He's just another. He's just another a duplicate of PG almost. Like they play the same position. So I don't see that working out in the playoffs. To be honest,
I'm
What's
sure.
the reason why it
gonna
worked is
happen when he want to
PG.
With
leave?
James Harden,
What's
with
gonna
James
happen
Harden on the
when
court,
he want to
Kawhi
leave?
has
What's
too
gonna
much
happen?
responsibility on
And
defense.
James Harden get in the playoffs. What's gonna happen when he want to leave? Like, come on, we talking
No,
about
that's
bringing
but here's the
James
thing
Harden,
though,
somebody
bro.
that want to
Here's
leave
here's the
or every team
benefit.
he played
But
for.
here's the thing though. You're right. We're not looking to sign him for because he's only this would be a 1-year rental. But here's the difference. Here's why I'm not mad about it. Because to me, they're all on 1-year rentals, bro. PG and Kawhi, this is their last year. So you might as well throw James Harden in there with him and say, listen, if we don't win a championship, I'm not re-signing PG and Kawhi. And with James Harden, you're leaving after this year anyway. So that's just what it has to be, bro. You know, I feel like
That
1-year
lineup
rentals
is for
you got to
NBA
put
2K.
pressure on them, man. These dudes they haven't earned no max contract to stay in LA and get the luxury of being in LA. No, if they don't win this
So,
year, you get rid of them.
so James Harden. So I just want to ask: does James Harden push us closer to a championship, or do we stay stagnant?
First round exit.
I think that
I don't trust him, man. I don't trust James Harden.
okay. So what do you not trust about him per se? Are you just saying playoff? Are you saying in general you don't like him as a player, or you don't
His
like him with the
playoff
team?
is what he showed me in the playoffs. Let's go back to against the Heat. Now I know he was struggling with the hamstring, but he had a 12-point in the closeout game. Then you look at this year, he's inconsistent. He has a 30-some point game here, 40-point game here, and then you give him 10 or 12 points the next other game. Now it might be different because he'll be the third, fourth option.
I like
But
James
again,
Harden. He is
James, but James Harden, his mood
the
swings,
game on the
his
line. He
inconsistency,
don't perform.
he just and just it's just always a bad aura when he comes around, bro. Like with Westbrook, what I've seen with this team, like they've gotten closer to each other. I'd rather keep Westbrook because I know what I'm gonna get from him, and I don't think he takes away from Kawhi and PG. I think he'll actually
That's
make up and do the
that's how
dirty
I
work.
say it a lot.
Yeah, but you're not giving
That's
up
in the
Westbrook for
playoffs.
James Harden though. It's not either or. What I'm saying is you could potentially have them both.
I don't want them both. How is that gonna work? How is that gonna work?
What do you mean? How?
With
What do you mean? The same way Norman Powell worked with Westbrook. They both are guards.
That's
It's
not
the
the
same
same thing.
So
position.
who's
With
coming
James
off the
Harden,
bench?
What do you mean? Who's coming off the bench?
If you put Westbrook and Harden on the same team, you got PG at the 2, you got Kawhi at the 3. You're telling me that who's
No,
coming off
I
the
think
bench?
I think that in my opinion, I don't think Kawhi would play the 3. I think he would be more so the 4 this year. I think he's gonna revert back. I think he's gonna be pushed to the 4
yeah,
position.
injury,
I'm throwing
injury.
ideas. I think that I think you could put Westbrook at the 1. You could put James Harden at the 2, and he could still ball handle. I think because the same thing. I mean, listen, James Harden in Brooklyn, right? There were times where they had Kyrie, and they had James Harden on the floor at the same time. Both of them were facilitating.
But James Harden, if you go put Westbrook and Harden on the floor, it'll be James Harden as the 1
The same way they
because
did it in Houston, bro. Didn't they play on the same floor in Houston?
they played on
You
the same
cannot, you
floor. Yeah,
cannot,
Harden was the go ahead, Bruce.
Yeah, but the
you
thing
cannot
was,
play
see,
two
they didn't.
players
But
that
you're
need
talking
the
about
ball to be
you're
doing
talking
well.
about
Both of
adding
them need the
those
ball.
two. You're
Like,
talking about adding those two guys to two wing defenders around them, right? Which in Houston they didn't have a Kawhi or PG. Now listen, bro, I'm not even for this move. What I'm saying is that the Clippers are interested in James Harden for a reason. They know they need another ball handler, bro. Paul George is not going to be your ball handler come playoff time. Westbrook is a turnover machine.
Harden's a turnover machine.
He's a better facilitator than both of those guys, bro. He's a much better passer than both of those guys.
James
How
Harden
many
is an
turnovers?
inconsistent machine.
I think James Harden's vision is better than Westbrook. He's a
Why
better
would you
decision
want
maker.
Harden not having the ball?
Hey, I'm
Listen,
sorry.
I'm telling
Westbrook
you.
gives me
So
more effort.
BJ, right? If you're running the
He's
Clippers,
trash,
right?
man. He's trash.
Because here's what I'm saying.
He's
You
trash.
got to get rid. You got
James
to get
Harden
off
is
of these
trash,
more. You
bro.
got to get off of Morris's contract. You got to get off of Batum's
James
contract.
Harden is trash, bro.
You if they re-sign Mason Plumlee, they're gonna go way into the tax. I already said that.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is, do you keep the same team as is now, and then have the same issues you had last year, which was figuring out position? Ty Lue needs his roster shortened, right? You need to get rid of these guys. If you throw in James Harden and get rid of those other guys, it makes it much easier because James Harden, you can throw him in at the 1, you can put him at the 2. He doesn't necessarily need to
Yeah.
score all the time. He could pass, he can
Man,
facilitate.
James Harden is
I mean, it's
trash,
simple, but
bro.
all I'm saying is that from a Clipper standpoint, they have to do this, bro. This is their last year to
If
win
they
a
had James Harden,
championship.
I'm not supporting the
So
Clippers.
you're getting off of Terrence Mann then, if you're doing all this.
You said, am I getting off of Terrence Mann?
Yeah.
That's tricky because he's a player that Philly may want in the deal though, bro. Because if I'm getting James Harden back, I don't know who else they could get in that deal. I think I
Man,
put
James
the trade
Harden is
machine up.
trash.
They would have got
That's
you
why
could
we don't
do
need him, bro. We don't need him.
You could do James Harden, and I think they want to get rid of Tobias Harris. If I could get James and Tobias Harris, I will give up Norman Powell. I would give up Marcus Morris, and I would give up either Rocco or Batum, and maybe like one of those. Like I think we got a first round 28 or a second round 28. I can't remember. But yeah, I would do that. But here's what I'm saying: they're gonna want some young talent back, bro. So whatever young talent they want, bro, they most like whether that's Brandon Boston, which they probably would rather have Terrence Mann. And so yeah, but that's what I'm saying. I think the Clippers would do it. I wouldn't give up Terrence Mann. I'm saying I think the Clippers would though. If you can get back Harden and Tobias, I think
I'm just trying to figure out the team that we have the most
Man,
trouble
they
with in the
trading
West is
somebody
Denver.
else. James
Tobias
Harden is
Harris.
trash.
Denver's the team we have the most trouble with in
James
the West.
Harden is trash.
So we need to get a power
He
forward.
signed Russell.
We don't need another
James
point guard. Hold
Harden
on, bro.
trash. They
Hold on, Monty. We don't need another point guard. We need a power forward.
so. Name a power forward that you can see in a credible deal for us. Who could we go out and get right now?
Kyle Kuzma's one. That's one player I would go after and try to get.
How much would it be how expensive is Kyle Kuzma?
Last year, I think he made 11 mil last year, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay, because
What about Grant Williams? You guys want Grant Williams?
Because he could have got the bag in Washington, and he decided to deny. He decided to not go with Washington. They could have paid him more than anybody. So why would he come to the Clippers for less money?
Because, well, for one, the Clippers are a contender. 2, he loves being in LA. 3, I think Washington's just so terrible. He don't want to be there.
What I'm saying is that I think Kyle Kuzma is one of them dudes where he's at the point of his career where he wants to get the bag. And there's many teams that can pay him. Houston can pay him. Sacramento can pay him. Like both of those teams can pay him, and he'll be fine. And he'll have a bigger role with those teams.
But you think he wants to win though?
I don't think he's one of those guys. I think he's one of them guys where he wants to be one of the main guys, and he also wants to get paid.
But which one you think, Matt? Because if he wanted to get paid, he would have stayed with Washington.
I don't know. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't think his mindset is not winning the championship, bro. He's too young, man. He's a young dude. He's not interested in trying to win. He wants to get that bag, bro. I'm trying to tell you. Kyle Kuzma,
then why didn't he stay with Washington then?
What do you mean?
If Washington can pay him more than anybody, why he would have his own team and you got some talent coming over there now?
He wouldn't have his own team because they just got Jordan Poole and there was other guys that they got. But here's the thing: the reason why he didn't stay, because the reason why he didn't stay with Washington is because this is his second time being a free first time I think being a free agent. So he's weighing his options, bro. So like I said, Houston can pay him a big bag. Sacramento, who's a championship contender team, can pay him a bag. They just gave Harrison Barnes 3 years, 60-something million or 50-something million?
54.
And they're actually interested in Kyle Kuzma. I think Kyle Kuzma is just weighing his options. I think he wants to see what the bag looks like, and I don't think he's rushing. He wants to see what the bag looks like. Chris Middleton just denied his option too. He's weighing his options. So there's a lot of guys who I think are just weighing their options, and I think not everybody is per se trying to get to a championship team. I think that some of these dudes just want to get paid, bro. I'm gonna be honest with you, but I could be wrong. I think Kyle Kuzma wants to get paid.
Oh, why about these two players? I know these are less likely, but this is a possibility. Technically, three: Jeremy Grant, Draymond Green, and Grant Williams. What about these three guys? Jeremy Grant, Draymond Green, and Grant Williams.
The Clippers need a stretch. The Clippers need a stretch forward, bro, who can spread the floor and shoot. They don't need another non-shooting power forward. They need a guy who can spread the floor and shoot the ball. That's what they need. But to see, the thing is that all of those
Tobias
guys that
Harris will be the guy.
Tobias Harris is another.
Tobias Harris will be nice.
That's
but
why.
That's
what I'm telling you. That's why I'm telling you that the Sixers deal makes sense for both parties because the Clippers can get back. Because here's the thing: the Philly doesn't want to pay Tobias Harris. Tobias Harris would be a great forward for the Clippers, bro. I'm telling you.
Yeah, he will disappear in the playoff.
Good point.
You put Tobias Harris.
All the players are saying disappear in the playoff.
I like that. Tobias
that's a good point. You could put a Tobias Harris on a Michael Porter or an Aaron Gordon.
And see, the reason why I'm saying that is because there's not a lot of good stretch forwards that are available, but the Clippers need one. They need a stretch forward, bro. They
not
need
Tobias
one.
Harris.
Yeah.
Tobias Harris is a really good corner 3-point shooter. I think he actually is one of the top corner 3-point shooters in the league last year, if I'm not mistaken.
Andre should come in and tell you about
but all together though, bro, I'm just paying attention.
Is that you, Tobias Harris' father?
It's a lot of movement right now. Like,
bro, isn't Tobias a 3 though? Tobias ain't a 4. Isn't he a 3?
He's a 4, bro. He played the 4.
No, he's a 3. PJ Tucker plays the 4.
He's not a 4. That dude like 6'7".
He plays stretch 4, bro. He plays stretch 4. That's not his primary position, but that's what he plays.
I don't think he's big enough to guard forwards. If you fast to put him against Aaron Gordon, bro, I think Aaron Gordon would bully him in that paint. That's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for how we match up with Denver.
Well, bro, that's not how I look at it. Because you know why? Because we're not. I don't even think we should focus on Denver. We should focus on, number one, getting healthy. Number two, building a team for this season and for this season alone. I'm not looking into 4 or 5 years from now because I'm not even considering this team 3, 4, or 5 years from now. And number three, you keep saying Denver, where that we can't construct our team to just go up against one team because they won a championship.
No, you're not hearing me. You're not hearing me. I'm saying Denver because Denver is the team we have the trouble with. If in the entire West, we can beat any team in the West. The one team that we have trouble with is Denver, and that's obvious. We've lost every single game this season against Denver. They give us problems more than anybody else.
Okay, can I tell you why? Hold on. But why do we struggle with Denver? Tell me why.
Because of the front court. Because of the front court.
It's not just the front. That's a part of it. But the other part of it is that Paul George plays like shit every time he plays against Denver. That is not. Why is that a factor? Why can't he play? Why can't he perform against them?
That's not the biggest reason, bro.
Bro.
That's not. We've lost with PG there and without him there.
George on his podcast says he struggles against Denver and he doesn't know why.
Hold on, Kobe Jordan. Tell the other part. He says in the elevation in Denver he struggles. He didn't say he struggles against Denver.
It's not just about so when they came to LA and they whooped us and he played like shit. Why was it? Because of the
elevation? He had a bad game.
He always has a bad game against Denver. That's
not true, bro. That's not true. That's not true. Hold on, let me pull up.
That is true.
You want to help you, man?
Go look at his numbers because even in the preseason, Ty Lue said he didn't like the way we finished the preseason because that last, I think, second or third game we played of the season, we got smacked by Denver, and it wasn't even in Denver; it was in LA. And Ty Lue said we didn't like the way we came out. Paul George played like shit, bro. This is the whole season.
But it's not the fact that Paul George it's the biggest reason we have is because we cannot control that front court. Jokic gives us problems and Aaron Gordon gives us problems. And Michael Porter Jr. gives us problems.
Jokic is a problem for any team. That's not an excuse. The excuse is when your second best player cannot perform well anytime we go up against this team. That alone is a problem. That's a huge problem.
So when we lost by damn near 40 points on Denver's home floor on the last game, I watched that. The game was over in the first quarter. They have a system and they have size in that paint. That's why I said a power forward is more
Bro,
feasible than again a
hold on,
guard.
BJ. I don't think you're listening to what I'm saying, bro. We have two of the best wing scorers in the league. When they're top 10, when they're healthy, we all claim they're top 10. Why can't Paul George have a bully game against them? Why can he go for 10 for why can he go for 12 for 18 against them? Why can he hit 5-3? Why can he have one of those games again? That's what I want to know. There's nobody on Denver that can guard Paul George. Why can't he show up?
He did only average 13 points against Denver.
Denver's one of the worst defensive teams in the league, and we have one of the best scorers in the league, and he can't perform against them.
He does have a point. He did have a point. Michael Porter and Aaron Gordon did slow him down, though. Paul just only averaged 13 points against Denver.
That's what I'm trying to explain to him.
But the thing about it too is he's trying to make it seem like the Paul George is the reason. Bro, our whole team plays bad against Denver.
No. But no,
it's not just him.
It's not true because Kawhi Leonard doesn't struggle against Denver. He doesn't have horrible games against them.
Bro,
right?
So what did Kawhi go in the last game against Denver? We lost by 30 points. And they took him out in the first half.
How many minutes did he play? How many minutes did Kawhi play?
Bro, he played less minutes because they were bad in the first half. They were down by almost 30 points.
But here's the thing. Did he start the game?
They started the game, and you watched it just like everyone else did. That game was over in the first quarter. Kawhi was there, Paul George was there, that whole team was there.
I know, but here's the thing. I already know what game you're talking about. What about the close game that we had against Denver?
In overtime, they lost by 10 in overtime. And also, what would have won in overtime when they lost by 10?
That's what I'm telling you. What about the game where that was a close game too, by the way, and we ended up losing.
Oh, and also when Michael Porter hit that big three.
What did Paul George have in that game? That's the game. What did he have in that game?
I could pull games where Paul George. I could pull. I could pull with 23's average. So I could pull games where Paul George played bad against Denver. I could pull games where he played good. I'm telling you, it's not Paul George. It's the primary issue is that we don't match up well with Denver in that front court. That's what they got 3 dudes who's 6'10" in that, and we don't. Who do we have? Zubac, and you asking Kawhi to play the 4 to deal with Gordon, and then that's too much size.
So let's hold on. So let's play devil's advocate. What trades can we make, and what players do we need to go get in order to compete with Denver?
I said I would go out and get.
Let me tell you. Let me ask you the full question. You're saying that it's because of our front court. What I'm saying is, what players should we trade to go get? Who would we need to go get in order to beef up our front line to still keep our core team intact in order to compete with Denver? Because the reason why I'm asking that question is because there's no particular trade that's gonna make us better to compete with them in the front court. Because we're gonna lose something in the back court, is what I'm telling you. That's fine. It's not fine because here's what I'm saying.
We got so much. Hold on. We got so much. Okay, that's the reason why I said our depth is so valuable. We have guys who are not even touching the floor, and they're not getting valuable minutes. We got pieces we can move.
But see, you're talking about guys that aren't touching the floor. I'm talking about the guys that are. And the guys that are touching the floor need to perform higher and better to play against Denver. It's simple, bro.
You asked what players can we use, and you just made a statement that's not true. What players can we get to get a power forward? I'm telling you, we have valuable pieces on our team that we can get rid of and get a power forward. That I do know.
Tell me what power forward is going to help us beef us up and still keep our team.
Kyle Kuzma, like I said, Kyle Kuzma would be a good pickup. Hold on.
Let's slow down. Let's say one player at a time, and then because I'm a C student, let's just work one player at a time. You just said Kyle Kuzma, right? He's 6'10" and he's a power forward, right?
Right.
Okay, so you're saying
who can stretch the floor?
Who can stretch the floor? But again, he's gonna still be able to guard Aaron Gordon.
He'll be a much better. First, Kyle Kuzma is a very, very aggressive defender, and he's young and he's athletic, and he can stretch the floor.
And don't forget Michael Porter.
But that's the thing. But that's the thing.
To compete with them. That makes no sense.
But that's just it. Once we get. Hold on. This is why I'm going with this. The reason why a power forward will work is because that moves Kawhi to be a small forward and makes PG be a shooting guard. They won't have to deal with that size in the paint. They can be their natural positions and destroy those. Go
You
ahead.
said Kawhi is going to be a shooting guard. Is that because I just want to make sure I'm
No.
I'm
He put
sticking with
no. He said to put no. What he's saying is that you could put Paul George as a shooting guard to guard KCP and put Kawhi at the 3 to guard Michael Porter. That's what he's
But
saying.
hold on. But here's my point. That's the position they already play.
No, you just said earlier that you think Kawhi would be a power forward.
No. What I'm saying is that at their normal position this past year, Kawhi, when he played against Denver, he played the 3. When Paul George played against Denver, he played the 2. Paul George is an oversized 2 at that. So what I'm saying is Marcus Morris played the 4. He's an undersized 4. So you're replacing Marcus Morris with Kyle Kuzma, and you're saying that's going to be enough to compete with
Yes.
Denver.
Yes,
I
because Marcus
disagree.
Morris
disagree.
Marcus Morris is 6'7". He's
I
not a true
disagree.
power forward. I'll tell you the players I'll move. I'm moving off of Marcus Morris. I'm moving off Nicholas Batum. And if I have to, if you give me a choice between Norman Powell and Terrence Mann, I would move off of Norman Powell.
Okay, so let me ask you this: in order to get Kyle Kuzma, he's a free agent, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah, yes.
So, but here's the thing: the Clippers are already the second most highest tax team in the league. So, are we able to afford Kyle Kuzma on this current salary roster right now?
That's what we're trying to discuss right now. But you asked me what
because I'm asking rhetorical questions.
I think so.
We won't be able to.
But that's the problem. You can't ask a rhetorical question. You can't ask a rhetorical question and then cap it off with. You can't cap it off with you don't. You can't do that.
But here's the reason, BJ. What I'm saying is because I see what you're saying, but what you're saying is in theory. In theory, you're saying that Kyle Kuzma would be a better fit than Marcus Morris, which I agree with. But is that enough to compete with Denver? I don't think so.
Yes, it's a better fit than James Harden.
Let me finish, bro. I'm getting my whole point out. I'm not done yet. I just want to say this. You're saying Kyle Kuzma, because he's 6'10" and athletic, he's going to be able to compete and defend against a guy like Aaron Gordon, who I completely disagree with. I don't think he's big enough to even he's tall, but he's not big enough to contain a guy like Aaron Gordon. You actually need a bigger body to contain an Aaron Gordon, because Aaron Gordon isn't just tall. He's
athletic
big.
too.
He's actually 6'10", like 260 to be honest, and he's athletic. So he's not just a 6'10" scrawny guy that you got to box him out. You got to be physical with him. You got to be able to contest his tip ins and his dunks around the basket. He's very athletic. So you have to put a bigger body on him, which is why I think Mason Plumlee would be a better player to put on a guy like Aaron Gordon, because they're both big. Mason Plumlee is 6'10". He's 240. So those are two big bodies who he can contain. The other thing is that you're still ignoring the point that even if we do get another guy who's a bigger forward, which we do need, that doesn't negate the fact that Paul George and Kawhi still have to play at an elite level to compete with Denver's offense. That's what I'm explaining.
And also, don't forget Michael.
But that's an obvious point, though. I'm saying, hold on. I'll let you know. You did finish. You just finished. You did finish. I'm saying basically, you breaking an obvious point. Of course, they have to be the best player on the court. But I'm not going out and getting a James Harden when we already have an influx of guards. We don't need James Harden. What I said we need to the reason why I said Denver is because they're the only team that gives us problems. And how do they give us problems? In that front court. That's what I'm saying. Other than that, it's like we have everything else. And then I believe it's like I said, I hear what you're saying, Kawhi, PG need to play that, but we have to address that problem. We get destroyed against Denver in that paint every time we play them.
Well, hold on. First of all, I disagree with you. They're not the only team that gives us problems. See, this is the thing, BJ. I'm a very cutthroat.
Sacramento too. So even Sacramento.
Hold on. Let me finish. I'm a very cutthroat and objective Clipper fan, because I'm honest with myself. They're not the only team that gives us problems. Sacramento gives us problems when we play them, and I watched every single game this season, so I know exactly what teams gives us problem. And it's the teams that you're not even thinking about, right? The teams that you're saying, in the playoff series, we would beat them because it seems as if we have better talent, but they actually have better constructed players and they have a better system. So I'm going to say this. Yes, it is obvious that PG and Kawhi needs to play better. But just because it's obvious doesn't mean that it's something that has been consistently done. They haven't proved to me yet. So I'm not going into the season saying, because they're Kawhi and PG, they can obviously beat this team. No, they haven't proved to me shit. They haven't proved to me, number one, that they can be healthy. They haven't proved to me that they can beat Denver in a playoff series. They haven't proved to me that PG and Kawhi can actually be the two best players on the court. They at the same time, they haven't proved to me none of this. I'm not giving them no benefit of the doubt this year. And this is their last year to prove that. The reason why I said James Harden is because me knowing this is their last year on their contracts, it's not about building the small pieces around them. You need to get one of those home run hitters who can come in and be the guy that can help get it done. Because again, this isn't a team that you're building like Golden State did. This is a last year home run hit type of team that you have to build. And the reason why James Harden is, to me, better fit because he's a point guard. What I'm saying is that if you get a James Harden, you also need a power forward. You got to get both. But if you don't get James Harden, then you're just relying and hoping that Westbrook could be your point guard, who I don't think in late minute games is going to be a good facilitator and he's going to be a good decision maker for us. We've seen that, bro. So who do you rely on as the point guard? Terrence Mann? I'm
Bro,
not banking on that as a
hey,
championship team, bro. I can't.
I
I'm
want to
not
ask
banking.
that. How about this?
But
Okay, so the
you can't
Nuggets,
rely on James Harden either. What the fuck?
Nuggets,
But
and
guess
that's
what?
that's what I'm
Can't
getting
rely
to.
on
He
What
has.
is
James
But here's the
James
Harden,
thing.
Harden?
man.
What has
What?
James
Okay.
Harden
What
Certain
has
done? What
Terrence?
has he
What?
to
situations, he done
rely
good.
But
rely
here's the
on him?
thing, though. I agree with what you're saying. He's
He
not
hasn't
somebody
won
that
no
you can
champion. He
rely.
hasn't done
Bro, I
nothing. He's
understand
been
that. But here's the
changing
thing,
jerseys.
though.
He's been
You're
changing
talking
jerseys
about
his whole
you're
career.
hold on,
He
bro.
hasn't
Let
been
me answer your
doing
question.
nothing.
He hasn't proven to
What?
me yet. But what I'm saying is that he's not by himself. When you got a PG and Kawhi, now all James Harden has to do is play his position, which is a point guard facilitator and occasionally knock down a three. He's not 2018 James Harden. What I'm saying is that if you get him on a 1-year rental to play point guard and that's it, Ty Lue, that's what he wants, is a true PG who can help facilitate. Westbrook is a great athlete. He's a great player. He's a great performer. He's not a point guard. He's never been a point guard.
He
Paul George
definitely is.
is
He
not a
definitely
point
is.
guard.
He does. Hold on, I gotta
Bro,
stop you
I,
right
I,
there. I
I
gotta
don't
stop
I
you
don't
right
trust
there.
Harden. I'm
I
sorry.
gotta. I
So
gotta
you
stop.
trust Westbrook? You trust
I
Westbrook
trust
over Harden?
Westbrook. I trust Westbrook because I'm gonna give a reason why. Go ahead, man.
I'm a Westbrook. That's my favorite. Russell Westbrook, my favorite. But hold on, I'm gonna stop you right there. First of all, number one, right? James Harden, we just saying him play with Joel Embiid. He ain't even buy him with Joel Embiid. That's the MVP of the league, right? And then now you're asking him to come over to the Clippers with Paul George and Kawhi. They are the main stars of play. He's basically gonna be the third option. James Harden has the ego problem. He's not doing that. That's you gotta know basketball. You gotta know to know. You know what I'm saying? He's not doing that. He wants a night where he can score 40 every night. You feel what I'm saying? That's why he wanted to go back to Houston. You gotta understand certain situations. I'm a Russell Westbrook fan. That is my favorite player. Russell Westbrook is going to give you 10 assists, 10 rebounds, and he's going to give you 15 to 20 points. You know what I'm saying? And
Okay.
he's a leader in the locker room. Paul George and
Okay.
Kawhi said that. James Harden is not going to do that. All he's going to do is leave the team. That's all James Harden is going to do. You
Okay,
just
that's
saying it.
cool.
He's jealous. He's jealous of Joel Embiid because Joel Embiid is the better player. That was his team, and he got the MVP. And James Harden, he's
Okay.
mad because the system wasn't around him. James Harden is not going to fit with the Clippers. Stop that. Stop that. Stop all
So
that
okay,
talk.
so hold on.
Stop that,
All right,
bro.
so hold on.
Let's be real. We gotta
Hey,
stop that,
listen.
bro.
I know you from Maryland. I already know you from Maryland. I can hear it in your
No,
voice.
nigga, I'm
You
not
from
from Maryland. Nigga, I'm
you
from
from
DC. I'm
you
from
from
DC,
okay, so
Holmes.
you from
Yes, I'm
DC.
from
You from
DC. I'm not
DC.
from Maryland.
So here's
Yeah,
what I
get
want
that
to
shit
know,
right.
right? Here's what I want to know. Oh, we can get it right. It don't matter to me. It don't change the difference, right? Here's what I want to know. If what you say is true, then why are
It's
the
a clear
Clippers?
difference, huh?
Hold on. Let me finish. What I'm saying is that if what you're saying is true, dude from DC, right? Then why are the Clippers emerging as one of the top teams interested in James Harden? Is what you're saying is true, and they already know him. They already know James Harden. Ty Lue is a great coach. He already knows what James Harden brings to the table. My question is, why are they interested in him if what you're saying is true?
Who's not
Could
gonna
it
be
be? Could
interested
it be?
in
Could it
James
be
Hold
though?
on. Let him answer. BJ, let him answer. Dude from DC.
Who's not gonna? I'm just saying, who's not gonna be interested in James Harden? You acting like James Harden
So hold on.
is Bobo
No,
or
you
somebody.
just
Who's
hold
not
on.
gonna be interested in
You
James
just
Harden?
hold on.
I'm
But
saying
you
me
just gave a
personally. I'm
list
not.
of
Come
reasons.
on, bro.
No, I know. But you're talking about personally. We're talking about business. We're not talking about nobody's personal feelings. I don't care about James
All
Harden.
right,
I'm talking
business
about
wise,
from
that's
a
not
business
smart.
perspective. So tell
Business
me why.
standpoint,
Hold
that's
on.
not smart.
But tell me if
Business
I'm the Clippers, why
standpoint,
it's not smart.
it's not smart because PG is already getting 40 million and Kawhi is already getting 40 million. James Harden just want 40 million too. That's not smart. That's gonna be just like the Suns situation. What the fuck?
Okay,
That's not smart.
Okay, so but what's the goal though? Because you keep saying it's not smart, but you don't. But
The goal
what's
is
the goal?
goal is to win it. The goal is to win the championship, and James Harden hasn't done that. What are you talking
but it
about?
doesn't.
The
But
goal
neither
is to
has
win the
Paul. Hold on,
championship.
but PG,
James
but Paul
Harden is
George.
not buying in.
Hold on. Westbrook hasn't won either.
But that's what. Okay, hold on. Let me jump in.
No, because hold on. Here's my
Hold on. Let
point.
me jump
Here's
in.
my
Let me
point.
jump
Let
in.
me finish my point, and I'm gonna let you jump in. You're saying all the reasons why it's not smart for James Harden to join the Clippers. The Clippers aren't thinking about that. They're thinking about how much money they've invested into this team that hasn't produced a championship, and they know that these guys are on their last year and on their last leg, literally on their last leg, right? But at the same time, they know that they have to do something in order to win. They have to get the most talent, and they got to get the most bang for their buck. What I'm saying is, if what you're saying is true about James Harden, then why did they sign Westbrook, who is literally the same example of Westbrook? He hasn't won a championship. He's been on multiple teams. They both had egos, right? They both could be prideful. And Paul George is the same player. He hasn't won a championship, right? So you're saying all of this as if they care about that, right? What they care about is winning and
Hold on.
More of a leader.
Hold on.
No,
Bro, hold on, bro. Hold on.
They
Kobe
haven't won a
Jordan.
championship, bro.
Kobe Jordan. Hold on. Okay. You're saying why if they going after Harden? Have it ever crossed your mind it could be Westbrook's not re-signing with the Clippers? That's why they went after Harden.
No, that's not even why I'm considering that. That has nothing to do with James Harden.
No, I'm saying you asked the question why the Clippers are a front runner to get James Harden. I'm saying in combat to that, is it a possibility they feel like Westbrook might not resign?
I'm saying this is what I'm saying, BJ. To the Clippers, it doesn't matter whether they resign Westbrook or not. They were still interested in James Harden regardless. That's what I'm saying, bro. It doesn't matter.
How do you know? Hold on. How do you know that?
You know why I know that? Because this is how I know that. Because they were interested in James Harden last year. Listen, Ty Lue always mentioned he wanted a point guard. You just saw the Clippers go through a full year and a half with going through a runaround of point guards. They literally had 4 or 5 different point guards in that starting lineup in the last 2 years.
And who's the point guard they grabbed?
What do you mean? They started off with Reggie Jackson, then John Wall, and then
who's the person? Okay, but interest is just interest, homie. Like there's a bunch of people and you can be interested. I can be interested in the chick. Don't mean I'm gonna go after and grab her. I don't give a damn about interest. I want the person I'm gonna be with. Who the person I'm gonna grab? That's the one I'm talking about.
But hold on. But the situation is. Here's the situation. It's not even you can't even say that because they haven't decided the deal hasn't been done. It hasn't been done yet. So if James Harden comes to us, you can't say because they know.
But that's what I was asking you. But bro, you came out with I told you. I asked you. I didn't say I asked you an open-ended question and Megan said it right here. I asked you, how do you know that Westbrook? How do you know Westbrook is assuring to stay with the Clippers?
What I'm saying is I don't know that. What I'm saying is that it doesn't matter though. I don't know he's going to resign. What I'm saying
is if you're trying a backhand compliment to Westbrook saying that's a backhanded compliment.
This is why I said what I said because you're saying that it has to be either or. You're saying that either Westbrook resigns, and I don't think it's either or. I think they want to get James Harden with Westbrook. And that's why they're trying to sign Westbrook to that $3.3 million. They want to sign him on a smaller deal because they want to try to get James Harden with them to win a championship. You're acting like they know that the numbers match up. James Harden is making what? 33, 34, $5 million. If you add Norman Powell's contract with Marcus Morris in a draft pick, that actually matches the deal right there.
And why would Westbrook do that?
What do you mean? Why would Westbrook do what?
Why would Westbrook? Hold on. Westbrook just okay. Didn't we? I'm gonna let Kirk and Herm got this. Hold on. No. Let me finish my point. Let me. Hold on. No. I'm asking. This is an important question.
Go ahead.
We just seen Westbrook. What he averaged in the playoffs? Like around 30 points and like he played amazing. 30. He got his name back. He played the way he played.
Okay.
And what was the whole thing about Westbrook's gonna go and get his money because now he got his name back. It wasn't for him to come back and get a lesser deal. So why would he take a deal that he feel like he earned to actually get paid more money.
Can I tell you why? Can I tell
Go
you
ahead.
why? The same reason why he could have, when he left the Lakers, right? Or when he decided to do the buyout, whatever happened with the Lakers, he could have went to Chicago for more money, right? Why did he come to the Clippers? Tell me why. And that's the same reason why they would do it again.
To win a
Okay,
championship.
so he came to the Clippers. Hold on, but even though the Chicago Bulls could have paid him more, he took less to come to the Clippers, is what you're saying, right?
Because also PG vouched for him too.
To win
No.
a championship.
I'm not talking about
Paul
any
George, that's his
extracurricular
man.
activities. I'm talking about what
That's
Westbrook
that's a
decided.
big reason why he came.
Okay, so here's the reason. If that's the reason why he came, then that could be the reason why he stays. It's the same fucking reason, bro.
It's the same reason, but also
okay,
then why ain't he signed it? Why hasn't he re-signed yet?
Let me answer, bro. Let me answer. What do you mean? There's multiple players who haven't re-signed yet.
No. If it's so simple, okay. But Kobe Jordan, you're the one putting out stuff that's saying you think they're gonna get Westbrook and Harden. That has been something new to me. If it was just that easy, why isn't Westbrook re-signed with the Clippers?
Great question, because again, he can still. No, let me answer, bro. You keep saying that Westbrook. Why would he?
What money he's gonna get?
All right, go ahead, bro. What I'm telling you is, you're asking me why hasn't he re-signed yet? Number one, he's not obligated to re-sign immediately. That's number one. He can decide to re-sign whenever he chooses to. That's number one. Number two is that if he didn't want to stay in LA, right? He would have actually, and all he cared about was money. Because since you want to talk about him earning his contract this playoffs, cool. Why did he go to Chicago and they could have signed him for way more? The Clippers, bro. The Clippers gave this man what? 7.8. They gave him $780,000, bro, for that 1 year. He could have went to Chicago and signed for way more than that. But why? My question is why?
One reason. Well, I can only go by my opinion.
Tell me why.
Let me go. I can go by my. I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you why, and I'm gonna let Kirk go after this. I'm gonna tell you why. First off, he was just coming off a huge deal with the Lakers, where money wasn't even an issue for him. Two, he wanted to go to a team at that moment. Again, a lot of stuff was happening last year. A lot of emotion was going on, and Westbrook wanted to put it like, okay, who can I trust to have my best sister to have my back? They didn't, and also Chicago didn't know what was going on with Lonzo Ball.
So that's perfect. Hold on, but that's a perfect reason to sign Westbrook as an insurance policy, right?
But that was something that we don't know. We didn't know Lonzo Ball is going to be out for another season.
But here's the point. But you keep talking about other extenuating factors. I'm talking about Westbrook's decision to either go to Clippers or go somewhere where there's more money. You're talking about Lonzo and Paul George convincing him. I'm saying specifically Russell Westbrook had the choice. He had the choice, and he had multiple days to make a decision. He didn't immediately decide to sign with the Clippers. He actually didn't sign with them for about 2.5-3 weeks after the whole buyout with the Lakers situation. It didn't happen the next day.
He wanted to choose the right team. He wanted to choose the right team, bro.
I understand that, bro. I understand he wanted to choose the right team. No, let me finish, bro. Let me finish. Let me finish. What BJ is saying is that it's about money now. All of a sudden, it's about money now, right? What I'm saying is that
he earned the money.
It's still earning money. With this Clippers team, it's even harder to re-sign him now this year. So it's even worse. So now we really can't sign him for nothing. So he really either has to accept what we give him, or he can go to Chicago, which now makes more sense because Lonzo Ball is really out, and they could sign him for more. There's multiple teams that could sign him for more than what the Clippers is. But why would he re-sign? Is because he wants to stay in LA. He already mentioned that. That's where he's from. His wife and his kids want to be in LA. He's closer to his family. Paul George is one of his best friends. He likes Ty Lue as a coach. Those are, and he's in LA. There's multiple reasons why he was re-signed for less. What I'm saying is that you're automatically assuming it's either him or Harden. It's not either him or Harden. They can actually make them both work because there's multiple contracts that the Clippers have that they can get rid of. Batum's $11 million. Rocco's $12 million. Marcus Morris is $16 million. Norman Powell $16 million. That's 4 contracts right there. So what I'm saying is that You're
But the
assuming.
NBA
Hold
ain't
on.
gonna have no
All I'm
bench,
saying is,
bro.
bro, I don't even want James Harden on the Clippers. Just don't be surprised if they pull the trigger. That's all I'm saying. You act like it's impossible. Don't be surprised. That's all I gotta say.
No, bro. Don't put words in my mouth. You the one that came in here and said that you want James Harden, and I'm
Talking
all I'm
crazy,
doing
bro.
is giving you responses
I
back.
never said I wanted him. I said that the Clippers need to make this a Hail Mary year, and this is what they should do if they want to try to win a championship this year.
Harden doesn't move you closer to a. Kirk, go ahead,
Man,
bro.
let my man Kirk.
Kirk, go ahead.
Go ahead,
Kirk,
let
go ahead.
I
Kirk.
think
Go
so. If
ahead,
they don't,
Kirk.
Harden does not move you too
Go
close to
ahead,
a
Kirk.
championship.
okay. So if they don't move him close,
Go
what
ahead,
Kyle
Kirk.
Kuzma does, right? Kyle Kuzma moves them when they don't
Hold
want
on,
to have
go
a
ahead,
point
Kirk.
guard.
Kirk's been
Okay.
waiting. Go ahead,
Yeah,
Kirk.
that's
I'll
okay.
respond later,
Cool.
bro. Harden has not done a damn thing to say he moves you close to a championship.
neither
I'm not
does
breaking him
Westbrook.
over
Neither
here.
does Westbrook, bro. Stop it. Come
Westbrook
on, bro.
plays harder, and
Shit.
I know what I'm getting
Shit.
every night.
Westbrook been to the finals, huh?
Paul George, he can't even
That's
perform
facts.
against the elite teams, man. Stop it.
James Harden on
Oh,
Paul George's level right now. I don't know why you keep bringing up Paul George. He's
I'm
not
bringing
even,
up
not even
Hey,
Paul.
go
talking
I'm
ahead,
about
Kirk.
bringing up
PG.
Paul
Go
George
ahead,
is
Kirk.
because you
You're
know why I'm
bringing
bringing
up
up Paul
PG,
George.
bro.
You know
You're
why?
bringing him up. I'm
Man,
not.
Because this
can
is
we
the thing.
let
Listen,
Kirk speak,
BJ. I
man?
don't put these guys on pedestals like you do. That's why.
Kobe Jordan.
Exactly.
No, you have an indebted against PG because you've been talking about him all year. That's why you got a problem with him. You got a
No. Listen.
personal issue with the dude, man.
I don't have a personal issue
Yes,
with him.
yes, you
My
do. You have
issue,
a personal issue with dude. That's why
my
you keep
issue.
bringing this
Hold
nigga
on.
up. No
Here's my
one
issue with
mentioned
it.
Paul. No, you hold up.
Go ahead, Kirk.
Kirk, go ahead, man. I'm gonna get back to you after.
Yeah, I'm
Kirk,
just
go ahead.
saying he's 42
All
million
this,
a
all
year.
this
what's
personal
going
stuff
on,
against
y'all?
the dude, man. I'm tired of hearing that shit.
But
Go
it's the
ahead.
same. You're gonna keep hearing it. But go ahead.
Yo, y'all can hear me?
Yeah, we hear you, bro.
Go
Yo,
ahead, Kirk.
what's going on, y'all? So I hear what y'all talking about. So I guess the Clippers are thinking about signing James
Yeah,
Harden. Is that what's going on right now?
I'm not thinking about that the Clippers are, but go ahead.
My personal take. I guess if they are, I'm not. I don't think that's a smart idea, James Harden. And I guess you're saying that James Harden, Westbrook, and Paul George and Kawhi can be on the same team. I don't think they want to do that at all.
Of
I don't
course
think that's
not.
smart at all. That's just me personally. Because think about it. First you have to cater to your superstar Kawhi. Why would he want James Harden on that team? He knows he's a bona fide superstar on that team, and Paul George is the second player on that team. Why would you want to add another ball handler in James Harden? And plus, you have Terrence Mann and Bones
Right.
and Norman Powell that can ball handling. That's way too many. You don't need James Harden. And plus, you got Russell Westbrook as a point guard that he's proven that he can play off ball and play with different stars at this stage of his career. So adding James Harden to the mix. I'm just saying, like, if they're gonna take James Harden, they would have to get rid of somebody. They're not gonna put James Harden, Russell Westbrook. This is not OKC, bro. This is not OKC in 2012, bro. This is a whole team that's Asian. Kawhi's 31. Like James
Okay.
Harden's 33. Like I'm just like these dudes are older, so they're not gonna just add all these guys to the roster. To me, that's just me. If they're gonna sign James Harden, they're gonna get rid of Russell Westbrook or somebody, but that's not a smart move for the Clippers.
Hey,
I don't know what's going
can I
on.
ask you a question, bro? Can I ask you a question?
What's that?
So I hear what you're saying, and you're saying, well, why would Kawhi vouch for James Harden to come when he's another ball handler? Okay, cool. I understand what you're saying, but my question to you is that if Paul George advocated for Westbrook, because I was shocked when he advocated for Westbrook. If
I
PG
don't know
starts
why.
advocating for James Harden, do you not think that they would adhere to what he would say?
Of course they will with PG. Yeah. That's definitely possible. I'm not saying like it's impossible, but the reason why they wanted Russell Westbrook on the team because they seen what he was doing, and the Lakers, even though everyone was getting on him, but he was out. Russell Westbrook, he was still pushing the pace. He was still getting rebounds. He was still playing off ball. Like he was still doing little stuff that you can use for a championship. You've seen that in Game 1 versus the Suns. So. You're right about that. Paul George can say, "Yeah, we need James Harden," but I don't think they don't need James Harden. They have so many guards in their team. Why would they add another guard in their team?
I'm not. But here's the thing. I'm not saying that they do or don't need him. What I'm saying is that
Yeah.
if the Clippers are pursuing him, and I'm going off of the reports, right? Because I don't just listen to these guys on YouTube. I'm listening to Adrian Wojnarowski. I'm listening to Shams. I'm listening to Shams. I'm listening to Chris Haynes. All three of these guys have reported that the Clippers and the Knicks have emerged as the two top teams for the last 2 days. and the Clippers actually have the assets. If you listen to Bobby, I think his name is Bobby Stein. He actually did a breakdown of the trade machine today on ESPN, why it would work and what
Yeah.
players you would trade. So what I'm saying is that they're already
You
considering this.
talking about
I'm not
Bobby
saying
Marks?
I'm not saying that I want it. I'm just saying that the Clippers are interested in James Harden. But my question is, why? If they are, do you think that Paul George and Kawhi hasn't already said, yeah, we'll like
I
James
already
Harden?
told you. Hold on. I
No,
told you, all right, and
I'm
that's what
asking him.
that's
Hold on,
and that.
BJ,
But
I'm
he
asking him
told
real
you. He
quick.
told you. I told you this dude. What's his name? Sammy. We've all told you the same thing. The way we see it is not like Russell Westbrook and Harden gonna be on the same team. I personally believe that Russell Westbrook is weighing his options on other teams, and the Clippers are not confident 100% that he's gonna resign.
Yeah, hold on, but
That's
that's
why they
cool.
want
Hold
to
on,
get
but
James
BJ, but
Harden.
BJ, that's cool.
That's a
But
good point
I
right
didn't.
there. That makes
But
total sense.
hold on. That's cool what you're saying, but I want to hear what the other guys got to say because you keep saying that everybody's saying the same thing. No, because I haven't heard from everybody. What I'm saying is that I don't care. I don't care
Yeah,
about
no,
what you
I
guys
agree
are
with what
saying.
he's saying.
What I'm saying
Yeah,
is that why are the Clippers interested in
We
James
just
Harden?
told you. We're telling you why you don't want to hear it.
So
We
you
saying the
okay?
same thing.
But you keep saying it's because of Westbrook may leave, right?
we
That's what you're
all
saying.
saying
That's
the
that's
same
the
Yes.
reason
thing,
why.
bro.
What I'm telling
Yes.
you is that I don't believe that. I'm saying is that I don't believe that. You can agree or disagree,
Why
but I'm
don't you
just saying I
believe
don't
it? Why
believe it.
don't you believe it?
The
Let me
reason
ask you,
why
why
I
don't you
don't.
believe it?
The reason why I don't, and I already told you why, but you guess you weren't listening. So I'm gonna have to repeat myself. I'm
Go
telling
ahead.
you that Westbrook, you can say he's weighing his options. He said that a year ago and he decided on the Clippers for way less money. The man didn't even get $1 million from us, bro. We gave this man $780,000. What I'm telling you is that if he has a chance to
He already had a
legitimately win it,
bag.
let me finish. If he has a
Something like that.
legitimate chance to win a championship this year, and let's say the Bulls offer him 2 years, 30 million, or whatever the case is, and he decides to go with the Clippers for less, what I'm telling you is that there's many reasons why he would sign with the Clippers for less. Even though you're saying he's weighing his options, what I'm saying is that's okay, that's cool. What I'm saying is that even if he is weighing his options, the Clippers can still go out and get James Harden and still re-sign Westbrook because they got the money to. There's other contracts that you can get off the books to get James Harden, bro. That's the Terrence
I see
Manns, the
what you
Norman
mean.
But
Powell.
that's
They
the
can
thing.
do
We
that,
don't.
That's
bro.
all. That's all
Well,
I'm saying,
They
bro.
can.
Because
but we
guess
don't
what?
want James. That's the thing. That's
He
the
don't
thing.
need to do
We
that
know what the
though, bro.
reports say. I'm asking me
He
personally.
not,
I
bro.
don't want James Harden.
And
I'm
guess
gonna be
what? Hold on,
upfront. I
BJ.
don't.
And guess
I
what?
don't.
Guess what,
That's me
BJ?
personally.
You know
Me
what, BJ?
personally.
I love your opinion, but your opinion stinks. It doesn't matter because you're not Lawrence Frank. I don't care what
No,
you want.
but here's the thing. This is a person we give our opinions.
You keep
Just like
saying
last
I
year,
know, but you
just
keep
like last year when I told you Westbrook was our point guard and you went up against me with it, and it turned out Westbrook did his thing. Just like I told you, Terrence
okay.
Mann without a point guard. So don't come in here, Kobe Jordan, with that, bro. You
No,
talking to
no.
somebody who knows
What
the game of
no.
basketball
I
through and
understand
through.
you know the
I
game, but
know
what I'm
this
saying
game
is
through
that
and through. Okay.
what I'm saying is that Trent Redden knows the game, Jerry West knows the game, and
Hey,
Lawrence Frank knows the
Okay,
BJ,
game
that
as
I
chill
well.
get. I
out.
get all that. I've
You
met
sound
Jerry
like
West in
it
person. I've
every
met
time.
Lawrence Frank. I know. I've talked to them in person. I'm gonna
That's
state
cool.
my opinion.
And so,
That's what
but
my
what
opinion.
I'm saying is that your opinion
You
is cool.
sound
But what
like
I'm saying
Skip Bayless
it doesn't
right
negate
now,
the
bro.
facts. The facts is the Clippers are still interested in James Harden, regardless if Westbrook stays or if he
That's
leaves.
fine. And all we're doing is giving our points about what we think. That's why
Okay,
I have
cool.
everybody come up here.
Cool.
What you think? What you
Exactly.
think? And
So
everybody here is saying like we don't feel like he's
okay,
worth it.
let's switch it up a little bit, right? Because we already
Go
talked
ahead.
about James Harden and Westbrook. We already know that deal. I really don't give a shit about what they do because the Clippers, to me, I just don't feel that. I don't know. I just feel like they're missing a big hole in leadership in the front office to begin with. And I told you that on your podcast last week when you had Ryan up here. And so I still believe that you can't just. This isn't 2K. You can't just put together a whole bunch of players and hope they win. And so that's the issue they're dealing with. But guess what? That's their only option because they're on the last year of their deal. They're going into the new arena, not this season, but the next season. And so they got to prepare for it, but they're not going to pay those guys if they're not healthy. That's number one. Here's the second thing I want to say. Everything we're talking about, all of these role players, it doesn't change the fact that it doesn't matter if PG and Kawhi can't stay healthy. And we're saying, oh, well, you're speaking
That's
obvious.
a fact.
No, hold on.
That's true.
But here's the obvious part though. Even though we keep saying it's obvious, BJ, we've been saying this for years. I don't care how many times they've been injured. I don't care if it's been freak injuries or it's been consistent injuries. I don't give a shit. All I'm saying is that if them two dudes are not healthy, which is the number one issue, none of this shit matters to me. That's why I don't care. The reason why I don't care is because you can go build the perfect team around these two. You can go out and get fucking Vanderbilt, Kyle Kuzma. You can go get any big. What I'm saying is that none of that matters if these two niggas are not healthy come June, July. Oh, it doesn't matter, bro. So again, PG and Kawhi, them niggas need to stay healthy, bro. And I don't think they will. And I'm not trying to jinx it. What I'm saying is the reason why I don't think they will is because the training staff, the way that they're playing these guys, the way that they're trying to protect them from they gotta play. When you're missing games and playing games, that shit's not good on your body. You can't get a consistent rhythm. Kawhi is playing 10 games, he'll sit 2. He'll play 8, he'll sit 2. He'll play 5, he'll sit 2. You can't win a championship like that, bro. You can't. So that's why I don't think.
So let me ask one last question. I'm gonna let Kes come in. So just a show of hands. Can somebody tell me who would they trust more to be? Because if we all be considered like Kawhi and PG, like health matters with those two. We can all be on the same point with that, right?
Yeah,
Right.
exactly. Yeah.
So right. So who do you trust more to be more durable, Westbrook or James Harden?
Westbrook. Not even a question.
So I'm gonna bring in another guy in James Harden who has a hamstring issue that's hampered him for the last 2 years. I'm gonna bring him to this team, or even think about bringing him to this team. Again, I know this is what the Clippers are talking about, but this is why I don't believe that it's about. I just don't believe that they're looking to get Harden just to get him. I personally believe that they don't have the confidence Westbrook's going to resign, and they're looking for any point guard to replace what he brought.
I kind of
That's
agree.
what I truly believe.
Yeah, they're not gonna. I'm telling you, they're not gonna have Russell. They're not gonna have Russell Harden.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even like. I'm not even saying that James Harden will come. I'm just saying that don't be shocked if he does. That's all I was saying, BJ. Like, don't be shocked if he does.
I know what you mean.
Like, yeah, like the thing is, hey, bro, I don't know who K is, but hey, K, bro, listen, I'm not even a James Harden fan, but I read everything. I read every article. So what I'm reading is I'm reading where the Clippers are moving to, right? And the Clippers, when you see their name in the trade, like them niggas are deep in the trade talk. They don't have interest in a player just to have interest. No, they're legitimately trying to move shit.
Hold up, bro. But wasn't they talking about trading PG though too? I don't know what's going on with the Clippers right now, but I ain't gonna lie to you.
Listen, I'm gonna say this: the Clippers are frustrated. Just say that. Just know that them niggas is
clearly,
frustrated.
but they're not gonna have all 4 of those dudes in the team, bro. They're not gonna do that, bro. That's gonna be
okay. I don't know that.
Right
I don't know. I didn't.
I know that for sure, bro. Someone's leaving.
That because
if James Harden goes, someone's leaving.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I never thought in a million years we would get Westbrook. I never thought that the direction we were trying to go in. I never thought we were, because I'm thinking we're going the Fred VanVleet route, a traditional point guard, a guy who can, you know what I'm saying?
I see what you mean, bro. But I kind of disagree with you because the way Russell Westbrook's career was going after he left Washington, bro, he was considered a piece to throw on the team that you needed. So you see that in LA.
But when you say a piece, that doesn't mean every piece doesn't fit on every team. The Clippers they needed at the time, because you got to think, bro. They were interested in Mike Conley a year ago, and that deal fell through. So the kind of point guards that they've even been interested in have been the complete opposite of Westbrook. They were listen. The Mike Conley deal was actually supposed to go through. Ty Lue was mad about that deal. It didn't go through with Utah. This was a year ago. Bro, this was when before Donovan Mitchell got traded, or like a year and a half ago. So they've been wanting a true point guard. So when they got Westbrook, I just was shocked, but I didn't really put too much into it. I'm thinking, okay,
I wasn't shocked, bro. He brought exactly what they needed. He brought ball movement. He brought pace. He brought effort. He brought leadership. He brought everything the Clippers actually needed. I'm not going to even lie to you.
At the time, I disagreed. I thought we needed a
tripping, bro.
Facilitator. I'm not
tripping because Paul George was playing point guard, bro.
I'm actually not tripping because they actually were about to trade. They were close to trading Terrence Mann for Fred VanVleet. This was just this off. I
believe you though. I believe you. I believe you. They really wanted Malcolm Brogdon, honestly.
And see, this is another thing. Before they got Westbrook, they had Terrence Mann on the table, or they had who did they have on the table? They had Luke Kennard, and they had another player on the table. They didn't want to give up Terrence Mann. That's why they couldn't get Fred
Of
Van
course
Fleet.
he does, because he doesn't. Yeah, I believe you. He does a lot in the floor.
Hold on. Let me get Kess in the building real quick. We got a little bit more
And guess
time
what?
left.
I'm gonna say this last thing before he jumps in. The players that the Clippers were trying to get, that's why I say I couldn't believe it, because they're the opposite of Westbrook. Mike Conley, Fred Van Fleet, they're the opposite of Westbrook, complete opposite.
What up, Kess?
Yo, what's good, y'all?
What's good now?
I ain't really giving that James Harden shit too much energy. I put it in the chat just now. Resign Russ and see what you could do to get a stretch four. I think I put Jeremy Grant, PJ Washington, or like Christian Wood. Like I said, I'm not giving that James Harden any energy. I think it's counterproductive. And James Harden to me is just one dude he's going to want to play his brand of basketball, no matter where he goes. So I'm not with that. Um, but as far as I'm thinking about what Kobe Jordan's saying with them trying to pair Harden and Russ there, only because I'm like, I think they'll probably try to do that mainly because they know Kawhi and PG is not gonna play any. They're gonna more than likely play less than 60 games. But at the same time, like even when you do that, you're not guaranteed that Harden's gonna play 60 games. You know you're gonna get 75 plus from Russell Westbrook, but I don't know, like I said, I just don't see that as productive. You get a stretch big, you
Yeah,
fill in
hey,
that
come
little hole that
on.
they have right now, because
My
I think
man,
that's the only thing that's
he
missing.
do everything out
And you
there.
get rid of Marcus Morris. We've been saying that since damn near the beginning of the season.
Right. And that's my thing. What I was saying is the most, if you want me to know the most important thing that the Clippers need, they need a power forward. I think that's personally what I think is the most important piece they need is a power forward. A stretch forward who can shoot. And if he can play defense, cool. If not, we just need a guy with some length to help Zubac
I think
so
we
he
need
doesn't get
him
destroyed on
signed
the
for a
pick and
stretch
rolls.
four.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
That's what I
and
think.
he can stretch the floor.
Wait, BJ, I didn't hear you. My fault. I had to drop out. What you said, bro?
No,
Yeah,
I was saying, me personally, I think the most important piece the Clippers need is a power forward. I think that's the main thing they got to get a power forward
and we need to
because
sign
Zubac gets
somebody to
killed
play
on those pick
defense.
and rolls, and that's what I truly believe. I think we already have the
I
guards.
think Kyle
Well, a
Kuzma would be
younger
a
power
perfect fit.
forward, you should add.
Exactly.
Because they definitely need to start getting. I think, I got to credit Kobe Jordan to that because I think there was a couple months back where he was talking about like certain stretches per se that the Clippers should be looking at in the
Hmm.
offseason. And I think, matter of fact, one of them might have been like, I think it was PJ Washington.
Bro, bro, these are the guys that I said that, because I wish people would start listening to me more. I'm not saying I'm 100% right. I just know this Clipper team. I know how they think, right? The guys that you were looking at getting is, I agree, the Kyle Kuzma, the PJ Washingtons, the Tobias Harris. You need, and again, these guys can play four. They don't. The four position is really kind of transformed a little bit. So you don't need to have a big power forward, 6'11" LaMarcus Aldridge type. You need a guy who can spread the floor, who can knock down the three, and who can run up the court. Who's young? That's it. Marcus Morris, when he's not shooting, we know what he's doing. He's doing squat shit. What I'm saying is that you don't need to, that's not a big contract. I think you can get a reasonable four for a pretty decent contract. What I'm saying is that on top of that, I think the Clippers are trying to hit a home run. That's why I say, if you do, let's say you do the Philly deal, and the reason why I'm saying this is because I know that they're high on Tobias Harris. If you can get rid of Tobias, because the 76ers are trying to get off of him because they don't want to pay him that money come the end of the season. They don't want to pay him. So if they can get rid of him, and then we get James Harden and Tobias, that's why I think you do the deal, because you can get a stretch four in Tobias, and then you get James Harden, but then you get rid of Norman Powell's deal. You get rid of Marcus Morris. You know what I'm saying? Elton Brand, the Clippers, he has obviously Clippers ties. I think that deal makes sense. But Bob, what's his name? Maury, he's the kind of guy where he's gonna move slow. So that's why I say I don't think the deal will happen, but I'm saying that I can see it happening because of that Tobias Harris throw in. But yeah, man, somebody like that, I think they'll do well with PJ Washington, Tobias Harris, Kyle Kuzma, who I think is a little bit too expensive for us. But yeah, bro,
Yeah, he
players
asking
like
for
that.
like 30. We're not
That
trying to.
that's what I
Nobody.
told BJ, bro. BJ keeps saying we can sign him. No, bro, he's asking for 30 plus. The only
Yeah.
teams that can give him 30 plus right now.
I said the people that I was interested in. I didn't know we were gonna sign.
Oh
I'm just
yeah,
saying
okay,
people that were
cool,
interested.
cool.
I would like to sign.
And the reason why I like Kyle Kuzma, because you're right, he's 6'10", he's a big, he can run the floor, he can knock down the three. But bro, I'm telling you, watch what I say. He's gonna end up with a team like either Houston or Utah. He's gonna end up with one of them teams who could pay him, bro. I'm telling you.
Yeah, so some of the power forwards that are available are these are some of the power that were available. Kristaps Porzingis, Jeremy Grant, PJ Washington, Kyle Kuzma. I think Kelly Oubre was available too. We just need a person that is serviceable at the four. We don't need like a star four. We just need a serviceable four. But I don't think the guards are that important.
I like the old boy from Sacramento, the power forward, light skinned dude. What's his name?
Trey Lyles.
Bro, I like his game. And he's not expensive either. But I don't think Sacramento would get rid of, because they just signed Harrison Barnes. And what I'm saying is if they do pick up Kyle Kuzma, they might let him go. I don't know what his deal looks like, but he has a nice game.
No, he does. He does everything. He plays winning basketball. He gets rebounds and shoots, he runs the floor, and he plays defense. But yeah, we can. You know, it's crazy. Like, so Clippers have kind of like they have the same problem like the Celtics. Like, they kind of have the same problem. And they got their power forward, but not need a point guard. We don't have a power forward. We kind of have a point guard. But those two teams are very similar in a way. But they're both, forward. Got 2-star forwards. I don't know. Clippers need to figure out what they're doing. I ain't gonna lie. That whole James Harden shit's really.
It just seems like it's a bunch of pushing and pulling that front office. That's what it seemed like.
I don't know about Boston, bro. I'm kind of like, I don't really know about that deal. I'm kind of like still torn. I don't really know what to think about that.
About that trade. You didn't like it?
Yeah, because I'm thinking like,
that was a nice trade, though. That's what they needed.
But no, they needed that, but they lost a lot of toughness and they lost a lot of good defense. So like, you lose, and then Malcolm Brogdon.
Leadership too.
I think they're gonna get rid of Malcolm Brogdon anyway. I don't think they'll hold on to him. But
that's crazy. They lose 2 guards though. They lose 2 guards from 1 power forward. That's not
losing
really
their perimeter. A lot of their perimeter defense right there.
But
they already lost a lot with Marcus Smart, and then to give up Malcolm Brogdon. Well, I understand because it's an injury issue.
You know what? I'm gonna be honest with you. The Clippers got to do what the Celtics just did. They got to go out and get a stretch four. Like
that's what I'm saying. That's
why those guys are fair. They're like far and few. That's what I'm saying. And then the ones that are nice, they're asking for the bag. So that's why I say a guy like Trey Lyles, who's necessarily not gonna ask for the bag quite yet, you could get him on a smaller deal, but good luck getting him off of the hands. You know what I'm saying? Sacramento. So I don't know, bro. But we do need a Trey Lyles type player, in my opinion. But But yeah, bro. Like I said, it's we'll see what happens. Just hey man, it's free agency, man. It's a lot of shit that can happen. Man.
Somebody might.
Oh. You know, we're gonna see what happens.
And then even when you're thinking about this now, it's like I always go back to Ty Lue because it's like we know him and the front office had they difference in agreements about their philosophies with Lawrence Frank and them believing that they should play more positionless, and Ty Lue still with this guard heavy approach. It's like, what if they bring in a stretch forward and he still do the same dumb shit he was doing before?
Wait, bring in a who?
And that's my point.
Wait,
Ty Lue got we gotta hold on. Somebody might.
He said bring in a who?
No, I'm saying, what if they do bring in a stretch forward that we need, but Ty Lue's still gung ho on his guard heavy approach, that he's still on this fuck you front office type approach. Like the
Yeah,
same shit he did last year.
that's
That's
why I
why
say.
Marcus Morris got to go.
That's why. But see, here's the thing, BJ. You're talking about all of these changes in a win now season, bro. It's like it's tough. Like you can't make all of these changes in one season and expect to just be the chemistry to be there. That's why I say we gotta just bite our tongue on some stuff and do what we can. But we can't do too much. Like if we fire Lawrence Frank or Ty Lue right now, that to me that'd be a catastrophe because they know the system. They've been there. That's too much. That's too much drama. I think.
I don't think. I mean, Kes could tell me. I don't know. I don't think Kes is saying fire
No,
ties.
no,
I
no,
just
no. I'm just saying like it's still shaky on Ty Lue's part because
yeah.
we know that Lawrence Franken and the front office believe that they should take a more positionless approach to the game now. But Ty Lue is still with his believes in his guards, which is
But
I
why he
see what you
still
mean.
plays those 3 to 4 guards in his lineups at times.
but
Yeah.
this is what frustrates me is like Robert Covington not playing all the last season,
He
hearing
needs to
shit
get minutes.
between him and Terrence Mann not getting minutes. Like there's too much stuff that's going on that I'm concerned with. It's not just the players and the trades. It's like is Lawrence Frank, is he cool with Ty? Like I need to know this type of stuff. That's the stuff I be worried about. Like, man,
I
we'll have the right team, but it's like, are these dudes even on the same page? Because that
No,
shit
for
matters,
real.
bro.
Because
I
we have a
doubt it.
forward though. Robert Covington
We had the
is
team
definitely a
last
forward that can
year.
play.
We had the
We
team.
had the team last year. It's and that goes back to that's why I say if it's Ty Lue has we have to get rid of it's either him or his friends. Marcus Morris, Reggie Jackson all had to go. Eric Gordon had to go because he was taking away time from guys like Terrence Mann and Robert Covington. And that's why I'm like against having Harden and Westbrook together either because now that takes away from Terrence Mann.
Yeah, see, this is why I told BJ on that last stream. I said this is why I like hierarchy because I can't do the friends. Everybody's just friends because I don't know. I didn't grow up like that. Like in an organization, it got to
Mhm.
be a set order. I gotta know the GM is gonna be the GM. He ain't gonna be favoritism players. Like, bro, that's how that shit Doc Rivers back in the day was when he was the GM and the coach. That shit was so bad for the team, bro, because he was literally signing old dudes because he was friends with them, bro. And it was like,
Hmm.
bro, if you seen those old Clippers teams, I don't know how long you've been a fan, BJ, but if you saw them old Clippers teams, they were signing guys like Grant Hill, who was 37, Caron Butler, who was 35, because Doc Rivers was cool with him.
Randy Foy. Yeah, I know. I know
And
the
he was
people he
giving
was
these
on.
he signed Hito Turkoglu, who he was almost out the league. But see, he's our guys that he's friends with, and he was coaching at
Paul
one point.
Pierce.
So
Yeah.
it's like you can't do that when you're trying to build a championship team because now you're not playing the young guys who should be playing, right? You're not getting the right guys the right minutes. So it's like that's never gonna work. But in this situation, I just think that Ty Lue needs to be the coach and Lawrence Frank, he needs to be the GM. They can't be telling each other, "Oh, you need to play him more." Like, no, you got to know what your job is, bro. Like,
hmm
I really don't think they fuck with each other, honestly. I highly doubt Lawrence Frank and Ty Lue fuck with each other.
Yeah, me too. I think they have a working relationship, and that's it. That's
I
all.
mean, but that's cool. But long as it's cordial though, like y'all can't be like weird, like on some like. You know what I'm saying? Like Lawrence Frank, the type to call you, like, yo, why you ain't playing him more? Why you ain't doing this? He one of them type, bro. He a fucking pest. And so Ty Lue is like, I don't know what his mindset is, bro. I don't know if how he's thinking. I just don't know. Like those are my concerns with this team. You know, he didn't get the extension. He you know what I'm saying? He didn't play.
And I know I ain't been here in a while. How do you feel about that, BJ? That they didn't extend Ty Lue.
uh, 50-50.
Yeah,
50
because
means like good.
it's like I didn't have a problem with it. Now it's like, all right, bro, you did a whole bunch of foolishness in this past season. I'm not extending. You got to show and prove that you're not gonna follow up with this again.
Yeah, that's how I feel because he was so bad last year, and it was like it felt like it was on purpose.
Yo,
That's why I'm like I don't have an issue with him not getting extended either. Like, bro, you could have not watched yourself that whole season and said you deserve an extension.
he literally
I mean,
in
he
the
was only
press
bad because he got punched by Draymond. Let's be honest, though, bro. That's the only reason why he was bad.
wait, who?
Y'all talking about Jordan Poole, right? Or
I'm
my
talking
No,
bad.
no,
about Ty
no. I'm talking
Lue.
about Ty
Yeah,
Lue.
Oh, Ty Lue. Oh, I'm tripping. My bad. Okay, I'm over not even listening.
that's fine with me.
But no, there was one of the post game interviews where he literally said I forgot to put Terrence Mann back in the game, and I said no way, bro.
I mean, I'll just
See,
say this, man. To Ty Lue, man, he just had a lot going on that season. I mean, even with the stars and everything. So I understand like his coaching could be better though, but at the same time, you don't got your stars healthy, so it's kind of like he's just doing what he does best, I guess. It's just
but
making stuff
nah, Cash,
relax.
the worst one I heard was with Marcus Morris. He kept playing him, and then one of the reporters asked him, why'd you play Marcus Morris? Like even the reporters were like trying to give him a hint, like this nigga ain't helping, and he was
Exactly.
like, "Well, I just felt like it. I just felt like doing it."
Should have been playing Rocco.
When
Yeah.
he said that, bro, I was just
Should
like,
have been
bro, this
playing
dude just gave up
Rocco.
on the season.
Yeah. Remember, he had a report about some shit like that. He was like, he's my guy. He's been there forever. Like he got that loyalty shit.
That's why you gotta get rid of his friends. That's why I'm
Yeah.
so pressed on getting off of Morris because, bro, I'm telling you, if Reggie was still on the team, he would still be playing that nigga.
Of course, he
Or-
loved
Still,
Reggie. He says that all the time in the press conference. Oh, I love Reggie Jackson. I love him. Like he was so serious. Like he really loved Reggie Jackson for some reason. So,
and
Same
that
way
takes
Doc
me
Rivers
back.
loved Lou Williams.
Reggie
That
just
takes
won a
me back
championship.
into that last Denver game that we played when Russ was there. That game was it
Yeah,
wasn't a that wasn't a game you put on PG. That was on him playing Marcus Morris because Michael Porter Jr.
exactly.
dogged him that whole night, and he refused to adjust.
See, the difference between me and Kobe Jordan is that I know PG what he's capable of doing. I was saying to myself, we got bigger issues than what PG played with I said Marcus Morris, Ty Lue's coaching, overplaying Reggie Jackson. Those are the things that cost us our season last year.
Hmm.
Shit, Paul George carried our whole team when Kawhi wasn't even there.
Yep.
I'm not putting it on him, man. He did shit that he wasn't even supposed to be doing.
And he got crucified by a lot of fans when
Hey,
he was
BJ,
vouching for
don't try to sneak
Russ.
that in there, bro. I
That's
heard you when I was coming
crazy.
in the back.
But I thought you was still on the panel, honestly.
No, listen,
I was waiting
hey,
for you.
no, I had to drop out real quick, but no, listen. You think I don't like him personally, bro? It's not that. I don't know if that's what you said, but it sounds like you think I just don't like the dude. But the issue I have with PG, right? And this is my only issue. This dude is literally probably the most skilled player in our league, but he doesn't actually take on the challenge, and that's what I don't like. I don't like that he doesn't take on the challenge when he's 6'9", he can put the ball on the floor, he can get past anybody, he can jump over just about anybody. His one of the longest dudes in the league at his size. He can defend almost any position except for the fives, some fours. So it's like I know his skill set, I know his talent. My thing is, bro, you cannot be mentally weak in these moments where we need you because to me, with that skill set, bro, you gotta outshine, and that's your moment, bro. Like you the dude, bro. It's almost like when LeBron was hesitant before he won his first championship. D Wade was telling him like, bro, you're literally the best player. And D Wade was even saying after they lost to Dallas, he was still hesitant. Like, I mean, we could have did this. I was trying to get the right guy open. No, you gotta dominate, bro. And that's the
Hmm.
part I think PG needs to learn. He gotta learn that even though Kawhi Leonard is per se better, he gotta learn how to dominate even with Kawhi in the game for us to be where we need to be. And I think he can. But I just don't think his mentality is there, bro. That's my
He
only
get
issue with him.
yeah, he gets in his own way.
There's
I
no
agree
there's
with
no
you.
reason, bro. Like he's too talented, bro. He could shoot from where Clay can shoot from, and he could dunk like anybody, bro.
Yeah. I don't like. So where do you look at him though? Like what do you put him in top 10, top 15? Where do you put
Well,
him at?
well, Okay, well, the reason why I don't like to do that is because that comes down to like now you're ranking guys based off their accolades and individual stuff. So I don't really want to go into that. I think that when he's healthy, I think that
You like that?
he's right there. He's a top 10 talent in the league when he's healthy. My issue with him is his mentality, bro. That's my only thing. I can't rank people because some of these dudes are less talented than him, but they actually got way more, you know what I'm saying, will, and they may have a champion. Like Devin Booker. Devin Booker isn't as good as PG, but Devin Booker, he knows how to take over a game. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a difference. He's not better, but he knows when to be in kill mode. And Paul George lacks that. He lacks to be in kill mode, bro. He's too laid back. He's too,
I agree with that.
reserved. And
I would say
but
that.
see, that's my only issue because if you're telling me against Chris Middleton all day, he's better than Chris Middleton every aspect of the game. But Devin Booker, he's not better. Jamal Murray, he's not better than Paul George. But those guys, there's something about them when they get in their zone, they don't care they don't care if KD's on the floor, if Jokic is on the floor, they're gonna get theirs. You feel me? And that's Paul George don't know how to do that, bro. So
Yeah, I think I just got off of the whole, putting it on him after what he did in 2021. After he did that, I mean, because we really can't judge him off of the next year because he got hurt, and then this year he was starting to turn the corner until he got hurt again with a freak accident. So when he did what he did in 2021 and carrying the team on his back in pressurized situation, I'm like, okay, I could, okay, he's earned my respect. Because after that bubble, yeah, I could see, yeah, I mean, yeah, he needs to but once um, he proved himself again, I'm like, okay, how much more do we have to keep, staying on him? That's what I see.
yeah, I mean, I guess a lot of players have like, you know, players remorse. Like, I don't really look at the past. I think that it's cool to watch the past because what he's did. I mean, you could look at every player and say, "Oh man, he played great," but there's something about that instinct to like want to win a game. And right now, when the Clippers trying to win a championship, we need that because Paul George, his game has actually advanced. Like he's got better in his early career. He was way more explosive. We know that, but now his game is more mature. He's gonna post you up. He's gonna slow the game down. He can hit the midi. He can get to the basket with ease. He's still gonna hit the three on you. He still can dunk on you. But my thing is, as he got older, it's almost like his aggressiveness has went down. His dog
It
mentality
has, it
went down.
has,
And
it
I don't know
has.
if that's
But I
because of
think
the
that's due to
injuries.
injury though, bro. I ain't gonna lie to
I
you.
think that's his leg though. That's
But
why I
that's
think
what I was
it
gonna
is.
say.
That's due to injury though.
Like even with the injuries, like okay, cool. I'll give you that because that's what I think it was. I think that his injuries has made him less of a dog. I hate to say it because he doesn't have the same instincts as he used to.
But
You know
here's
what I'm
my
saying?
thing about him being a dog though, bro. Like I understand what you're saying being a dog, but when BJ talks about them 2021 playoffs, that shows best playoff run, even better. Dog in Indiana. But what Paul George has realized, and most players should realize in their career, he knows who he is. He knows he's not a number one. He knows he's a number two. So when we talk about that dog, that number one mentality, that's cool. That you can have that mentality, but is it going to win you games? Is it going to win you a championship? The reason why he's not that dog anymore that you say, I mean, he's still a dog, is because he took a back seat and sat down and said, okay, I'm not a number one, I'm a number two. That's all it was.
But here's
He
why
changed his mentality, bro. Like he's a
but
number
here's
two, bro.
why
He's not a number one.
but here's why I don't think that's okay to just say that because there's a lot of players who are not a number one option and they know that. That doesn't mean that they're less of a dog. Like for example, there's players who they could never be a number one on a championship team, but they still have
Yeah,
like for example, Klay Thompson, right?
yeah,
When they were winning those championships, we know Klay Thompson wasn't the number one option. In my
of course,
opinion, I don't think Klay Thompson could have been a number one on a championship team, in my opinion. But
of
what he
course.
still had with him is he still had that game six Klay mentality. I'm gonna come in and I'm gonna kill. I'm
But
gonna
so did
defend the
Paul
best
George in
player.
2021, though, bro. So what
Say
are
that
we
again.
talking about? But remember, Paul George. But last time we see Paul George in the playoff series, he had that same dog mentality, bro. Like he showed up in tough ass games, just like Clay did in Game 6 and
But that's the thing. I'm not just talking about the playoffs. Because I watch every game, so I
You're
guess
talking
I'm
We're
about
not
talking
regular
about
just.
season
season
though.
as well. Like
I'm
I feel
talking
what he's
about.
saying, but
I'm
you have
talking.
to coast through the season though, bro.
No.
Like he coached.
But here's the difference though. Right? When you can say coast, but to me that's not an excuse because there's games where I've watched him very critically close. Like I've watched Paul George in
I agree
games.
with you. So do I.
But listen though, I've watched him in games where we were going up against a team and we were destined to win this game. We were
Mm-hmm.
winning the game, and then I saw how he faded out the game. I saw how he relaxed. He's not as his attention to detail wasn't there. He wasn't as aggressive. The other team may have got younger, more athletic guys, and I see his mentality shift. My only thing is, bro, I know you have injuries, but but at this point in your career, can you still show some type of like will to want to win a game?
I
And
But we
see
that's the
what you
also
thing
got
I
to
mean.
don't
remember
see.
too. We also got to remember too. We comparing them to. We got to also remember for about a year and some change since Kawhi's been out. We've asked PG to score. We've asked him to rebound. We've asked him to play defense. We've asked him to play make. The
and
amount
run
of
the
hats
point.
that we've asked and run the point. The amount of hats that you have to ask to do to wear.
But
I've given
BJ,
him a
that's
little
not
bit of
fair though.
that no
That's not
but
fair.
that's the thing though. When you compare him to Klay Thompson and compare him to these guys who don't have those responsibilities and
No.
Klay
I'm not comparing him to them in their game.
I
I'm
go
just
last,
comparing the
y'all.
mentality.
even with
Because here's the thing.
the mentality comes back if we're gonna go and say the mentality for this person is you value that more and you look at PG in certain regular season games and you see it
Yeah.
because I see it too. I know what Paul George is. He's a talented number two who has put himself as a number one, but at times fades in and out.
That's
That's what
fact.
he is. That's who
That's
he
fact.
is. But
Okay.
I've seen him many times
Right.
show up in regular season games and playoff games.
That's fact.
Right. But
I
see,
don't.
here's what I'm
Go ahead.
saying, all right? Just listen to me out because I agree with everything y'all are saying. I'm not disagreeing with y'all. I'm just saying there's another factor that I think that we have to evaluate, right? You're saying that we're asking him to do all of this stuff. The way he played in
That's true though.
OKC, but check this out though. The way he played in OKC that year with Westbrook and him had a great year. He was starting MVP. That Paul George, he was in
That's the
games and he
Russell
was playing.
Westbrook, bro.
But let me fit. I just want to finish. There was a difference in his mentality, right? He was
For sure.
when he went up against Jimmy Butler in a headline game, he went at Jimmy Butler. When he went up
Mm-hmm.
against Kawhi Leonard against San Antonio, he went at Kawhi Leonard, right? There was
Mm-hmm.
those games where he's looking at the other competition saying, "I'm going at you." Now, granted, injuries happen, all of that. I would rather have him
There's
score
a big
less.
difference with that, my brother.
I would rather have him give me less on the offense or whatever else if I could just get him as a dog. Like if he could just come in and say, I'm going at them, because I don't need him to give me 25 points, 15 rebounds, and 10
Yeah.
assists. I don't need him to do that.
But I see what
But
you're
hey,
saying though, bro. But
but
at the same time,
I
he's
need
playing
him
with
to
Kawhi
come
Leonard,
in
bro. He's
and
playing
be
with a
I
better
need him to
player. He
come in
can't
and
be a.
be the three.
but do
I need
y'all
him to
but when y'all
I
but when
need
my
him to
man
come in
said
and be I need him
when
to
my
come in and be the 3 and D second option as
And
we
he
need
does
him
that.
to be. But he
when
needs to
y'all
be
when
but
my
his
man said something
mentality
about
should
him
be there,
competing
bro.
with Kawhi, when my
He just
man
hey,
said
bro.
something,
Hey, hey, I'm gonna just say this. I'm gonna let y'all have because I know some dudes ain't cooked yet. All I'm saying is, bro, I want him to compete, bro. I just want him to compete. That's all I'm saying. I want him to
I see. I
compete
know what you
at the
mean though.
highest
Like
level. That's it.
give a Russell Westbrook mentality on the floor though. But
Yeah,
at the
because
same
when he's
time,
going up against Golden State, you know what he's telling Steph? Did y'all see that video? He look,
yeah,
let's
we
make it
seen
a
it.
show. No, you don't
Yeah,
tell Steph,
I
let's
watched
make it
that
a
game
show.
live though.
but
You
okay, well
tell
see
that nigga,
that's
hey,
where you wrong.
hey,
That's where you
Pat.
wrong. That's the problem. That's something that a lot of some people don't be understanding though. Like what you just said when he told Steph Curry, you shoot from the logo, I shoot from the logo. I
And
let
he
you get
fucked
one,
them up.
hold on. He said I let you get one, you let me get one. Some of these cats really cool with players like that in the league. We be like, nigga, I let you fire off a
But
three,
see,
you let me
I don't
fire off
know,
a three.
man.
Now when he
I come from a
hold
different
on, my
era,
man.
bro.
When you said you want Paul George to be competitive like he was in Indiana against Kawhi Leonard with the against the Spurs, from my understanding, as long as I've been watching basketball, Paul George could do that. But now that he got when he got certain caliber of players like that on his team, he's not gonna do that. When he was by himself with Indiana, yeah. When he was over with Westbrook or OKC with Carmelo on them, yeah. He over there with this dude
Mike,
at this day and age of
Mike
his career,
gotta
he's
do all
not
that.
finna sit up here and do that.
He doesn't have to do that. Like I
That's
But
what I'm
but
understand what you're
see,
saying. So
saying, bro.
but see,
I don't understand why people thinking that he's supposed to. He's not gonna do, especially what he don't have to do.
but see, here's the
Exactly,
Especially at
point.
bro.
this day and
Thank you,
age of
bro.
his career,
Paul George does not have to
But
I
do
ain't
see,
that.
seen
but
Paul
here's the
George.
point. That actually takes away from the duo, right? Because the reason why you go out and get a
How
Kawhi,
does this?
hold on, bro. You just interrupted before
Some
I
of these
can
players
finish.
don't be
You've been
caring about
talking the
that
whole
jump, dog.
time, bro.
No, but what I'm saying is before I make a point, you're jumping in, and you're just trying to jump at what my initial
Wow,
statement
bro. So
was.
you haven't been talking the whole time, bro?
No,
Like
no,
that's
no. That's
crazy.
not what I.
Man,
That's not
he
what I
been talking
said.
since I jumped in the stream.
Bruh,
No, no.
that's what I'm saying,
But
bro.
but
Go
listen
ahead.
though.
No, go ahead. Make your point.
No,
I
go
hear
ahead.
you. I want
Okay,
to hear your
y'all
point.
go ahead. I'll chill out. Go ahead.
No, I'm willing to listen to hear you out, my guy. I was just chiming in when he said that you was talking for a while, but I'm actually agreeing to what all of y'all are saying. But from my point of view, what I be seeing a little bit about what about Paul George, from my personal understanding, is like he's at this day and age of career, Now back then, yeah. Now, no. And then it's more and more. I don't see him being as hungry as he was in Indiana. He wasn't even like that in OKC as he was in Indiana. That's just me. As hungry as he was by himself with Lance Stevenson, George Hill, and Roy Hubert, David West, and all them, he was the
Right.
main attraction on that team.
Shit, he
Now,
averaged
since he's
30
been
in
not since he
OKC.
not this is from my understanding though. Since he had teamed up with other players like Westbrook and Melo over here in OKC and so on and so forth, he ain't been that guy. If he's the main attraction on your team, if he's the center of peace for the Temptations, he's not gonna be able to make that much noise. What a lot of people think, from my understanding, he don't.
Exactly. So he's a number
I don't even
two.
feel like he like me personally. I've always told my cousin I think he would prefer. I think not with nobody else. I think he would prefer being not no number one, not no number two. Got to go from the three. That's just my personal
Yeah,
belief.
I think Paul George needs to go.
If he's
I
on
think
any team, that's powerful, that's good, like we
I
said with
think
the
he would
Clippers.
be a two, yeah.
the reason why I say that it's tough because when you're looking at the league now and you're looking at him as a number two, it's what dude said, right? It's that he's a number two talent, but his mindset is like he just wants to play the background. Like he doesn't really want to be the man, but that actually takes away his game because there's gonna be games where we need you to be the man. We need you to
But
come
he
through.
don't care about that. That's a
But
lot
see,
of things
here's
I
what I'm
be trying to
saying.
get a
But
lot
here's
of
what I'm
these.
saying, though, bro. Here's what I'm saying. If he don't care about that, then to me, then you can't win a championship like that because now
That's
you're talking. Let me hold on. You're talking
no,
about
no,
a
no, no.
guy.
I ain't mean to unmute myself. I had my phone in my hand. Go ahead.
What I'm saying is that if you're looking at a guy like Jamal Murray, who's the number two, he doesn't think Jamal Murray isn't playing like he's a number two. He's playing like he's a number one. We know he's a number two, but his mentality is if I gotta win us
Shit,
this
Jamal
game,
Murray
I'm going
definitely
to
playing
win us
like
this
he's number
game.
one.
Yeah,
You know what
but
I'm saying? So now,
we talking
so
about two different players
So
with two different
can
hearts.
I ask a question on so number twos?
but
Hey, Ron,
Can somebody tell? So if you
yeah,
guys
two
are
of
having
them.
a team
I just think Paul
personally,
George is more than that. I think he could be a number. I think he's better
Yeah,
than
he is
what
a
he's
lot
claiming
better.
himself to
he's
be.
not a number one.
Paul
There's
George is
only.
a number
I
three.
think he's a number two because for one, you don't. Well, he's already. You gotta look at his results. He's made it. He's led his team. He led the Clippers to their only Western Conference Finals. He was the best player on the court against the Phoenix Suns. It wasn't Devin Booker. It wasn't Chris Paul. So you're going up against dudes who are number twos in people's eyes, which is a Devin Booker, who Paul George is clearly above. We got to look at the results. Paul George is a number two, and
Okay.
he's been
Thank you.
proven what he's been able to accomplish. He's not a number three. He's masked himself as a number one and still got great results, but he's not going to take you to that championship level. That's why I asked the question: what number twos would you take over Paul George?
That's a good question, BJ. That's a really good question.
There's not too
Maybe
many.
Jaylen Brown. Maybe Jaylen Brown if he gets his handles
But okay,
right.
How about this?
Maybe
Just
Devin Booker.
how about a lot of people in the
Paul
world
George
would
is
just
six
how about a
nine
lot
at
of
the
people?
two.
but okay, but here's the
How
but
about a lot
BJ,
of
can I
people in the basketball
but
industry? A
BJ, the
lot of
reason
people that watch
Because if we're
basketball
gonna get
still don't
on
think.
him, then we gotta look at who's the number twos around the entire league. Who are you
KD.
picking over him?
but
Maybe
see
I think
BJ, here's
KD
Murray.
here's
first.
okay, here's the issue with that what your statement is, right?
Oh
Because
my God.
No,
He ain't even
bro.
trying to answer the question.
I just want you to answer the question.
I'm putting the.
It's a couple of things I name
But
over
see,
Paul
it's
George
not as
right now.
simple as you guys are trying to make it to be. It's not a simple question of just picking players. The reason why I say that is because the players that we're gonna name, these guys are clearly not gonna be better than Paul George. So you're gonna say, okay, cool, Paul George is better than these guys. You're right, he's better than these guys. But what I'm saying is that they're actually performing better than him in these moments. That's why I keep telling you that. It's not just about his talent alone. It's about his mentality. Because we know that Devin Booker's not better. We know Jamal Murray's not better. But guess what? Those guys, they had amazing playoff performances. And guess what? They play like they're a number one option. That's the difference.
So again, we gotta go by the last time PG played in the playoffs was in 2021. So those guys
That's 2
those
years
two that
ago.
you named, okay, but Devin Booker didn't have a better series than any time on that Paul George run. He's never had a run like that.
Hold on.
None
So
the guy that you
that's
pulled up,
not true.
Jamal Murray,
That's not
he
true.
has not had a run like that.
So, okay, can I ask you a question, BJ? This past postseason, what did Devin Booker average in the Clipper series? Do you know?
He has not let him. What I'm saying, the
No, I'm
results.
just
The
asking a
results.
question. I'm asking a question. Do you know what his averages was? Because I can't look it up right now. But
As far as scoring, he was averaging close to 30 points a
He
game.
was doing
But
them
scoring,
big
but that's one aspect of the game. That's what I'm trying to tell you. PG does scoring, he rebounds, and he plays defense, and he play makes. Devin
okay,
Booker cannot do all that.
Here's the thing, though. You can say that, but it depends on what value and how much value you bring at what you do. Even if you do one thing, how valuable are you at that one thing? Steph Curry, he's not known. Hold on, Steph Curry is not known as a defender, but Steph Curry, his offense alone is better than Paul George in he's a better he's a better player in the playoffs. And if you just look at his scoring, we'll say, okay, Paul George does everything. But I'll take Steph Curry scoring in the playoffs over PG's multiple because Steph Curry, he's going to come out and give me a 50 ball. He's going to give me a 40 piece. He's going to consistently give me a 35.
Steph does more than scoring, though, too. That makes him better.
What I'm saying is that the rate in which he scores it actually supersedes those other things that Paul George is doing. That's all I'm saying.
But it's one question. You're absolutely right, Kobe Jordan. There's one question, though. Panel, what is Steph Curry, a number one or a number two?
Number one.
He's a number one.
Okay, so you're comparing Paul George to a number one. What you just already said, he's not a number one. I asked, what number twos around the league are you going to take over Paul George?
It's not a lot. It's really not a lot, bro.
I'll take
there's not a lot. Like I
Brown.
told you, the only
so my point is
would you take Anthony Davis? Would you take him over?
Anthony Davis.
No, I wouldn't. No, I wouldn't.
Okay, hold on. But you wouldn't. But other people would, though, right? So it's not. I'm asking.
I would. No, I'm saying I wouldn't. My point is that Paul. I guess what I'm saying is Paul George is good enough as a number two to lead you to a championship.
Okay, but see, here's the issue. Why you? Okay,
I agree with you,
BJ, you keep saying, okay. Here's the thing. You're right. You're asking, is he good enough? We're not questioning how good his talent is. I'm questioning his mentality and his heart.
Talent, mentality. As an overall basketball, this is as simple I'm gonna put it. As an overall basketball player, if I got Kawhi Leonard, this is why the Clippers were favored. Because they know they have the duo that they have is good enough to win a championship.
Okay.
It's not just his talent. It's him as an overall player and what he's accomplished already. That's why they're favored to win.
So, for example, if I told you, if you're asking me in totality, mentality, skill set, everything combined, right? If you're asking me, would I take a player like Devin Booker or Jamal Murray over Paul George? You would say you wouldn't because they don't do as much as PG. Is that right? That's what you would say, right?
Not just that. They haven't accomplished what PG's accomplished. They don't have the track record that Paul George year in year and out has done.
Are we talking about playoffs or regular season? What are we talking about?
That's everything.
Okay, so
but the crazy thing with Paul George, Paul George he accomplished a whole lot, but shoot, some of them guys that ain't accomplished nothing, they gonna accomplish more than him by the time they get to the age of career where he's at now.
That's what I'm saying. See, and that's.
But how do we know that? Hold on. How do we know that?
And to be honest with y'all, I fuck with a lot of these players.
How do we know that?
I'm gonna tell you.
Hold on. Devin Booker. First of all, Devin Booker.
Paul George
Devin
gonna be up there
Booker,
with Chris Paul and
Devin
a lot of
Booker
the
will
cats that's
get
not
to
gonna
Devin
win no
listen.
Booker,
championship.
Devin
Devin. Hold
Booker
on,
will get to another finals.
Dev,
Don't trip.
Devin Booker. Hold on, but this is the problem with Devin Booker, bro. He has not. First of all, he missed the first 5 years in the playoffs in his first 5 years of his career. Let's get that
Okay,
straight. Paul
he
George
didn't have
made
a
to the
good team
playoffs.
around him. That's cool.
But no. Paul George has had teams where they weren't stacked. He still took him to the playoffs. He's
No,
never missed the
that's
playoffs.
no. Listen. The
Indiana was not.
Indiana
Hold on.
teams,
Indiana
they
was
were
not
good.
stacked.
No.
Indiana was
Let's
not
hold on.
stacked.
But hold on. You're talking about in an era where there wasn't super teams like that. There were just LeBron James and everybody else had regular teams. Bro, stop it.
How
No,
many
no,
games?
no,
How
my
many
guy,
games? How many
hey
games? How many games did
nephew. I
that
think
Pacer team take
BJ,
Miami?
hey, nephew, BJ saying in general, he not being specific on saying it's because of the back then or when it was stacked team. He's saying overall in general,
But
back in the day of Indiana time, Paul George was making some noise over there and
okay, but
carrying
here's the
teams
hey, but
with decent.
OG. But listen,
Hold on, my guy, with
go
decent
ahead.
players. But he was behind Danny Granger, but after a while, Paul George stepped up and became the man over there. So he
But
had,
That's
like
facts.
he said,
but
so he
here,
had been doing some noise, but after a
but
while, he went over there with
Don't
OKC.
forget
but
Then
see,
that's when you
here's the
started seeing
thing
him
though.
teaming
Here's
up.
the thing though. You got everything that you say, right? You have to put it in context. You cannot just say his team. And just let me tell you why before y'all just jump on my neck. You can't just say that. The reason why you can't just say his teams weren't stacked is because besides LeBron and the Lakers in that time or the Spurs, there were no team stacked. You're talking about a team that Indiana. Bro, they had David West, who was an all-star the year before. They had Roy Hibbert, who was Defensive Player of the Year, if I'm not mistaken. He was either in the ranking for Defensive Player of the Year or he was like top 3 defensive players of the
That
year.
was a decent team. That wasn't no top
No, but
flight
no,
team.
they were they no. Here's the thing: they were top 3 in defense in that year that they got to the 2013 East. They were top 3 in defense. So hold on,
Well,
you're talking about Danny Granger who was coming off an injury, David West who was a previous All Star the year before, Roy Hibbert who was a Defensive Player of the Year. They had Lance Stevenson coming off the bench. They had George Hill who was a credible point guard at that time. That was
he
a
was.
decent team. You're talking about a team. You're talking about it in an era where there wasn't super teams like that. It was just one star and a whole bunch of good role players for most of these teams. So at that time, they beat Melo and the Knicks, right? They end up getting to the Eastern Conference Finals and they took the Heat to 7 games. You don't take the Heat to the seven games by not having a good team. They had a good team, but all I'm saying is
but
this.
here's the problem. You're saying Devin Booker get to the finals. He has not done. He shouldn't even be in the same breath. I think it's disrespectful when we even compare Devin Booker to Paul George. I think it's
But I think
disrespectful.
it's disrespectful to not give him credit and say he's not on that
I
level
give him
because he
credit.
is.
I give him. He's not on that level.
I think Devin Booker and these dudes like Jamal Murray, you saying they're not on his level, but I guarantee you, bro, these dudes, and I hate to say it because I know that they're gonna have teams and they're younger, they're much younger than him, and they have a better team. Like Jamal Murray, bro, he could legitimately if they keep that team together, he could legitimately win 2 or 3 more rings, bro.
Of course.
You can
He
say
definitely
that.
can.
All my question is
But
who are you taking as the
they're
number
not
two
keeping that
option?
same team together, my guy, because they already
And
think about
all I
gentlemen.
asked was I asked a question, and I don't think anybody's answered. Who are you taking of Paul George as a second option?
But see, BJ, your question, there's not okay. Besides Anthony Davis, nobody. Now what?
Now I'm saying I'm not. That's what I'm saying. He's good enough. You're saying that you don't like his mentality. Fine, fair. There's a lot of players who have flaws in the league. I don't like Jimmy Butler talks too much. I don't like Anthony Davis always getting hurt. I don't like. I don't. There's a lot of stuff I don't like about certain players.
Okay,
My whole thing is I'm more concerned about can Paul George lead us as a second option on this team. I truly believe he
okay,
can lead us a second option as a team, and that's pretty much
but
what I'm
BJ,
looking at.
you know the game more than anybody. You play the game. Is the game not 90% mental?
It is.
Okay, so here's my
Paul
point.
George
Let
has
me
the
hold on.
mentality
Let me
though.
stop. Let me hold on. Let me finish real quick. If the game is 90% mental and you're judging a second player option as most, because you're only basing it off of his talent. You're not even mentioning his mentality or his mental
I said
weaknesses.
overall game, bro. I said overall
Okay, so
player.
okay, for example, if you're talking about overall game and you're not just talking about talent, there are other players that I would take over him because of their mentality.
Who?
Bro, I'm telling you, bro. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't care what you say. They're not on the same talent level as him, but I will take them in the playoff series over Paul
But
George.
but see,
I
this
take
is
Jalen Brown
I'm
over
not.
Paul
But you
George.
keep limiting to talent. You just think like It's all PG. Just
No, I said
I'm
mentality.
saying
I haven't said
I'm saying,
talent. I said mentality.
bro. But at the end of the day, can you play or not? It's just that simple. Can you play? Are
But
you good
okay,
or not?
but here's the game. But BJ, you're talking about can you play or not? But it's also a game. It's a competitive game, so you can't just say
And
can you play.
I'm saying he has proven that he's had times where he has been mentally. I'm saying there's been times he has been in and out, but it hasn't been to a point where I got to look
Telling
at it
you,
as like his mentality is just so shot. He ain't
there's
ever.
a difference.
There's
For
I'm
example,
not
right?
putting guys like Devin Booker who has missed the playoffs 5 years of his first year of his
Okay, let
career.
me give you an
I'm not
example,
putting
BJ.
guys like that over in that same category.
Let me BJ, let me give you an example. Jimmy Butler for an example, right? In 2020, he took his team to the finals. They had Bam, they had who else did they have on that team? Who was leading that team? Didn't they have Goran Dragic, if I'm not
They
Yeah,
had
mistaken?
Goran
Yeah,
Dragic.
had Goran Dragic.
They had key pieces around him. They had guys like Andre Iguodala didn't even really play. They still had Tyler Hero. They had vital pieces around him. But if we look at a talent pool, that team wasn't as talented as some of those other Eastern Conference teams, right? This year, he gets to the finals again, right? Whole bunch of G Leaguers who made a name for themselves. And then last year, he's one shot away from the Eastern Conference Finals. Well, here's my point. You replace Jimmy Butler with Paul George. Does Paul George still have the same track record? Does he still get them to two NBA Finals and an
no,
Eastern Conference Finals?
no,
No, I
no,
don't
no,
think
no,
so.
no,
I
That's the
no.
don't think
Okay,
thing.
but
so.
hold
Okay,
on. Let me ask. But here's the question.
I won't
Here's
put
the
him. I won't
question.
put him over.
Here's the
I
question.
would take
But
Jimmy
here's the
Butler.
question, though. Here's the final question. Can you guys tell me why?
The
It's the
mentality.
mentality part.
Okay,
The
so
But
mentality.
I'm saying Jimmy Butler.
but
You
that's a
name one
huge
guy.
part of the game, though,
But
BJ.
I'm saying that's one guy. That's
Okay,
a
but
guy
here's
who
the
has.
thing, though.
Hold
But
on, hold
one
on. I'm
guy.
saying
But the difference between okay,
I never said that mentality doesn't matter. But if we're gonna go there to a Jimmy Butler, yes, he has a very strong mentality, exception to the rules. But there's only so many people that you can say
no.
I can
That's
confidently
not
take him
true.
over Paul
That's
George,
not true.
Jamal
That you know
Murray,
why
Devin
that's not
Booker.
true?
I'm not taking those dudes over.
Okay,
No
but here's the
PG.
thing.
Here's the
Here's the
thing.
thing, though. But here's the thing, though. You keep saying there's an exception to the rule, right? What I'm telling you is that I don't think that is the case because there's multiple guys who are second option who have the mentality of a first option. Anthony Davis, when he's healthy, we know he's the second option. But when they went to the finals
You got to
in
quit
20,
saying that, bro, because he ain't been healthy since the bubble. Stop saying that.
okay,
Exactly, and I'm about to say that,
but
bro.
Come
okay,
on,
And
man.
but
That's
outside the
what I'm
okay,
saying. Hold
bubble,
on, hold
hold
on, hold on.
on,
BJ,
when is
that's
he
what I'm
shown a
saying.
strong mentality?
Don't get deflected by that one point. I agree with you. He hasn't been healthy. He actually was healthy this postseason, so you can't say that. But what I'm saying is,
He
here's the
still
point.
ain't been. He still. Hold
Even
on, my
though
brother.
Anthony,
Hold on, my brother. I'm a
hold on. Let
LeBron
me
James
finish my
fan. He
point,
still
and you
ain't
can
been
you
healthy.
can
He was
rebut.
doing it because he
Let
ain't
me
had no
finish my point,
choice.
and then you can rebut. Right? Even though Anthony Davis is a second option, right?
Yeah.
When this is just one example, don't blow my head off because I know y'all like to just jump at one point. What I'm saying is that Anthony Davis, even though he's the second option, we know that to LeBron, he was still leading his team in every other category in that 2020 playoffs. Here's another option, right?
Should have won Finals MVP.
Jimmy Butler, you could call him a one, you can call him a two. I don't care what you call him. I'll put him on the same level as Paul George, just as an example. But I actually now, because what I've seen in just my over the anecdotal experience and what I've been seeing, he's actually a better overall because he's not only going to give you the defense that Paul George can give you, he can give you the offense, but he's now the mentality aspect. He's the leader of the team from a mentality
Hey,
standpoint.
hey, can
Good
somebody ask
point
me a
though.
question? So since we're talking about mentality, why is did Jimmy Butler look like that same Jimmy Butler in the conference finals that he did against the Denver Nuggets?
Hell to the no.
So
Nope, nope. In
why do you guys
the
think that
finals, he
Jimmy
had to be
Butler
Jehovah's
struggles so
Witness.
much? Why you guys think Jimmy Butler struggles so much against the Nuggets?
He ain't that guy. He's a
Well,
number
first of all,
two.
hold on. It's not just
Good
that, right?
point, bro. That's a great
That's what
point.
Let me
he's a
say
number
this.
two, bro.
He's not a number one.
Okay,
Hold on.
yeah, I know.
He been he did the
Butler,
same thing he did in the
Jimmy
Chicago
Butler
Bulls with Derrick
underperformed. Hold on.
Rose. He
He
froze up.
actually underperformed in the finals. I'll give you that. But here's my point, though. They don't get to the finals without him. They don't even get past the first round without him.
Of
That's my
course they
point.
don't.
But I'm getting to a point that yes, as much as mentality matters, if you don't have the skills to match the mentality, you're only gonna still get so far.
No. Because
He did
hold
his
on,
skill set
BJ.
is
Here's
not
the
his
thing,
skill set.
BJ.
His
I
skill
can
set
say the
doesn't match
opposite.
it.
Hold on, BJ. I can say the opposite. You can have all the skills, But if you don't have the mentality to knock down free throws and clutch
Right.
moments,
So they
you
go
are
hand
dead.
in hand.
You
They go hand in hand.
no,
But you
but
talking
Right.
here's the
about
thing
mentality.
though.
What about
Here's the
Jordan
thing
and
though,
Pippen,
bro.
bro?
Here's
Like
the
Pippen
thing though,
had a
bro. One could be detrimental just like the other can. If a guy has all the skills and not the mentality, he's gonna show you why he's gonna underperform. A guy can have a mentality and not the skills, and guess what? They can still underperform. But here's the difference. The guy that has a mentality, I'm taking him because he's at least willing to go at your head and give you what he has. He doesn't hold back his talent. He's gonna give you everything he got, even if he's less
good.
talented.
That's a good point, bro. But you gotta understand this, bro. It's not about. I mean, it is. It's about the mentality, but at the same time, it's not because I don't mean to be. I'm not trying to be old head, but MJ and Pippen. Pippen didn't have the mentality, but Jordan did. But Pippen what MJ did. So it's not about Paul George being a dog. It's about him complimenting Kawhi and complimenting the team what he can do, because he can still bring you in those moments, but he might not be as mentally strong as Kawhi, but at the same time he's doing things that the team needs. It's not about how mentally strong you are when you're on a really good team and you have a
I
number one
disagree.
option.
I
And
disagree. You know why?
you're disagreeing, but Pippen and Jordan did it, bro. They did it
No.
6
But there's
times.
a difference, though. There's a difference. You know what the difference was? Is that when Pimpin first got to the Bulls, he was actually soft. He was mentally weak, and Jordan made him. He got him tough. His mentality became stronger by playing with
Exactly.
Jordan.
Exactly. That's what I'm
What
saying
I'm
though.
saying
So
is that
Paul
here's
George
the
played.
difference. Here's the difference. Hold on. Here's the difference. Kawhi, PG playing with Kawhi has made his mentality weaker. That
I
is the
disagree with
difference.
you. I disagree with you, bro. Because that 2021 playoffs, when they both played when they played against the Mavericks in that first round, PG was showing up every game, bro. I
That's
promise
not
you, he
true.
was.
That's not true.
Look at his
That's
stats.
not true.
Look at
He
his
didn't
stats.
show up every game.
I
Go,
promise
hold on.
he was showing up the way he
Go.
was.
No, he
I
did not show
promise
up every
he was
game.
showing up, bro.
Go, hey,
Bro,
bro. If
go
he
look
showed
at his
up every,
stats.
hold on. If he showed up every game, go, because how
Not
many, how
every
many?
single game, but he was showed up in that
No.
series.
You
Without
just
PG, you're
said he
not winning
showed
that
up
series
every
with the
single
Mavs,
game.
bro.
Didn't you just say that?
Not every game, bro. I'm not literally every game,
Man,
bro. But PG showed up in that match, bro. I'm telling you, if
Oh,
PG
and by the way, hey,
series, they're not
BJ,
beating the Mavs,
I
bro.
want.
You're tripping right now, bro.
uh,
You're really just
No. Hold
talking,
on.
bro.
Hey, BJ,
hey, I want to say something. I want to say
BJ,
something, man.
Bro,
hey,
you
salute
tripping,
her.
bro.
I'm gonna just say this last thing real quick. Hey, BJ, I heard what you
Both of
said
y'all
about
wrong.
PG.
Hell no,
He,
man. You been
bro, he
talking
gotta
all
get
day.
out of here,
Shut
bro.
up.
He's tripping.
No,
He's
BJ,
tripping.
That
I heard what you said about PG leading his team to the Western Conference Finals, or the Clippers. And bro, you can't just say that he led his team, because when Kawhi Leonard got hurt, it was Game 4, right?
man, I'm finna tell the truth about Kawhi, man.
Kawhi Leonard was dominating in that series, and then BJ, you didn't even talk about how Terrence Mann scored 39 in that
Bro,
Game 6 to
no,
lose it.
time out. See,
Oh my
this is what we're
god,
not.
bro.
This is what we're
This
not finna
nigga is just
do,
nip. He's just
bro.
nitpicking, bro. He gotta go
Exactly,
to
and that's
bed.
why we're not gonna do that.
He's just
Games 3 and
nitpicking.
4, PG had 30 points along with Kawhi Leonard in a collaborative win.
Thank you,
They
bro.
were
He's
both
tripping.
dominating. Game 5, when Kawhi went down, everyone, including Clipper Nation, were saying the Clippers are done. The
No,
man went out there
I
and scored.
agree with you.
Hold on. The man scored 37 points and had 16 rebounds. And then you lead them into Game 6. Terrence Mann had a 39-point game. Okay, they get past the Utah Jazz. They go against the Phoenix Suns, and then they take them to 6 games where Paul George was the best player on the floor.
But
Facts.
hold
But
on,
you
but
want to
Period.
bro,
bring up,
but but here's
one
the
game
thing.
from Terrence Mann?
But no, what I'm saying is that was a
Man, I'm
huge
tired of
factor,
this shit,
bro.
BJ.
That
I
was a
got to
huge
tell the
factor.
truth,
Come
man.
on,
Bro,
man.
he's
I got to tell
nitpicking,
the
bro.
truth, man.
I'm not
It doesn't matter
nitpicking.
about the
I'm being
You
mentality,
honest
are
bro.
with
He's
you.
you.
trolling,
That's a
bro.
nitpick. I'm sorry,
I'm not
that's a
nitpicking.
Hold
nitpicking.
on,
You
You
are
hold
can't
on, yeah.
just
I got,
say
nitpicking.
one
He's
I
player
been
got to
led
tell
the
the
nitpicking the whole
truth.
team,
time, bro.
bro.
Cover Jordan, you gotta be quiet for a second, man.
Hey,
I've
go
been, I've
ahead,
been
man.
listening. I've been listening to shit, man, and all this bullshit. And today, Cover Jordan, you gotta face the reality of Kawhi Leonard. In all honesty, bro.
He's laughing, but
Jimmy,
he's just nitpicking, bro. He's really just
no, no,
nitpicking.
no, no. In all honesty, when Jimmy Butler was with the Clippers instead of Kawhi Leonard, I think the Clippers would have won a title. The thing is, Jimmy Butler brings a whole different mentality. Kawhi Leonard, really, let's be honest, since the tender with the Clippers, really hasn't shown any type of will. Really hasn't shown that he really wants it. Because if he wanted it, I think he would have pushed himself in 2021 to get through it. Because we seen Joel Embiid play through torn ligament, torn shit in his knee. Certain situations, sometimes you know you are what you are. Kawhi Leonard understands he gonna have knee problems for the rest of his career, rest of his life, even at the basketball. The nigga should have pushed himself and could have got through it. Jimmy Butler, I guarantee you, if he know how wide open it was in 2021 for them to win, and that he could make some history with the Clippers, he would have persevered, even at his 60 or 70% of himself. With that mentality, that dog mentality that he got, it would have pushed PG to even be even far better than what he had shown, even in that
That's a
2021
good.
season. End of the day, Kawhi Leonard failed the Clippers as a leader. He put himself first before the team. At the end of the day, Kawhi Leonard is the reason why the Clippers had succeeded. Niggas can say what they want about Paul George. Paul George been a better basketball player than Kawhi Leonard at that time as the Clippers.
I give you
Niggas can
that.
say
That's
what
a
they
good
want.
point.
Paul George had. He been more consistent, been more on the floor. Yes, he wasn't on the floor, during the playoffs this year. But at the end of the day, Kawhi Leonard, this is all he basically do. He gave us six good games one year. And he gave you two good games this past season. And today, Kawhi Leonard only gave you 8 good playoff games his whole tender as a Clipper.
Damn,
And
you
we want to
funny,
sit
bro.
up there and
So hold up,
elevate
man.
this nigga and put this nigga on a pedestal like he's something special. Nigga, this ain't 2019. This ain't the Toronto Raptors. This ain't the Spurs.
Hold up.
That nigga ain't been shit since he been a Clipper, and we gotta be on fuck the historical numbers, fuck
No,
all that. Cause what that got
Right.
the Clippers to?
I
Nothing.
agree. Hey, I agree
you're
with. Hey,
definitely
Nothing.
Herm,
right,
I
bro.
agree
But
with you.
he
Why
did
you
push
talking to
himself
me
in
like I agree with you,
2019,
nigga?
bro. He pushed himself in 2019, bro. He was clearly injured, and he still pushed himself to the championship. And you've seen after 2021, Kawhi had surgery on his knee, bro. So what you're saying about Kawhi about his will, I disagree with you, bro. You're actually tripping right now. This nigga was injured, and he got surgery on his damn
Nigga,
knee.
all right.
He pushed himself in 2019, bro. He
If
literally
he
pushed
pushed if he pushed
himself.
himself for Toronto, Canada, why the fuck he can't push himself for a team that ain't never
Literally,
won shit with
he
the
had
Clippers
Facts.
surgery
and,
on
and
his
get
Facts.
them through
knee.
to
Go
get their
ahead,
first
Herm. Go ahead,
championship?
He
Herm.
So
had
you
surgery.
full of shit. You full of shit saying what you saying. He
No,
pushed
bro.
himself for
I
Toronto,
And
but
understand what.
and
No,
and
now,
he
no, no,
did
no.
have
Hold up,
that.
bro.
And then
now,
he
Can I ask you
hold
a
on,
question? Can I
now,
ask you a
hold on,
question,
BJ.
Herb?
I got you right here to even get you to not even answer that question. You want to know why he pushed himself in 2019? You want to know the
Why is
real
that?
reason why? Because
Why
he
is
was
that?
he was playing for a contract. That's the only reason. That's the only
What?
reason he pushed himself
No,
through because he was
hold
playing
up,
for a
Herb. Hold
contract. He
up.
wanted that. He wanted the
I
max
hear what
contract.
you're saying,
If it
bro.
wasn't for that, that bitch ass nigga would have sat out of
Wait, wait,
2019 too.
wait,
If he wasn't
facts.
playing
wait.
for a max
I can tell
contract,
you
you
why
can
he
say
wasn't
what you
playing for a
want. That
contract. If you
bitch
watch,
ass nigga
wait,
would have sat out then.
Hey, hey, hey,
hold up.
hey,
He
Herm,
was
can I
not
ask you a
playing for the
question?
contract, bro. You should have heard those interviews after those 2019 playoffs, bro. He said everyone doubted me, bro. He said we stuck to the plan and we got it done first of all. And he
That
didn't
doesn't
have
mean he
surgery
wasn't
after
fighting for a
the 2019
contract.
playoffs. Did he have
Uh,
surgery after?
well, 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 well,
Did he
well.
have
I gotta
surgery after the
cook you.
playoffs?
But I gotta
Did he
cook
have
you
surgery
again.
after the playoffs?
I
He
gotta
was
cook
still
you.
he was still
No, no,
fighting for a
hold on, Kobe,
He
contract.
Cole.
didn't have
Hold on,
surgery, did
Kobe.
he?
Hold on, Kobe. I gotta get him. He had surgery in the off season after 2019, the secret
No, he did
surgery.
not have surgery in
Yes, he did.
No, he
Had a
did not.
secret
He
surgery.
said the
When
secret.
did he have surgery?
No, I'm gonna ask BJ.
Look that up right now.
No.
Did he have
I'm gonna ask
surgery after
BJ.
2019
No,
playoffs?
I'm gonna ask BJ. BJ,
BJ, answer the question, BJ.
did
What's
Kawhi
up?
Leonard have like a secret procedure on his knee after winning that championship with
It's not even
Toronto?
secret. We know that.
Yeah, he did.
I
That's
actually
what I'm
didn't know
telling
that.
you.
Did he
So you
really?
want to bring up the fact he didn't have surgery?
Did he
Why he
have the
didn't?
same?
Why he couldn't
What
do the?
was the
Why he
surgery
couldn't do
for?
the
Though? What
same
was
thing in
it though?
It was a
2021?
What
it was
was
a
it though?
cleanup surgery. It was just cleanup surgery. It wasn't like a major. So it was a cleanup
Thank
surgery.
you, sir. So he tore his what? He tore his ACL, right? In 2021. That's a whole different story, bro.
Yeah, he
You're
tore his
tripping right now.
ACL.
It
Yeah.
That's
was a
two different.
partial. It
That's
was
two
a
different types of
partial.
surgeries,
It
bro.
was a partial.
No, they
It
said
was
it
a
was partial,
partial.
but I
And you
don't think it
calling
was
him? Hold
partial.
up. And you're calling this man a bitch ass nigga. You're just mad that he's
Yeah,
not right now. I don't
nah,
know
he
why you're
is a
getting mad
bitch
at this
ass
guy,
nigga. He's selfish, man. Kawhi Leonard is a
bro. Why would
selfish
he play if
motherfucker.
he's not healthy?
You a
Herm, can I
selfish
ask you a
Why
motherfucker.
question?
would he play if he's not healthy, bro? That's
Hey,
tripping. You're
Herm, let
tripping,
me ask
bro.
you a question though. With this Jimmy Butler situation, you said, hold
But
on, hey Herm,
who's
let me ask
healthy? But who's healthy in the playoffs? Who's 100% in the playoffs?
Jimmy Butler.
That's true, bro. But torn ACL is a whole different ball game, bro. Even Clay tried to play through it.
He didn't have a torn ACL this season. So what you got to say about
Clay
that?
tried to play
But
through
he
it. He
tore his,
sat his ass
but
out, bro. He tried to
I,
He
literally play
tore
through it. Giannis
what he
Niggas
said?
said, I want
he
to
No,
play.
no,
tore
no,
his
no, no.
meniscus. He tore his meniscus. He
Okay,
could have
okay,
played through that though. He could have
okay,
played through that.
Yeah,
He
because
tried to. Yeah.
Joel Embiid did it
What do you
twice.
mean he tried to?
Hey, the only injury that you
When
can
you
make
tear
Kawhi
your
damn play
meniscus,
through
it's
is this
torn.
playoffs.
It is what
The
it
only
is.
one
You
I
can't.
questioned was this playoffs, bro. But 2021, bro, this nigga was balling. He was balling, and he just kind of just, bro, he tore his
Why do we
ACL,
keep
bro.
saying 2021, bro? I don't want to hear about no 2 years ago. See, this is the thing, right? I understand we like to look back at a player's past and say, oh, well, he's done it before, so he's going to do it again. I don't look at it like that. How does he look today? And is he healthy this today? Can he perform today? I don't care about 2-3 years ago,
Well, we'll know when the
2019.
season starts. We gotta wait till the
No,
season
no, no. But
starts.
what I'm saying is that why do we always use that as a reference point to say what he's going to do? Because that's not how the NBA works. I don't look at what a player did 5-6 years ago and say, "Oh, I'm projecting him."
I mean, I think what people are just saying it, Cole, because it's you gotta look at history. Like you gotta look at something. That's all you.
But here's the
The
something
That's
nigga,
your
though.
the
The
nigga
resume.
some
only
the
That's
got
your
something.
the nigga
Here's
only
the
resume.
got
something,
the
bro.
nigga only got the Spurs years and one
Yeah,
year of
like
Hey,
Chicago.
I
He ain't
here's
got
resume.
the
no
thing,
huge
Right.
BJ.
sample size.
Right.
I
That
don't
nigga ain't got
mind.
no
Like
huge
I don't.
sample size.
But BJ, I don't mind us going back and congratulating him for what he did. But we use
Mm-hmm.
that as a way to project what he's going to do. I don't like that as a projection. It's okay to say he
Right.
did it, but don't project it and say, "Oh, he did it in 21." So he no. Paul George 21 is a different Paul George now, bro. I don't care what you say.
He's a better Paul George now. I agree with you. He's a better Paul
Well,
George
hold on.
now.
If he's better, then let's see how if he can stay healthy. First and foremost, we don't even know how we got to let's see him healthy first. But here's what I'm saying.
You're
Hey,
totally right.
Herm, here's what I want to know. When Kawhi first decided to go to the Clippers, right? His first choice wasn't Paul George. It was actually Jimmy Butler. And I keep telling these dudes, he understands, Kawhi understands that the game is mental. He understands that Jimmy Butler and him would have been a great duo because they both can do the same thing, really. Defend, shoot, they could do whatever. What I'm saying is that the mentality is why he wanted Jimmy. He wanted him because he know Jimmy is a dog. What I'm saying is Herm, if Jimmy Butler goes to the Clippers instead of Paul George, do you think they win a championship by now?
But no
No,
one's
I'm gonna tell
disputing.
you the truth. I'm gonna tell you the truth. No,
They
because
ain't
you
winning
would
no more
put
championships,
they
so that
they,
shit's
they
just
went out
dead.
of they now because Jordan they went out of one because Jimmy Butler would be put in the same situation that he basically in Miami. Kawhi Leonard not gonna be available to see if that duo will work. But I tell
that's
you
facts.
this, Kobe Jordan and Jimmy Butler would have came instead of Kawhi Leonard. I bet you the Clippers would have won. I tell you that.
you
See,
hate hey,
But
why
I
you
y'all
tell
hate
saying it's
you
Kawhi,
that.
bro?
hold on,
You
man. Y'all
literally
keep
hate
saying it's
Kawhi. That's
mentality,
crazy.
bro. Like it really does not matter, bro. Like you saying like every player on the team has to be a dog, and Paul George, y'all acting like he's like a
No, that's
soft
not what I'm saying.
bro.
I never
He
said
has
that. What are you
dog
talking about?
mentality. He literally has dog mentality. Other than that bubble series, bro, name me a bad playoff
and
series that
and
he has,
also,
bro.
first of all, can
Come
we go
on.
back to the injuries he came back from?
That's what I'm
Like
saying.
you
What's wrong
can't
with these
have no
dudes, bro?
bro. Let me tell
What
y'all
is
something
wrong with
about
y'all,
sports.
bro?
No, I
Let me tell
can't.
you
I'm
about
sorry.
sports,
I
bro.
can't
Like
do that.
bro, I've
But you're
torn
tripping, bro.
both my Achilles,
Not
bro.
tripping. You tripping, my homie.
I
You
would
tripping.
be that would be crazy to say a person to come back from the injuries he's came back from lacks a certain mentality to a point where you can't trust him in certain situations.
But
I'm not saying he's a number one. I'm saying I trust him enough to be a number two with everybody on the court, of course, to
hey,
lead you to
BJ,
a championship.
BJ,
That's all I'm
He's
saying.
BJ.
proven
Here's
that,
what
bro.
I'm
He's
saying. Hold on,
proven that.
BJ. You're the one ranking him as a one. I don't care about where he's ranked. I care about one thing and one thing only. I don't care if you rank him number 3 or number 8. I don't give a fuck about none of that. I want to know how his mentality is. Is he gonna come out and play and compete? That's all I care about. I don't care if he's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't give a shit
He's
about
shown
that. You know,
he's
hold on.
But
Thing.
you're the
Hold on.
one with the issue with the
You know the
dude,
thing.
man.
Hold on. You know the thing about the Miami Heat is that them dudes. They don't care about 1, 2, 3, or 4. That Max Strus is gonna come out and be a dog. Gabe is gonna come out and be a dog. They don't care if they're number 1 or 2 or 3. They don't care about that. That's all I care about, bro.
Hey,
Bro,
but
no, it's not. No, it's not, Kobe
I got to
Jordan.
hit you with this,
Not
Kobe
all you
Jordan.
care
You
about.
keep
Kobe Jordan,
saying number 1 option. I don't
You
give a
brought
Hey,
fuck
up
now,
about
Paul
that.
George. The whole reason this conversation even got started with Paul George because Kobe Jordan brung him up when we were talking about Westbrook and James Harden. He kept bringing up Paul George. I had to stop him and say, "Why do you keep bringing up this dude's
You
name?"
had to stop me, huh?
Yeah, I
hey,
did
but
because you've been having a
I
problem
gotta
with this
hit.
dude all
Go ahead,
Hey,
year.
Aaron. Go ahead, Aaron.
I gotta hit that nigga Kobe Jordan with this though. One thing I can give Paul George his credit. Do I think he do some crazy shit sometimes? Yes, but I'm gonna say this, Kobe Jordan. When
Yeah.
you have put dogs around Paul George played like a dog. Indiana days, he was a dog in Indiana.
Man, okay. Can we
He
talk about
he wasn't as good as
I hear
he
you.
is now, but he
But
was a
hey,
dog. So like
but
I
Herm,
said, like I said,
You
Kobe
know
Jordan,
better, Herm.
if
Come
you
on, bro.
simply replace Kawhi Leonard with Jimmy Butler, that dog would have been
But
brought at
but
Paul George, and
but
Paul
see,
George would be far better with Jimmy Butler than he would ever be with Kawhi Leonard,
I don't
and the
disagree
Clippers would
with
have
you.
won a championship.
I don't
I
disagree with you.
guarantee they would have won.
I
I
don't disagree with you.
guarantee
Here's
it.
what I'm saying though: is hey, bro, when you have interview, and this is the thing, like BJ just think I just dislike the man. I listen all season long. I hold everybody accountable. I came at Marcus Morris, Reggie, bro. I went at all of these dudes. It ain't just Paul George. I went at Kawhi. Y'all know me. I go at all of these dudes. Here's my only thing though: is that with his talent, Herm, his skill level, Herm, with his ability to do whatever he needs to on the court. He needs that talent needs to be brought out of him when it matters the most. And when I see it hidden in him in games that he should be able to explode, that frustrates me. Because now I know it's not about his talent, it's about his mentality, right? Because when you're that skilled and that gifted, you can pretty much dribble anywhere on the court, get anywhere on the court, and pull up from anywhere. You should
All right,
be
Kobe
better.
Jordan. I gotta ask you this then.
That's all
Who
I'm
you think?
saying, Herm. Hey,
Nah,
Herm,
nah,
am I wrong?
Kobe Jordan.
Herm, am I wrong?
I'm gonna ask you this, Kobe Jordan. Who you think is the better leader between Jimmy Butler and Kawhi Leonard? Who
Oh,
could
come on, man.
who
Why you keep
who? No,
why
no,
you
no,
keep
no, no, no.
why you
Answer the
keep
question.
asking me this shit, man?
Who could bring? No, no. I'm asking you for it. Who could bring more out of their teammates, Jimmy Butler or Kawhi Leonard?
I'm gonna say I think Jimmy because he's more vocal. He's more vocal. It's just that simple. But here's the thing: I think Kawhi's a better player, of course. But here's the thing, Herm. Some players don't need. Some players they don't. They're not as vocal, right? Some players actually lead by their example. They lead with their game. The difference is Paul George when he's not leading with his game. He's not no vocal Jimmy, but he's not that guy either. That's why I said you got to do one or the other. You can't be skilled, talented, and like not use your talent, and then not a leader. You can't be both. You can't be not a leader.
I don't know where that comes from. I'm in here. I don't know where that comes from because when Kawhi Leonard was out, he sure as hell looked like he was leading the Clippers to the conference finals, and he sure as hell looked like
Oh
he was
my
leading
God.
the
He
Clippers to a good
was
series.
leading the Clippers.
So I
He
don't know
was.
what
Okay.
the hell Kobe Jordan is talking about that he
Bro.
wasn't leading this. I don't know
Hey
where this
man,
is
I
coming from,
listen,
bro.
man. I watch Paul George. I watch every single Paul George game this year, bro. I've seen
You need
him
to
in
watch
every game.
closer. Then
And so
what
obviously,
are the results, bro? What are the
well, the
results?
result here's the results. I can tell you the results. The results is when it comes to playoff time, neither one of them are healthy at the same time. That's number
Now he
one.
wants to change. Now he wants to change it.
No.
I asked
I'm
you
giving.
what are the
Hold on.
results
I'm giving
when
you.
he's healthy. When he's
No,
on the
no.
court, what is the
Okay.
results?
Can I tell? Okay. Here's what I'm gonna say. Okay, you got to let me finish first.
I don't need to start with injuries. I want you to ask me what is he when he's on the court leading this team when
Okay,
Kawhi
so
Leonard was not present? What was the results?
what year do you want me to go to give
There
you
was
The
over
results?
last year,
500. There was over
they were
500.
they were
And,
over
So
five
and,
okay, so
hundred.
hold on. So the measuring stick is being over 500. That's enough.
No,
no,
the
it's
measuring
not
stick.
enough.
The measuring stick is basically
You
you have to
should be
They
look
was
over
at
500
competing.
with that
They
team.
was competing.
oh my gosh, Kobe Jordan. So the man, okay, so when the man does well, it's about the team. But when the man doesn't do well, oh, it's all on him. That's the nitpicking that you're doing.
Here's what I'm saying. This is not
Hey,
what I'm
now
saying.
BJ, I'm gonna hit him.
No,
I'm gonna hit him with this. I'm gonna hit him
Hold
with
on,
this
Herm.
right
Let
quick.
me
Now,
finish
hold
with
on,
this.
Kobe. Hold on, Kobe.
Go
I'm
ahead,
finna tell you this. I'm finna
go
tell you
ahead.
this, Kobe.
Because I
Kobe
like
Jordan.
Paul George, but he
Hey,
just
now
not.
Kobe Jordan. Here's the proof that you need right here. When the Clippers played the
Yeah.
Boston Celtics, when Kawhi and PG was both healthy and they was playing, and when they outdueled Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum
You talking
in
about the
that
regular season?
game.
You talking about the regular
No, no,
season,
no, no.
right?
I'm finna tell you though. In that game, Paul George was the best player out of all those four on the court.
No, listen. I know. I agree
Paul
with you.
George was the best player
Bro,
in that
I
game.
agree with you. I agree with you. When he goes up against Boston, he actually plays well against him. We actually match up well against Boston. I'm not worried about that. But again, here's what I
Nah,
care
but
about, right?
they went against the so-called best duo in the
Man,
NBA,
I don't care
and
about that.
Kawhi and
So,
Paul
hey,
George
Hearn, you
killed
know I
them.
don't care about that,
And
man. I
Paul
don't care
George
about
was the
that.
best player on the court. Am I lying,
Listen,
BJ?
listen. I don't
Nah, he
care.
was.
Listen,
He was.
I
Paul
know
George
he
was the best
was.
player on
I'm
the court.
agreeing with you, Hearn. But what's your point? What's your point, Hearn?
End of the day, bro. When warranted, Paul George, his time with the Clippers, he actually been a solid player. I don't
All
see
right. Well,
Paul
guess what?
George being
Hey,
the reason. Paul
Herm, can I
George
ask
is
you a
not
question?
now. Paul George is not the reason why the Clippers haven't had
So,
success. Paul
so
George
it's
actually
not. You
been
right. It's
balling.
not. It's not. It's not just about Paul George because Kawhi Leonard hasn't been healthy. He's the main reason. But here's the second thing, right? I understand what y'all are saying. Y'all saying that when he's been healthy, he's the one that's been performing. He's actually been more healthy than Kawhi. I agree with you. All I'm saying is that when it comes down to the nitty gritty, when both of these dudes get healthy and they play when it matters the most, my only issue has always been with Paul George. Even before this year, the year before that, even before 2021. My issue has been with him is his mentality. Matt Barnes even said it. You know what Matt Barnes said? He's in his head. He overthinks a lot. He's always overthinking the little stuff. He's in his head all the time, right? I'm not the only one saying this. Bro, you know Steph Curry? Steph Curry said the man was mentally weak, bro. He called the man out in that Dallas series. When we played against Dallas in 2020, he the one that called him out and said, "Yo, he's mentally weak. I don't trust him. I don't care.
He
To
didn't
me,
say
he's not
that.
that good."
He didn't
Okay,
say that. He said he
okay.
say Kobe
No,
Jordan.
okay.
He said bitch ass nigga, and you read his
No,
lips.
I'm
And the
not
reason
talking
why
about, bro. You're
that's
talking about on the court. You're
the
talking about on the
and
court.
also you gotta remember
I'm
too.
not talking about
They
on the
have a
court, bro.
situation.
You're
They
okay.
have a
You're just making
situation.
stuff
They
Man,
have
up. You're
Steph
that's
making
Curry
stuff
taking
up.
up for Doc Rivers, man. That's all.
You
It
talking
become
about on the
PG and
court.
Doc
I'm
Rivers were
talking
beefing,
about what he
and
said.
Steph Curry
He
married to Doc
said
Rivers'
in the
daughter,
when he
man. Come
said
on,
in the
man.
practice interview when they interviewed.
It's a personal
send me the
reason
clip.
why Steph
Drop the
Curry
clip
is beefing
drop the
with
clip
Paul George.
I'm
in
gonna
the
drop the
private
clip.
chat.
I'm gonna drop the
Drop
clip
it.
because you're talking about bitch ass, bro. Of course, we all know that. That's public news.
Steph Curry was beefing with Paul George because Paul George used to
I know.
smash Doc
All I'm
Rivers'
saying is this.
daughter.
Bro,
Hey,
hey,
Hearn, let me ask you a question, right? I'm finna jump off here. I gotta go to sleep. I'm gonna ask you this last question, right? Was I wrong when I said that there are other number twos? And just to tell me if I'm wrong, because I'm cool if I'm wrong. I don't care. Was I wrong when I said that there are other number twos who Paul George is more talented with, but you would be willing to take these other guys because they give you the results. They're mentally tougher when it matters the most. Do you agree with that?
Like
Do
who?
you agree?
Like who though? Like who though?
Do you agree Jamal Murray and Devin Booker are mentally tougher than Paul George when it matters the
No,
most?
Devin Booker is not mentally tougher than Paul George. Now Jamal Murray is, because Jamal Murray is a different breed. We know how much of a difference maker he really is for Denver. But Devin Booker, hell no, he's not mentally stronger
So
than Paul George.
so let's use Jamal Murray. He's not more talented than PG, right?
I don't, at this point, I think Jamal Murray is more talented
You
now.
think so?
Now,
but
yeah,
Okay.
it's even unfair.
but
This is
that's
a
unfair though.
yeah,
How is
Jamal
that
Murray,
unfair? What do you mean?
the
How is
amount
that
of
unfair?
stuff. Hold on, this is what goes back to, and this is why I want to see if that's the case. Is Jamal Murray a top 5 point guard in the league?
Yes, he is.
Yes. What are you talking about? He's a top 5 point guard.
Okay. So I'm just asking that
I can't
question.
believe you asked that.
No, because nobody was saying this. Nobody was
I think
saying
he's
this
been top
2 years
five for the
ago.
last. I think he's been top five for
Well,
the
I
last
So
2 years.
I'm
was
not
because
Jamal Murray's is. I would like to see him when Jokic ain't out there. How he gonna look when he doesn't have this big boy
But you
yeah,
beside
hold
him.
on,
I
hold
want to
on. But
see
you
that too.
can't just
But
say
hey,
that though,
but
bro.
BJ, you know, I always said I always felt like Murray was the best player on the team to me because without him, all the Nuggets was a first or second
Facts,
round exit.
facts. That's a fact.
But
You know what
but
I'm
what you
saying?
think
So
Jamal Murray would be? What would Jamal Murray be with this team?
hey, I think he could get. I think he could get them to at least a second round every
But
year.
see, here's the thing, BJ. You can't. You know why you like to say that? Because you're using Paul George as a comparison. Jamal
No,
Murray.
you
Hold on,
are.
Hold on. Let me
You
finish. Let me
are.
finish. Let
Now
me
you
hold on,
are.
But it's unfair to
let me
compare
finish real quick. The
Jamal
thing
Murray and
is,
Paul George right now though.
is
That's
that
unfair
Jamal
though.
Murray got drafted to this team. You can't help where you get drafted to, bro. But my issue
But I'm
is
saying there's nothing that you can compare these two, man. First off, you can't compare a dude who's been in the league for 5 years to a dude that's had a 12-year stint. You can't compare a dude
yes, you
who's been
can. What are you talking
a
about?
number one
Yes, you
option on
can.
this team. You can't
Yes,
hold
you
on.
can
You can't
compare
compare
them.
a dude
Okay,
who's been a
so hold
number
on.
one
If
option
that's
to his
not the
team so
case,
he hasn't.
if that's
He
not the
hasn't had the
case,
same
hold on,
load.
hold on. If that's not the case, then why did they compare LeBron to Kawhi when LeBron had when he has way more years on Kawhi? Why did they compare
Damn,
them?
that is a good one there, Kobe.
That's a
Kobe
good
Jordan.
point.
That's the best thing you done
That's a
said
good
all
point.
night.
That's a good
No,
point.
But hold on. Here's what I'm
That's
saying.
the only if
That
you want to take the years, fine. I'll take the years off. Let's just go
not
by
even
this.
just the years,
Let's just
bro.
go by the years.
Like
No
Giannis,
one,
for
no
example,
Jamal.
we
Okay, fine.
compared Giannis.
How about
We
this? How
compared
about this?
Giannis to KD, but KD has way more years than Giannis in the
You
league.
take Jamal Murray as a second option. Go ahead.
No,
Over Paul George. Go ahead.
okay. At this point,
Go
I'm
ahead.
taking the reason why I'm taking Jamal Murray is just because what Herm said. Jamal Murray has proven to me in the playoffs Name a playoffs where he shit the
He
bed.
did cook Paul George and Kawhi too, by the way. So I
But
mean,
hold on,
I would,
but here's the
I
thing
would,
though.
I'm still
he a
taking
monster.
PG
Here's
over
the
Jamal
question.
Murray, bro.
Herm, can you name a playoff series where Jamal Murray completely shit the bed?
How many playoff series has he been
He
in?
he never should have. And
Bro,
then he
he's
He's
came
been to
never,
two.
bro.
He's
then he
hold on.
came
He's been
back
to
for
two
3-1
playoff
twice.
series.
He came
Hold
back
on,
for
hold
three
on,
one
hold on.
twice.
So
That's not
stop. So
true.
you still hold on,
Hold
hold
on.
on. He's been to two. He's been actually no three
He's
playoff
been to
series, three
three.
playoffs. He's been to three. You comparing to a dude that's been to 11. You gotta give this dude time.
Hold on, bro. Hold on. But
Everybody's had series. Hold on. Everybody's
Hold
had
on.
series where they went down,
But
bro.
here's the thing,
Everybody.
though. Here's the thing, though, bro.
Everybody.
You're talking about a dude who. How many years has Jamal Murray been in the league? When did he get drafted? Wasn't it like
He been in the
2018?
league for 7 years.
So he's been in the league for 7 years, right? Is that what you're saying? So granted, the bubble year he got to the Western Conference Finals. The year before that, he got to the West semis. They lost against Dame in the 7-game series. You're talking about this is his second year where he lost to a Dame Lillard team with CJ McCollum in Game 7 where he balled out. The man averaged 23 points in his second year in the playoffs, and then this season.
Hey, how about this? How about
Hold on.
this? Go
This
back and
season,
compare,
he balls out and wins the championship.
let's do this. Compare Jamal Murray's first 3-4 years and compare Paul George's 3-4 years, and then come back and talk to me.
Hold on. What do
Since
you
you want to
mean,
do it
bro?
like that,
Hold on. Hold on.
it's not a comparison,
Hold on.
bro.
But compare them in what? What do you mean? Just compare their numbers?
Who was
Compare
the
the
better player
yards? What are
in
you
the first
comparing?
3-4 years? And what? Because we want to go and talk about who did what. I'm telling you, what PG did in his first 3-4 years is more impressive than what Jamal Murray did in his first 4 years.
Nah, I
That's
don't.
what I'm saying.
I disagree.
So
I
you
disagree.
be on crack to say that you're gonna take that over a
No.
Paul
You know
George against a
why?
super team Miami.
But
You
here,
be on
okay.
crack to say that.
I'm not negating the fact that Paul George played well in his first couple playoff seasons.
He
I'm
was
not
better.
saying.
Don't say play. He's better. He was better. Put some
But
emphasis on it.
hold on. But okay, cool. He played well, but he also had
He's
a good team
better.
around him. He
He was.
no don't.
Man,
He
stop, man.
also
No, Kobe. He's
Herm
better.
Herm.
He's
Why did
better.
he hold on Herm? Why did these dudes acting like Paul George was just the Don Dada on those Indiana Pacers teams? Did they not have a good team around him? Did they not have David
Did
West,
Denver
who was
not
an
have a
All
good team
Star?
around him? Did Denver not have a good team?
Hold on. In 2012 and 2013, David West wasn't a power forward in the league.
Bro, you only saying they did well because they got to the conference finals.
Answer the
But
question.
hold on, Coach Jordan, I hate to do this though, but BJ, I'm gonna be real, bro. Just off of, what Jamal Murray did, come off a serious ACL injury that sat him
Facts.
out for a year and a half. This nigga came back his first year and was dominant in the playoffs, and they won an NBA championship.
Come
Paul
on, man.
George ain't doing no shit like that. Even
Wait,
Kawhi
hold on,
Leonard, hasn't
hold
even
on,
done that.
hold on,
Kawhi
hold on,
Leonard hasn't even done that.
hold
So
on,
yeah,
Herb. Hold on. He
shit.
can't. So, dude, his Paul George's leg was in the Olympics, went snapped in half, and he came back and had the run he had in 2021.
But I hate to say it though. Is it easier to put bones together, or is it easier to put a
Man,
ligament
they
back
both
together?
had that boy PG's had
I hate to be
some
petty,
serious
but
and a
I
torn
hate to be
UCL.
petty though.
That boy's had some serious injuries, man.
BJ, listen. Listen, BJ. I love how much respect and how much honor you have for PG. But at the end of the day, I don't really have any, personal vendetta to these dudes. But I also don't have any personal love for these dudes. I just observe the game, and here's what I observe. I look at the players that have the most success are typically the guys that want it the most. And when you're a guy like Paul George and you're that talented and you're that gifted, there's no reason, in my opinion, that you should not be dominating in some of these series that you haven't been dominating in, right? If you consider him the best number two in the league, then there's other number twos who have that dog in them that to me they're giving you the results. All I'm saying is this. You can look at his first 5-6 years in the league and say how well he's done compared to these dudes. I'm looking at everything in totality. I'm not just looking at his first 3 years. I'm looking at collectively. What have you done for me lately? That is the NBA,
Even is
bro. And here's what
collectively,
I'm
bro.
saying.
Like last
Let me
thing you could
finish.
also
Here's
say.
what I'm gonna say. I appreciate dudes like Jimmy Butler. I appreciate dudes like Jamal Murray. I appreciate guys like Giannis because their mentality, right? Even though they're not as gifted as Paul George, their mentality alone will win you a game, will win you a series. To me, that is important in the game, bro. I observe that. When I understand mentality, bro, you said it. 90% of the game is mental. If 90% of the game is mental, then that means a lot to me because that lets me know that your talent alone is not even nowhere near enough for me to say you're the best guy or the second best guy to win me a championship. And I need you to know that Paul George mentality needs to get back to Indiana so that we can continue to say he's that guy. Until then, I don't want to hear nothing about Paul
But
George,
that's
bro.
not happening, and that's why you're living. I think that's why you're getting so frustrated with him. He is not going to be my Indiana. He's already said that he doesn't have that same mentality. My point is he ain't got. He has enough in the tank to still get you to a championship.
I
Is and the
disagree.
only thing that you could judge him off is 2021.
Okay,
That's why I'm not
okay, no, no, no.
understanding.
I'm not judging them off of any particular year. I'm judging them off of every game that I watch in the playoffs. I'm judging them off of every playoff series, not just the bad ones. I'm judging them off of the good ones too, because he has done good. But when you say that he can't get back to that mentality, here's my answer. Here's my question to you: if you don't think, and he already said it, he can't get back to that mentality, why are you still so confident in a guy who isn't who doesn't have that mentality to really compete against the best and be the best? Why are you so confident in a guy based off of that alone?
That's you saying that
No, no, no. I'm
again.
asking you. Hold on.
That's
You just
no.
said.
I
Hold on.
don't
You
feel that. I don't
said.
feel like that.
So hold on. Do you think you're saying that he can still be a second option on a championship team, right?
Of that's what I mean. What makes me feel like he can't?
Well, because he's telling you he doesn't have that mentality, bro. That's why.
No, he
That's
no.
what I'm
Okay,
assuming.
see, Jacoby Jordan. Okay, if we're gonna quote people, let's quote them correctly. And let me say, Crooktown P, click gang on bang. You still riding with us, Herm Stopping. Appreciate the donation, bro. If we're gonna quote people, let's quote them correctly. The man said that Kawhi Leonard was number one. He's the number two. I saw him on the, and we all heard him say that podcast when he got on his podcast. He said, "I'm not the same as I was when I was younger." That's
What
what
does
he
that
said.
mean? What does that mean,
That
though? I don't
means
know what that
when
means.
same thing. It means when you come into the league, you have a certain way about yourself. You just don't. I don't give a fuck attitude. But when you
Okay, but
go
hold on.
through when you go
So,
through like when you go through injuries, when you go through season, you see the game different. Same thing with Kevin Durant. He came into the league, said, "I want to be the best player." Now he doesn't care about that. You just change your
but
mind. It doesn't take away
but
from
see,
you
here's the
as a
thing.
player.
Here's the thing, and that's one of the reasons why I don't respect God. Because here's the thing: if that sounds cool to you, because that's just something cool to say, like, okay, cool. He doesn't want to be that. He's not the same guy anymore. But when you're trying to compete for a championship, that's not actually a good thing to have on your team. You don't want a guy who wants to take a back seat. You know why? Because when you're competing, you need all of your guys to be in champ. They need to be in win now mode. They need to be in I'm willing to compete at the highest level, no matter what position I play, no matter what role I'm given. I got to compete the best at my ability as I can. Paul George, what he is saying is that he doesn't want to be the number one. He doesn't need to be the number one. Kawhi is that guy. But he's also saying that his mentality is, right, I'm here and I'm here to do whatever I can to help the team. That's different than saying I want to win a championship. I'm trying to compete. There's a difference in mentality, bro. When you're Jimmy
He
Butler
said
isn't gonna.
he's had said that though, man. He's already said that.
But here's the issue. To me, that's not a formula for winning a championship. So okay, cool, he can say that, but to me, you're not gonna win a championship thinking like that. Because if you're
Jordan.
thinking like that, then guess what? If Jaylen Brown comes in and say, you know what, I'm gonna kill Paul George tonight, and Paul George is saying, okay, cool, I want to, I'm saying, I just want to come in and play my role. No, you gotta try to kill him. That's the
Kobe.
game, bro.
It's as
That is the
simple as
game.
this. It's as simple as this. The man done said, and you can go. I'm pretty sure you've heard it. The man has said he wants to bring a championship to the Clippers. The man has said
Okay.
that numerous amount of times. He's played and carried the load, just like Herm said, while Kawhi Leonard was out. The
Man, you
reason
trying
why
to
we
tell
haven't
me,
won is
bro?
because our best player has not been available. It ain't on
Hey,
Paul George. It's on Kawhi Leonard.
okay, well, so this is year what? This is year five, DJ.
This will be year 5. Yes.
So this will be year five, and am I supposed to just accept that and just keep going with the punches and say, okay, well, hopefully he stays healthy and his mentality is gonna grow? No, his mentality is still the same.
Bro,
My
your focus. I'm saying put it on. You jumped on to Paul George. That's what the problem was. You jumped on him and saying that it was like he needs to do this, he needs to do that. My thing is what Paul George has done and what he's had to endure and carrying this team. He shouldn't be getting that type of criticism because he's actually made the team actually hold afloat while Kawhi's been out.
But see, here's the difference
You
between me and
haven't put
you.
no
The
more
difference
responsibility on
between me
Kawhi
and
not one
you.
time.
The difference between me and you is that regardless if Kawhi is on the court or not, I need Paul George in order to win a championship. This is what the team needs, not what I need, because I don't own the team. I don't run the team. In order for us to win this team to win a championship, I need him to play at that level. I need him to play at that same
And
level.
has he not been playing at that level? Has he not been doing that?
No, he hasn't. What are you talking about, bro? He
I
has not
just
been
told you
playing.
the last time he played in the playoffs, he did not do
Bro,
that.
you keep saying the last
Because
time
that's
he
the only
played.
time we can evaluate. Cause we can't evaluate nothing else because he got hurt in
I'm
2022. And
evaluating, bro.
that's
I'm
it.
evaluating. Listen, you know what I'm evaluating, BJ, and I'm gonna be done with this. I'm not just evaluating the playoffs. I'm evaluating all the marquee the matchups in the regular season. When we go
Like
up
what?
against the top teams, when we
Like
go up
who?
against Denver, how do we look? When we go up against Golden State, how do we look? When we go up against Memphis, how do we look? When we go up
How
against
did he
Sacramento,
look?
how do we look? And what
How
I'm
did he look?
explaining to you is that Paul George, and do you know that during the regular, and again, this is part of because we're injuries. Do you know we were below 500 against the top teams in the Western Conference this year?
Bro. So again, so what
Is that
games
not true? Is that
specifically?
not
What
true?
games specifically are you talking about? He just so underperformed so much. Name the games and give me the numbers.
Name the games. Okay, well I don't have my other laptop with me to give you the exact numbers, but I can remember that against Denver, he struggled against Denver. 2 of the 4 games that we played, big time. He didn't just struggle; he actually played like shit water. When we played against Sacramento over in Sac, when we had that OT game, right? He in the fourth quarter, he didn't perform at all. Kawhi Leonard dominated that game. Paul George, where was he in that fourth quarter? He
So how
didn't
many
perform.
games has Paul? Okay, so how many games has Paul George shown up and Kawhi hasn't? How many games has Paul George been the best player over Kawhi? Herm just put it out there when they played in LA, and then they beat Boston by damn near 20 points. And you said that. You said I don't care about that
Yeah,
matchup.
okay, but hold on. No, the reason why
So
I'm not no, hold on.
that
Hold
doesn't
on.
mean
No,
nothing,
no.
bro.
What I'm saying is that I agree with him. I said he was the dominant player in that game, but that's one game. I'm talking about a collective of games that we should have won, and Paul George didn't show up, bro. And you're not going into that. You're just saying, oh, what games? No, there's multiple
Well,
games.
cry me, hey Kobe
Exactly.
Jordan, cry me a river then,
I'm
bro.
not
Because I
gonna
can go
cry you a
around the
river
whole
because, hey,
league. I can
bro,
go to
I
the
don't
whole
give a
league.
shit.
I can go through the whole league and talk about other players, man. That's bullshit. Cry me a
It's
river
not
if you're gonna
bullshit.
talk
It's
all
not.
three,
It's
four
you know why
regular
it's not
season
bullshit.
games and not talk about the
Okay.
playoffs.
Here's why it's not bullshit. Because it's consistent, BJ. The man
In
consistently
your eyes, bro,
underperforms
I
against
got a
these top
question how you
teams.
watching these games, bro. I'm questioning how you watching these games.
Nah,
No
you don't.
disrespect. I'm
You can just
questioning
watch
how
it
you watching
yourself.
these games, bro.
You
I
can just
really
watch the
am.
game yourself, bro. So hey, but we'll see. Though
I'm
I'm gonna get up
watching the
out of here.
games, bro.
Hey,
I got a
we'll
question.
see. Go ahead.
I got a question how you watching these games, bro. I'm sorry.
What question do you got? I'm listening.
No, I got a question how you're watching them, like how you're seeing them. Like
What do you
I
mean?
mean, you're not giving me any no intellect, no detail, like what made it so bad, how he performed. If there's
So
certain stretches of games he
I can tell
they
you,
take
bro.
bad
Well,
shots,
first of all,
you
hold
understand
on,
the
hold on.
whole league is like that,
No.
bro.
I could, bro. I'm giving you. You're not letting me give you the games. When we played against Sacramento, I believe this was like the end of last year. We played in Sacramento, and this was when we were using him in that point guard experiment. The man turned the
Which
ball
I
over.
told you wasn't gonna work. I told you that.
Okay, well, hold on. Why are
He's
you
not a
telling
point
me? Hold
guard.
on. Hey, I'm not Ty Lue. You don't. Why are you telling me? I don't care. What I'm saying is that the Clippers decided to use him as a point guard, and I already knew that wasn't going to work. What I'm saying is that the man is constantly turning the ball over in crunch time moments, and this is not news, bro. You know this. Why are you acting like you don't know this? He
No, I'm not. I don't expect him to be. This is not surprising to me. I told you, and I remember telling you. This is why I
like,
said
come
we need to
on,
go out
man.
and get.
Stop
This
acting
is why
dumb,
I
bro.
said. This is why I said we needed to get Westbrook a point guard, and you were against that. You
Bro,
said
no.
Terrence Mann.
That's
You
cool.
said that you can run the point. You can run the playmaking through
What
Parsons
I
and Kawhi.
told you.
I
Here's what I
told you
told
that
you.
shit wasn't gonna work.
What did I tell you, BJ? I told you who I wanted. I wanted Fred VanVleet. Did I not say that?
No, but you
Hold
said
on.
Kobe Jordan. You said
I never said I wanted
Joby
Fred
Jordan.
VanVleet.
You said, but you said Paul George and Kawhi can play make for us. That's what you said. I said that
No,
shit wasn't
bro.
gonna work.
No, I never, bro. Here's the thing. Why would I say that knowing that we've been looking for a point guard and I'm big on
So
point guards?
you never said that.
So can I ask you a question, right?
No, I'm asking you. Never said that.
Okay, well that's not factual. You don't have proof that I didn't say that. So, um,
No, okay, Kobe Joe. I
no,
got you.
because
Yeah,
what you're
it's
saying
fine.
is
It's fine.
what you're saying is you're
It's fine.
making something up to fit your narrative.
No, it's
You
not.
So hold
I have
on. So
all
you
the I
got
have
me.
all
Hold
the
on. Let me
lines
ask you
on
this.
here, bro.
You got me on tape saying that we don't need
Yep.
a point guard. Paul George is our point guard.
Yep. Paul George and Kawhi can run the playmaking. That's what you said, bro.
Okay. All right. Well, like I said, I've never ever said that because neither. When have they ever played point guard in their career?
I
Where?
said playmaking. You said
See, this is what happened, man. The devil will kick you out when you lie. The God will kick you out when you lying, bro.
because you were against getting Russell Westbrook as our point guard. You were
But
against John Wall being our point guard.
yeah, okay. But does that mean that I wanted Paul George to play point? What are you
It
talking about?
means you wanted Paul George and Kawhi to handle playmaking
No.
responsibilities
Hey,
because that's
BJ,
what
you
the
know what I
Clippers
said?
wanted.
Hold on. I actually remember what I said now that you bring it back to my memory. When I was on Mookie's channel, this was back in mid-November of last year.
I
They
didn't say
asked me,
Mookie. No, my channel.
no. Hold on. But you're not, can I finish? I know what I said. What I told Mookie, and I also said it over, I said it to you too. When they asked me on your channel too, who do we need? Because if we need to get rid of Reggie and all of these other guys, what point guard what trade do we need to make? The first trade I said was we need to go out and get a Mike Conley and a Vanderbilt. And they were like, oh no. They're not gonna, that's not gonna work. When the year before, we almost had a deal to get Mike Conley Jr. And then this past trade deadline, we tried to get him again. So I'm not dumb. I already know that they were trying to get him. The other thing was Fred Van Fleet was on the table for Terrence Mann and Luke Kennard. The Clippers didn't want to give up Terrence Mann. I wanted to because I like Fred Van Fleet. I think he would have been a perfect fit for us. He's a point guard, a true point guard who could spread the floor. And the reason why I wanted Fred Van Fleet is because against Denver, he's a great three-point shooter in the pick and roll. That's what I said. I mentioned why I wanted the players that I wanted. The other reason was I already knew Westbrook isn't. I didn't think he would fit. I still don't like his fit because he still turns the ball over a lot. He played well in the playoffs, but to me, we played well. Okay, I'll give it to him that first series. But what I'm saying is that he still turns the ball over. I didn't like the fit. That's just my thought. Showtime didn't like the fit either. Multiple people didn't like the fit. We needed another point guard who could facilitate, but who also was a smart playmaker. Here's the other thing. I never ever said Paul George was gonna be was a good point guard or a playmaker for us. Find me a tape on that. I'll cash up you tonight.
Kawhi and Paul George was playmakers. Um,
No, find me the tape on that and I'll cash
I
up you.
will I will I will I will put that in. I'll let you
Send
get
it to
that to
my
me.
email. I'm gonna put my email in the back chat.
I will send that straight to you.
Okay, bet. I'm putting my email in the back chat right now.
All right.
And then,
We'll have to just continue this discussion in the next couple
all
of
right,
days.
bro. I'm gonna talk to you
It's
later,
been-
bro.
all right, man.
All right, bet.
Peace. All right. So great show. It went a lot longer than we expected. It's only supposed to be for an hour and a half, but it went 3.5, almost 4 hours. I can't believe I'm even still up, man. But yeah, man, pretty much the free agency is heating up. So if you guys have any comments or questions y'all want to, you know what I'm saying, put in the, text, you know, go ahead and put it in there, man. The Cash App, shout out to my man Crooktown P. Clip Banger don't bang. BJ, you still riding with us in the Herm Stop It. Yes, sir. Definitely you're still riding with the clips. And yeah. Appreciate y'all coming on, man. We'll be back on Saturday morning with another great show, man. Until next time, respectfully say pull up and see, pull up and check, but live. Peace. Out of here like swimwear.